Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Moto Aftermath Show. This is episode number 255. I'm your host, Travis. Welcome in studio here. We're back. 2024 Supercross racing season. We're here to wrap up A1, talk about everything we heard, all the rumors, all the interesting stuff, and boy, do I have some shit for all of you, because I have something that none of you know about.
He was saying this last night.
I was. Did you peek at my notes?
No, he didn't. He actually made a comment to don't peek at the notes, and I'm like, I did
because he pulled up as we were going in to get drinks, and I made him roll the window. I was like, do not look at the notes because I have a surprise, and I want to see everyone's face when I drop this because y'all are gonna go crazy. You're gonna lose your shit.
Oh, that's cool. I'm always looking to lose my shit.
I'm excited about it.
Honestly, it could be way right field. It could be way left field. I don't really know.
Well, we're pretty right wing on this show, so it's probably on the right field.
In the infamous words of Coach Rob here, we're just connecting tea leaves, okay? That's all we're doing.
All right, we'll keep it ripping.
All right, in studio with me here, I've got my usual two co-hosts. It is Justin and Cole, a.k.a. What did the kid call you yesterday?
I don't know.
I thought there was something, because Ashley called us and told us that the kid said,
new.
Yeah, there's a new person. Justin is a whole new man. He's practically lost a whole man.
Yeah.
It's insane. Your weight loss is insane. I'm not going to get over this. It's insane. Even your head's gotten smaller, which is weird.
Yeah, nobody's ever said that to me.
A little bit of the hot air. The kid told you that yesterday. She was like, even
weird.
your head's smaller. It was wild.
I was like, oh, that's cool.
No one is more honest than a kid, and nothing made me happier than on my weight loss journey before vacation when she told me that Dad is no longer fat. And man, that was just like a triumphant day for me. Now I'm back to fat, but that's okay. Cole, what's up, buddy?
I am the fastest lap time holder at Grand Rapids Grand Prix as of right now.
You didn't get a shirt, though.
Future Formula One star, Cole here.
The future Logan Sargent over here.
Yes. I like the Ethica hat a lot.
You like that?
Yes.
That's a melon hat, so that's a real high quality hat. Here,
wow.
Pass it around.
Wow, yeah, let's see this. Let's see this here.
So you'll see Malcolm Stewart wearing one of those hats. He has
Bill's really like
except his
that's a high quality hat.
His hat's a lot bigger than yours.
That's nuts.
Well, his head's a lot bigger than mine. But Malcolm Stewart is doing a melon deal, and I believe the Lawrence brothers are wearing melon hats with Red Bull logos on them.
Interesting. How much was that thing?
Man, if it wasn't the Ethica sale that they love to have, these things are like $65.
No way in hell. No way in hell.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm out on that.
Interesting.
I don't care
As
about
a business guy, fuck yeah, let's go.
I don't care about
the mic
hats
to
that
talk.
much.
As a business guy, that's a great deal right there. That's awesome.
Go to wait for the Ethica sales if you're gonna buy one.
All right. Also in studio with us here, it's the one, the only Tom Cooper's back.
Hey, everybody.
Me and him are sharing mics because we're poor and
What else
we
you guys
only
share?
have. Shut the fuck up. We only have
Same
one
type of
mic.
cups.
Yeah, well, we wanted to make sure we had enough to go for most of the show, so we went with the bigger cups.
This is clearly not mine. That's okay.
It's totally fine. Everybody likes Star Wars. I don't know what the problem is. So
Never
anyway,
seen a single one.
Neither have I.
I'm gonna need you
We're
guys
the
to
only Disney people at this table.
I'm gonna need you two to get the fuck off my boat, okay? Like, what the hell's the matter with you two?
Well, it's definitely not a yacht.
That's fine.
Maybe one day.
It's.
I mean, we're not making that Jet Lawrence money.
It's
but maybe
unbelievable.
one day.
Anyway, all right. So this is show 255. Like I said, we're gonna wrap up A1 here. We've got a fully stacked show. Before we jump into that, though, let's talk sponsors here. So as always, on board with us, we're in the studios at the facility. It is TLR Coatings. So if you need any custom powder coating, Cerakoting, anything like that, they do shipping to all the continental 48 states there. So make sure to check them out at tlrcoatings.com and on all the major social media networks. We are constantly producing content, including YouTube is coming soon here. I'm filming for that season coming up here. Also on board with us here presenting the show, Complete Racing Solutions. And this month we are highlighting their express workouts. These workouts are 30 minutes or less. They're made to keep you moving. They're made to keep you from being fat like me. It's no problem.
Send one my way. New year, new me.
Hit Coach Rob up.
I know. I might have to send him some blood work as well.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no
I do
doping
too.
going on there.
Anyway, these workouts are designed to keep you moving. They're at an affordable price. So you can pay $22 a month, or if you pay annually, aka pay it all up front, you can pay as low as $15 a month. So make sure to check that out. Links in the description down below. Also on board with us still here, Gutterworks, Holster Co., Isaac Nelson Designs, all still here with us. Again, links for all of them in the description down below. We've got a couple other sponsor deals we're working on, which I'm pretty excited about that. Hopefully those come on board. But again, we're vetting sponsors to make sure As I tell everybody who contacts us, if you want to sponsor us, that's fine. We do love money, but we also will not get behind shitty products or shitty service.
Or shitty people.
Or shitty people. Any of the above. So I've literally told all these people, I'm like, you have to send me stuff because I have to see what it's like.
I agree. I agree.
We've got an oil company that's talking to us. Are you going to ride this winter?
I'm going riding next weekend.
Where are you going?
Well, hopefully I get some stuff by then.
Hangman.
Well, I may have some stuff for you to take and test and see what happens.
Okay.
So we'll talk after the show. So, okay. So, so we're going to talk 450s. We're going to talk 250s. I've got a rant. I've got a fan favorite TLR tinfoil hat sections coming up.
By the way, for everybody that watched our practice show yesterday and our quick recap show, thank you for everything.
Thank
Even
you.
when you were talking shit about us, it's fine.
Yeah, no, that was great. So
You're welcome, guys.
Huh?
You're welcome, guys. I watched both of those.
Thank you. Thank you. So for anybody who missed it, for the first 5 rounds here, so now through Detroit, we will be doing a live show during second qualifying. And in Detroit, I'll be doing it literally from the track. And then we are putting up that night after the race. For the first 5 rounds, again, we are doing an immediate reaction show also that we'll put up, and it'll be up like within an hour and a half, 2 hours after the race at most. So make sure to check those out. And the immediate reaction show is cool because it is literally just we sit down and we just go, holy shit, what the hell just happened?
And we did it under 15 minutes.
Yep, and we talk about it'd have been under 20 if I didn't screw up the first 5 minutes of the first one. But I stepped on the cord and unplugged the audio, so whatever. Anyway,
sounds about right.
And then the practice show, we literally live stream ourselves sitting here watching that, and we're basically just doing commentary. So it's a great way, like if you're watching Peacock and qualifying, say on your TV, you can put us on if you don't want to listen to Dan Hubbard and whoever else is doing it with him.
Nobody wants to listen to Dan Hubbard.
You can listen to us morons talk about it. So. And we've gotten some good feedback. People seem to like it. So, like I said, we're going to keep doing it through the first 5 rounds, kind of see how it goes, and then we'll go from there as to whether we're going to do it the rest of the season or not.
2 new segments today.
2 new segments. And also, if you are a vet rider and you want to be part of Team VRM.
Oh, my God.
I am the captain.
We have VRM merch down below. Check it out. I put out the aqua color first because I thought it was dope. It says Team VRM on it. Vet rider mentality. So if you got that vet rider mentality, which could be either like Eli Tomac, where you're just getting through and making sure you don't hit the deck, and we'll see where we're at when the points settle as we get to the end of the season. Or if you're Team VRM like me, which is, or like Cole, I guess, which is look fast, go slow. No problem.
And honestly, a lot of the time, it's not even look fast. It's just out there.
Or it's
or
it's let's not jump this jump so we can go to work Monday.
Bingo.
Yeah.
That's a big
So if you're on board with VRM,
pick up some VRM merch.
Pick up some merch, make it go big, and then I can hustle Trav for a royalty.
I'm gonna see it there.
Hey, question about that. Since we're on that.
Hold on. Let me introduce you here first. On the phone with us here, he's going to be our first guest because he was actually at A1, our West Coast contributor, Isaac Gonzales. Hey, buddy.
What's up, guys?
Okay, go ahead now with your comment.
So with the vet rider mentality, does that count on the scooter too? Because I'm pretty good on the scooter.
You got to buy a shirt, bro.
Well, no. I could have probably went out there and beat Eli Tomac on the scooter last night.
Whoa, pal.
Here we go.
Oh, that's shots fired.
I'm going to tell you.
I don't know if you guys have seen any of my videos, but I'm pretty good.
Vet rider mentality can work in all aspects of life.
Mm-hmm.
It can
Saturday night.
You can have that vet rider mentality if maybe if you're a single man like Justin here, and she's kind of barking up the wrong tree a little bit. You're a vet rider. You've been there. You've done that. You know what might come of that. You cut her loose.
Isaac, I'm not sure you're old enough to have that vet rider mentality yet, bud. You're still pretty young.
We got the perfect guy. We got the perfect guy to run VRM though, because we got the 4th fastest American motocross podcast host right here, Mr. Cole. The 4th fastest.
You're the 4th fastest?
Wait, who's the top 3?
Oh, James, Ricky, and RV. Cole.
I'm 4th, dude.
I was definitely gonna. I'd put Daniel Blair in there, but that's okay.
Yeah, Daniel Blair. I've seen some video. I've never seen Michael Lindsay ride, but I've seen some videos lately, and he's like a pretty decent rider.
Hey, before we get too deep, I want to throw something out here. I've known these guys for a long time, especially Justin.
Oh, yeah. We've known each other for a long time.
This is the first time all four of us have been on the show together, and I got to say today that I've known Justin for a long time, and to see him getting healthy like this makes me feel so good. It really does. And I know that I'm not the only one here, so way to go, Justin. Keep it going.
Thanks, man.
Okay, appreciate it. Hold on, let's tone this down. You skinny fuck. The fucking wind's gonna blow you over. Put some fucking meat on your bones,
Something, bro. Something.
All right, so Isaac, you were at the race last night, man. Let's talk to you here because I said we'd only keep you about 20 minutes or so here. All right, so obviously, as you've already brought up, Tomac, we didn't get to see him much on the screen. Was he really on there at all, other than we saw him in? Was it Justin Cooper kind of battling?
When he was rolling the whoops with about 2 minutes to go, we saw him.
After Cooper went down, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't really get to see him much. So what did you see with him?
Honestly, I think once he kind of got bad starts, I think it was just maybe he pushed for like maybe 5 minutes. But after that, I don't have no panic button for him yet. So I think he's just trying to get through these first few rounds, like get out of the West Coast, because it's weird because we have Anaheim 2, then we go to Detroit, and then we go to Glendale, so it's like hopscotch back and forth. I think after Glendale, if he hasn't won by then, and he's still doing 9th and 8th places, then I'll start to worry about it because of what Jet did last night. But no, I'm not. I didn't expect him to come out and even podium last night, so it's a little shocking to see him 9th and getting passed by Justin Cooper like that, but I'm not worried. I think he was just trying to get through last night and not hit the deck.
I don't ever worry about Eli anymore. I'm not worried about Eli in a very, very long time.
He was riding with that VRM last night.
This dude has been there, done that. He's won too many damn races. He's come back from weight, and I understand different field, different people than what it was a couple years ago, but I mean, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but perfect example. Look what he did in 2017. This man went how many rounds without winning a race? And he's not going to do that again. I'm not saying that.
4 or 5.
I don't get worried about Eli anymore. Because, like, here's the thing. The only thing I was worried about, I said this, was were we going to be able to see Eli push at all? Because we were all kind of like, what's that Achilles going to do? He's 31 now. You know, this is been the most time he spent away from racing a dirt bike since, you know, the shoulders injuries in 2015. And we've seen him put in heaters every now and then, and that was the only thing I was worried about. Would he even be able to put in a heater? Would he even be able to get top 5 in practice? And he did all that. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about that, man.
All right, so Isaac, we saw a lot of Jet. We saw, and this is just on the TV. So we saw a lot of Jet. We saw a lot of Jason Anderson. We saw a lot of Cooper Webb because obviously they were battling. We already talked about Tomac. Roxon, Stewart, AC, what did you see out of like those guys? I know Roxon and Stewart were down on the ground in that first corner there.
I also want to point out that Justin Cooper was tied up with Mookie and Roxon.
Yeah.
And made it as far as up.
Yeah.
Cooper was down in that.
Okay.
So.
Alright, but you want to hear my actual opinion on Roxon? At least Kenny, not maybe Malcolm, because he's coming back, but I think we got robbed of a really good race with that first turn pilot happened. Because I think Kenny would have had something for Jet.
Interesting.
I believe so, too. I think there's a little bit of a Jet chip on Kenny's shoulders. Like, oh, this guy came from Europe and he's the king of the world. Like, that used to be Kenny's title.
Yeah.
And I think he's stealing a little bit of thunder from him. And everybody's like, Jet's unbeatable. And I believe Kenny really thinks that he can beat him.
Interesting.
Cooper Webb is going to be good. Cooper Webb is going to beat Jet this year.
Yeah. What'd you see out of Prado last night? Because we didn't see a whole lot of him either.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you guys saw this. I definitely saw it. Did you see him almost go down in the first turn? Like I don't know if he came in too hot. He lost some back end traction in the first turn. Got a pretty good start.
That thing around. He flat tracked it, like walked it right around the corner.
So that is one thing I'll say about Prado. Is very impressive to watch him go into the bull turn and the way he flicks that bike around in a bull turn. You guys,
dude, he pivots in and out of corners. It's like a la Cooper Webb, except actually it's more fluid.
It's like prettier than Cooper Webb.
Like Cooper uses it to steer with the front to get in and out of corners. Like Jorge pivots the back end with his hips, and it's just it's like on a dime.
It's beautiful.
I mean, that's just when you're that.
Now watching him in the whoops though. Oof. Needs some work.
struggle bus.
Needs some work. But did you guys see that video floating around of him going down in the off season?
Oh yeah, he fucking ragged out hard.
Oh, it was bad.
That was only 2 weeks ago, man. That was bad. That was bad. That was the same.
That was a big one.
Barsha hit the deck in the same set of whoops like 2 days after that.
Lot of hidden injuries to start the season here, huh?
Yeah, that's what I hate because I don't know if somebody in the press conference was kind of prying him about it. Like, what do you think of the whoops? Mm-hmm. Somebody asked him that. And I thought maybe he was going to be like, oh, yeah, we struggled. I went down in the off season and I'm a little sore coming into this weekend. No. You know, that's our sport, though. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't tell anybody anything.
Yep. Anything?
Oh, speaking.
Go ahead. Nope, go ahead.
Speaking of not telling anyone anything, did you hear Plessinger's comments about his bike? And he doesn't even know what tire he's using and the frame and the chassis.
Yes, I did.
Wow,
I
it kinda sounds
definitely
like
think
KTM.
he's full of shit, though.
That was
sounds like-
hilarious.
Sounds like
funny.
KTM in a nutshell, but that's definitely I
That's
don't know.
funny. It's funny. The Joe Dirt comment was
I'm pretty
good,
sure
too.
like everybody at Gas should be like, dude, I don't know what your frame we're running. I don't know what engine we're running because like y'all tell me it's like a new model and then it might be the old model and it might be the actual current model. I don't know.
Maybe it's the one from 2026.
I mean, dude, honestly, Barsha could be running the 2026. Prado's running 2029. Like nobody at Gas ever knows anything ever. It's because you have a 24-year-old as your team manager.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's done a decent job.
Oh, he has
Who,
for
Max?
sure. Max.
Max,
Yeah. I'm not saying he's not. He's a good kid. It's just
Cut the
weird.
boys some slack.
Okay.
Max has got a smoking sister for sure.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Of
boy,
course,
here we
this
go.
is he without
That's
it.
where
Where
we
we
go.
hang
This
on.
is
This
usually
is where
Cole's expertise.
This is where things are gonna go off the rails a little
We
bit.
can't do it because we can't do
So
it.
if we're talking about
Oh, boy.
sisters,
Oh Jesus!
we're talking
Don't
about
talk about
sisters.
Prado's
Speaking of-
sister.
yes,
Don't.
if Prado could run
Oh,
with
hey.
Jet, if Prado could run Jet speed, I think there'd be a little bit of plastic rubbed because of old Jet and Prado's
Oh, the
sister
next time-
having a little bit of a stint.
Well,
Oh.
Yeah.
here's the thing. In San Diego, I'm definitely going to have to holler at Prado's sister.
Oh my god!
Hey, listen,
That
man.
a boy.
I'm telling you.
That
Hey.
a
Oh
boy.
god!
Jet already did and kicked it to the curb.
Hey, I'd be careful of that family over there. They're from Spain, man. They're a little crazy.
Think they're in the mafia a little bit.
I don't know about that, but
Oh.
I think
The mafia in Spain?
They got probably some kind of what would
You
they
mean
call it?
Italy?
there? What would
they're
they
from
call
Spain.
it in
He's
Spain
from
though?
Spain.
They don't have
I don't
mafias
know.
in Spain,
All right.
Spode?
Whoa, way off the rails.
I can't do this.
Way
I
after
can't do
it.
this.
It's hard.
Good lord.
All right, what
They-
about
cartels?
what?
Nothing.
What about 250 class, man? Did you see anything interesting we didn't see on the TV on the 250 side of
His
things?
buddy Hayden Deegan wasn't there.
Well, yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people were disappointed when they went there and didn't see Deegan on the track, but hey, that's normal for people.
Yep.
They don't know.
They're like,
anything.
"Where's Hayden at?"
Anyway,
Oh, it literally blew
Yeah, I
my
know.
mind. All the people thinking that.
Jesus, stupid asses.
I know.
Is Nate Thrasher hurt?
I haven't heard anything.
I haven't
I
either.
heard. I don't know. I think he's a little bit of wussy because Cooper hit the deck way harder than him and got up pretty fast. I didn't even think Nate's crash was that bad.
I mean, look, here's the
Honestly.
thing. We'll know on Friday if he's there or not.
Well, I don't know. Cooper bounced off his head though, and I think his head's pretty built.
I mean,
after
Coop's got a
AC
fat
bounced it from
head,
real
so
off.
like he's built for it. You know, he's got a fat head.
He's got a big old head. AC gave it some a different, maybe a callus after he hit that thing in
Jesus.
Oh my
Nashville.
god!
Unbelievable.
I mean, AC's got a huge neck, so that's why he's been able to get concussed so many times. And be
Look,
fine.
man, if we want to talk about big necks, have you seen Jet's neck?
Look,
Yeah,
man,
it's definitely why we know he's
we're
never
not
mind.
getting into
Okay.
this, okay?
Okay.
We're
There
just
we go.
not
Kind of
gonna
like
go
Chase,
there.
it's weird, right?
We're just not going to go there.
Look, do yourselves a favor and look up Daddy Longneck on Instagram.
Oh my god! All right, can we get through this, man? Jeez.
All right.
Let's.
Good lord.
Do you hear any good gossip in the pits, man?
Not really. But back to Jorge Prado's actual race, since I never really got to answer that since his sister came up. But Prado definitely he started that 7th, 8th, 9th, and you could tell towards the last few laps he lost the pace pretty bad towards the end.
Oh,
And
got a
guys,
hard
that by
fade.
you guys.
Hmm.
Yeah. What's up?
So he had a hard fade, is what you're saying?
Oh yeah, he faded bad.
What
And
did he end
then,
up? 13th?
13th.
Yeah.
13th.
He's battling with AC there
And,
for a little bit.
And I want to ask you guys about Hunter Lawrence and were you guys crying last night?
I don't
cry about Hunter Lawrence, but
we didn't cry, but we sat there and went, "Holy shit, he didn't make it." For like a few minutes. There was a lot of just kind of quiet and like, "Holy shit, he didn't make the main."
Hey man, mad props to Cade, because you know what? He did what he would have done to somebody else. He's like, I'm going all the way inside and I'm protecting that shit. I do not care if I'm rolling through in first gear.
Yeah, well, I remember making the comment. It was like, Cade has had to defend a last chance qualifier final position way more times than Hunter Lawrence has had to try to get in through the LCQ.
Cade's been on the other end of that many times too, where he was doing what Hunter was trying to do, and he's like, "Oh, I know,
I got this.
I know."
We're real lucky that last night wasn't Hunter Lawrence's first and last 450 race, because the way that he went down in that first corner and his head kind of folded when he got framed by Cross or whoever that was, he got real lucky that he didn't get hurt.
His dad says his head was swollen in the front. Big time, and you could see it in that line in the interview. Yeah, it was.
He's bounced off the ground a few times in the last year, a la Redbud.
Yeah.
Look, we want to talk about rookie mistakes and rookie pressure. I think Hunter Lawrence had it last night.
Hey, remember what I said in the pre-show?
No, I don't think he had the rookie pressure. I think he just ran into the Vince Freeze train.
Oh man,
there's that too.
Oh, we'll get into that.
We'll talk about that coming soon in our 450 talk.
But,
yeah.
I mean, it all started on press day.
Yeah.
Like, he weeded it.
And,
And then, obviously, the start. Not playing the LCQ very well.
He didn't get a start in the LCQ either.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
so,
what happened
and
here? Didn't have
I'll put my 2 cents. What's up?
No, go ahead. Put your 2 cents in. Let's hear it.
For the LCQ, I think he, what's it called? I think he thought in his head when he got the bad start, I'm faster than all these boys. I got the better equipment. I'll just cruise this one in, and it didn't work. And honestly, I think if he doesn't screw up that far side rhythm section, I think he makes it.
I agree with that. I agree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But,
I think maybe he underestimated the competition in a 450 LCQ too, because a 450 LCQ speed is definitely a step above a 250 LCQ.
Well, and he was dicking around with Jason Claremont for like 3.5 of a lap.
Bone stock cowie boy.
I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Like, Jason Claremont is like a good arena cross dude, but he's never really rode a legit supercross track. He's obviously got skills, but I'm like, what are you doing?
Better send him a pipe.
You better send him an exhaust
pipe on that thing.
Yeah, you better send him something.
Not my call.
Oh.
And
just get the higher ups.
Did you think Joe Shimoda was going to get docked for that pass on Bolin at all?
It was close. I looked at Justin and said, "Oh, this is going to go under review."
Well, Levi,
I don't know. I think the kitchen one was a little greasy.
Levi the lap before, same thing, man. Same thing.
But they played the game. He did nothing wrong.
No.
Is it greasy? Yes, but
hey, man, you got to play the game. Got to play the game.
They did it.
Those rules kind of drive me crazy, honestly. Like, I get it. I've been in this a long time, but get the fuck off the track. After 3 laps, if you ain't dead, drag the guy off the track.
And we also like have talked about this before. Like, why the fuck are you not having the flags at the entering of the rhythm section too?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Like, it's fucking stupid.
And why the hell did they not even think? I'm sure they thought about it, but why are you not throwing the red flag there?
I'm about not having a red flag unless somebody's fucking dead and in the way. Like, let him ride, let him race.
And he was kind of dead in the way, buddy.
You mean like Michael Lessie, Redbud 08?
I was there. You were there.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
Oh yeah, I remember watching him roll by on a stretcher, and I thought there was a white sheet.
I just remember seeing every dude's frame clip his hip, and I'm like, Mike's dead.
That was
honestly,
day, right?
going off topic, but it's a damn good thing he was knocked out. Because if he would have tried to stand up while he was laying there like that,
Mikey would have,
yeah.
So,
one more question for you guys before I leave.
Sure.
Do you think Hunter not making the main kind of fired Jet up a little bit?
No, Jet was fired up when he lost that heat race to Cooper.
As
soon as that happened,
I'm so happy that happened.
As soon as that happened, I looked at Justin. I said, "They're fucked," because he's so pissed right now. Because he was gonna beat Cooper in that race. Like, I saw a thing today that said he was only gaining he was only 0.2 faster than Coop on the lap. I'm like, he made up a second and a half in that first lap.
Yeah, but we both know
you're getting to Coop, but passing is another
that's
thing.
what I was just about to say. We both know that to pass Coop, you're not just going to go around the outside of him.
We'll get to that. This is going to be a lengthy discussion in our
Jet
450 recap.
Jet was definitely faster than Coop. There was no disputing that, but we all know that catching Coop and passing Coop is two different things.
But he was fired up after that heat and not winning it, so there was very little doubt in my mind that he was not going to win that main.
Hey, I got a question for you, Isaac. The Lawrence fan zone thing, how was that? Was that thing pretty packed? Were there a lot of people all over that thing? Were people buying the $300 jerseys? Like, what was
you
up
have
with
to
that?
pay to get into it?
You could buy merch out of that
I
area.
think it's
I'm
like,
sure.
yeah, you could buy the merch, all the donuts. I don't know how much are the donuts. Do you know?
$40.
Yeah,
At
we
least
bought
that's
them
what they
last.
were
We bought
last
them to get
Holy
a towel.
shit.
We bought them to get the towels.
Yeah, well, we bought them just to try them once.
Well, they
Yeah.
were straight out of Krispy Kreme, but
No, the fuck they were.
what do you mean?
Those were more like Sweetwaters. Like, they were nice. They were
Sweetwater's
nice.
is local only, son. Krispy Kreme's worldwide.
They're not Krispy Kremes, bro. They get them from local shops. They literally source a local shop. That's why some of the races last year didn't have them, because they sourced a local shop. They showed up and they went, these are not up to our specs, and they threw them out. So it's kind of like what do they call that? A ghost kitchen or whatever model,
Oh, yeah.
where it's like you create a menu and stuff, and then you subcontract it out to local kitchens in the area to do it, kind of like a Beast Burger or whatever. So they're definitely not Krispy Kremes, and they were like, don't get me wrong, they were good. Are they $40 good? No. No. And
But
if you
are
were to
people
go
buying
out,
them, yes.
But if you were to go
get
out,
Myrtle the businessman on this show.
If
Just
you were-
ask him
We've
without
tried.
question.
I've talked to him, but we're small potatoes, so
We don't have the
When,
money.
when we're doing a business podcast,
We have
gotta get him on
tinfoil
for that.
hats.
He makes
I just want him on so I can talk about Lucas Kunin.
I want to.
Hey,
If I
but
had,
the Lawrence fan zone, I would not pay $2,000 for that.
no.
Absolutely not.
No.
No.
$2,000.
Yeah.
$2,000 for it, and then you
$2
get
grand a person.
You get a movement watch. You get some kind of plaque, which is kind of cool. But the jersey thing, I thought it'd be cool if they got if you're paying that much, give them an actual worn jersey.
Give him an antisocial social club jersey.
Yeah, but how many jerseys do they got
I
to
know,
wear
I know,
then?
and
I
that's
mean,
the other part. But it's cool that there's. It's kind of a wave in the sport where you're gonna see more jerseys
I
coming
love
out
this.
because Deegan's doing one.
Okay.
Those guys are doing one, and we've all said it over and over again. You go to a hockey game or a basketball
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
Detroit
and
Lions
dudes are
game.
you're wearing jerseys and stuff all the time.
I'm curious to see because
And player jerseys of that with their
Hayden,
lettering.
Hayden's. I guarantee Deegan is going to end up doing this at some point. Maybe not this year, but or maybe wait till he's the 450. But if everybody's paying that much for Jet and Hunter's setup, I can't imagine what fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry are going to
But-
pay
well,
for.
he's
But
already
even-
got jerseys released.
No, I mean like
I'm
a
not
fan
sure what they-
experience.
Oh,
A fan
yeah.
experience.
But so Star, them, and maybe Gas is all the same. It's all $2,000 to do.
And Stars is $1,800.
Yeah.
No,
But
Stars was two also.
I'm saying like when Deegan decides to do his own fan
Yeah.
experience, like it's gonna first off it's gonna be expensive, and that bitch is gonna sell out within like the first week.
Yeah.
if not
Yeah,
that.
I mean they've got the power to make
No.
it like $5,000 or something, and they're gonna get 10 people to do it. You
What-
know?
what's
I
up,
wonder if
Isaac?
it's regulated. I wonder if it's all supposed to be regulated 2,000 a hit. Or however
it is
goes.
because it goes through Feld.
Yeah.
They can't do it
Oh,
without
then maybe
Feld.
they'll
they
have
got
to
to
do
get
it.
their piece out of it too.
Yeah.
Oh
so.
yeah. Well,
So
I wonder if you could just get like the towels that they sell with the donuts. I wonder if you could I want to just walk up and ask for a towel because those things are pretty cool.
maybe you should ask
yeah.
Jacob Hayes.
You know, or do you have to buy the donuts with them?
I think you have to buy the donuts to get it. Like they throw the towel in to make you feel like you're not just getting completely bent over and fucked up the ass, but
Maybe I'll ask Hayes,
Oh.
but last time I had a conversation with Hayes, he said he'd get me a Shimoda jersey because I hit him up. I was like, "Hey man, I just started a job with Kawasaki. I'd like to have a jersey for my wall. I know you represent him. Is there anything you can do?"
Should
He
ask
said,
him.
"No problem. I'll see him this week." And I was like, "Awesome, man. That sounds great." And then he proceeded to say, "Can you get me a deal on a Cowie?" And I was like, "No, I can't. I'm not really on that side of things." And then he just went ghost.
Should ask him. Could he give me a Kyle Regal jersey?
Hayes like Jacob Hayes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That fuck stick. He's like Lucas. He's like Myrtle's.
He's an assistant
right-hand
to Lucas
bitch.
Myrtle.
Myrtle's like right hand man.
That's awesome for him.
That is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I don't like Jacob Bass.
You know who I see kind of going into a position like that is Phil's kind of laying the foundation.
100%.
Oh, we're going to talk about Phil.
Yeah, we'll talk about
What would you
Phil.
hire him for, though?
What?
Honestly? What would you hire Phil Nicoletti for? What would you possibly want him to do?
Assistant manager, bro.
I mean, I guess he
he
probably
can talk
could
to
run the
people.
show.
He's well connected.
He gets
like,
and he gets everybody. We'll talk about this
Yeah,
to answer that
we'll talk
question,
about
but he
it
gets
later.
along better with people than I think a lot of
Yeah.
people realize.
And I
Yeah.
only have a handful of interactions with the guy, but from my perspective, like I play team sport now, and the culture of the team is so important, right? And I never thought that Phil had any cool culture at any way.
I think Phil would be good for rookies, kids that mentally are soft.
Make him tough.
Yeah.
Give him structure.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you
but
know.
he's like hard on the outside. But once you break in, he tells it how it is. Like,
Yeah.
and most people in this generation can't handle that.
Yep.
Not these new kids.
Nope.
So
So, all right, Isaac. Well, thanks for coming on, man. Really appreciate it. We'll try to get a hold of you. We'll try to call you next week too, since you're going to San Diego, and let me know about A2 and
2 weeks?
huh?
San Diego in 2 weeks.
Oh, that's right. We're San
Fran's.
Francisco. Yeah.
Yeah.
So San
Yeah,
San
there's
Diego.
no
and
Sands.
Sands.
Dude, they're in fucking California until we hit Detroit in 3 weeks. So.
Isaac, what rounds are you hitting, buddy?
So far just San Diego.
Well, if you decide to come to Detroit, that's my town. I got a place for you to stay. I don't know if you're old enough to we can go out and have a good time afterwards. Like,
Yeah, he just turned 21,
Hey,
baby.
you know-
Did you?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Hey, I'll come up Redbud 1 year. 1 year.
Oh yeah, we're gonna put you in the B lot.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, boy.
Prominently.
You're putting him in the B lot for sure.
I'm gonna have to save this kid from you guys.
Not
Probably
from me.
have
Not from
outside.
me. I'm going to be
You
in the
got-
A
you
lot.
Yeah,
here.
we're gonna be
Listen.
like the old man shit and like you know.
Listen, you can't go to Redbud and not experience the B lot
At least
or
once.
at least once.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I definitely think
At least
it's not like the old
You don't have to
days.
stay there though. All you gotta do is walk in, hang out for like 20 minutes, and leave, and you're
you can't
fine.
do that now.
There you go.
I know.
You can't
That's
go to Redbud. I feel like Redbud's a little bit like Las Vegas, which is the place I was at a little bit ago. Not fun, by the way. Anyway,
I agree.
you can't go to Vegas and not drink. I feel like it's the same for Redbud. You can't go to Redbud and not drink.
Oh, you
That's
can.
not. I've been there plenty of times getting high off the fumes.
Me and Justin haven't drank at
There you go.
Redbud in 5 years.
Yeah, because I drank at Redbud way too
Big
many
shot.
years before that and did a lot of
Yeah.
stupid
Yeah.
shit.
Heyo.
Sober bud, dude.
Yeah.
So but all about it.
Look, it was so hot this year, and it was very weird because I haven't missed a full Redbud since like 03. I went there, watched practice. First motos ended. I was at home on my couch by the time the second one started. And it was very weird
Ooh.
watching it on TV because I was like, I was just fucking there an hour ago.
That is weird. I don't know if I
Yeah,
can
I'm
do
not
that.
about that.
It was
No.
weird.
Weird.
When
But
the races are around, I'm there.
But guess what?
Yeah.
The air conditioning, my
Oh my
feet kicked
God.
up. It felt good.
Me and Justin are camping this year.
Yeah, we're
V-
camping for
VRM.
first time in a while.
I'm a VRM fan now. Too.
We're camping. We're camping.
Yeah,
we're camping.
we're VRM in the camp.
Yeah.
well,
in
We used to sit up on
There you
top of the
go.
hill and eat Doritos. Now we sit up on top of the hill eating grapes.
This is two guys that don't camp, by the way. This is gonna be.
Oh,
Some
we're
Dude,
getting we're getting a Class A. Don't worry.
Are you
Like-
racing?
Hey
Huh?
man, I don't.
are you gonna race?
Probably, as if
You know-
I don't get hurt.
You know, maybe I'll load the bike up and we'll fucking all race.
Look, I did that shit
can
for.
you can you race whatever it is vet sport with me? Like, have
I'll
you
race
not
Vespa.
raced?
I haven't raced in years, dude.
Oh, perfect. Yes, we can run. I mean, you're gonna smoke my ass, but this will be great. This will be so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
See, they
act like I
got-
got a flat on the start or something.
So like, here's my technique. I'm gonna line up right next to him. As soon as the gate drops, I'm hitting the kill switch. Take it off.
Oh, I can't
Old
wait.
school.
It only helps you with him. Doesn't help you with anybody else.
I don't
Oh
give a
my
shit.
God.
He's the only one I'm trying.
Yeah.
The rest of the fucking guys are probably gonna smoke me anyway because they're fucking sandbagging.
Dude,
in the
I
vet
can do
sport
that
class.
sport. I can do it.
Is that like Vet Sport 30 plus or some shit?
I don't know.
I think
dude.
it's
I just-
25 or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Oh, so many
It's a
people would
great
talk
time,
shit.
though.
Yeah,
It would
because
be
doing 30
hilarious.
plus nowadays is like racing against a bunch of ex privateers.
I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
let's-
It's a great time.
The last season I raced a bike was 2011, and it's like I don't think it even carries like any eligibility stuff. Like you probably are eligible for any class you want now, right? It's been 4 or 5 years for you,
Dude, we could we could race D class and vet sport.
I
Do two
raced-
classes.
Not about that.
Look,
Yes.
no,
There you
man.
go.
Somebody's gonna see Cole.
I raced 2 years ago, maybe. When did I have that weird Joe Exotic looking shit on my
I
Husky?
don't
Like 2
fucking
years
remember.
ago.
It must no. I think it was longer than that.
I don't
dude.
know, 2 or 3 years ago,
Must've been
I
3.
went and raced at Dutch, and I think I did open A and 25 plus.
Wasn't that the year you
something.
did the Vet Nationals too at Redbud or something or whatever it is?
And I
Vet
loaded
Fest?
up, didn't even ride the second moto.
Yeah, he left. 'cause
Cole
it was
should
hot.
see if he could drop back down to the C class and then just try to find a video beforehand of him being at Loretta's in the B class and being like, I went backwards in time.
Yeah. So.
Well, yeah.
Because you went straight off what? Super Minis to B?
So we're gonna go off on a little tangent here, but I went straight to B because
Here we go.
I was gonna go to Loretta's in C class with Walker. That was our plan. We were gonna go to the regionals together. Dr. Walker was gonna drive us around. So if you go back, Walker went to Loretta's in C class and he got he podiumed a moto or whatever. And it was supposed to be both of us in the class going down there and trying to do well. A kid at my school was talking shit. Was like, I'll smoke your ass, telling everybody at school all this stuff, and I just gotten a big bike, 250. And I was like, all right, man, whatever. What class you ride? Because I was doing the local thing where guys were riding schoolboys, so they didn't get bumped into C, so everybody was just sandbagging. And I was like, all right, man, well, what class you ride? And he's like, open B. And I was like, all right, cool, yeah, I'll race. Went there, smoked him. I think I did pretty good that day. I think I won. I think I went 1-1. Took the results page, took it to school, showed everybody, and then you never said a word sent, but then it fucked me.
Yeah.
So, because there's no schoolboy class or schoolboy was way too fast at Loretta's.
Yeah.
Well, and back then, too, everybody, I remember, because Tevin Tapia did this, because I remember having a conversation with him.
Yeah.
You could get away with riding schoolboy in C class at the Amateur Nationals, but the moment Loretta's came around, they were like, oh, you can't do that.
Well, this too, so at the end of the year, so I was 15, young. I don't even think I had my driver's
115
license.
pounds of coal.
Yeah, and I was
really
riding
fast
pretty
back then.
good.
Oh, yeah.
I would go to Battle Creek, obviously the local track, and
That's where I met you at.
Yeah, and I would win most of the motos there. So I at the end of the year they were like, yeah, you got to go to A, and my dad was like, oh, wait a second here. I don't mean to call names out, and started calling names out.
He's like, I don't mean to, but I'm going to do it
He's
anyway.
like, these guys were
With all
racing-
due respect,
Yeah.
fuck you.
So it was like these guys were racing pro in Canada and coming back here and riding schoolboy, and they're not getting bumped to A.
Yeah, because Canada has this cool thing where you can ride B class, and then you could show up on a weekend and run pro, and then drop back down to B. For
Well,
their
then they were
CMRC
coming back to the
series.
States and running schoolboy though. They weren't even riding B in the
Yeah,
States.
Cole Thompson used to do that shit all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did
Yep.
that with Walton.
Yeah, everybody used to do that.
Walton was the best time I ever had racing though.
Cool.
Go to Canada and race.
Canada
if you
is a
can.
great series, man.
I love Canada in general. It's awesome.
Go to Gopher Dunes and just pound yourself in the sand.
And then just be like, I don't really actually know how to ride sand.
You'd be about 3 laps in, you'd be dead tired. Good
That's why,
luck making
that's why I
it.
always
Gopher
loved when the
Dunes was
Baja
sweet.
kids. That's why I always loved when the Baja kids would go up there like, I can ride sand, I ride bulldogs, all that, and they go up there and be like, I actually don't know how to ride sand.
Your boy went second there
No comment
Shut
over
up.
here.
in Super Mini.
Oh yeah, on your
Second.
150.
Yes, sir.
Was that thing actually a true 150?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm not saying I don't believe you.
It
I
was
just
it was a Brady Becker head.
yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
It was a fast core.
All right, so it might as well have been,
I don't know. That bike ripped.
I really
That bike
like
was-
Brady. He helped
sounded
me out a lot.
sounded
bike was sweet.
snappy.
Yeah, my 250F the next year, we're going way off. But remember Kilbarger when Izzy was
Oh, I
riding for
love.
them?
Yeah, dude.
My bike
Super
was
sweet
supposed
bike.
to be just identical to theirs, but I just didn't have the ignition.
That was a Honda year, right?
Honda.
Well, that was like
Yeah.
when B Maisie was riding Kilbarker shit too with doing the Honda Troy stuff. And
Yeah, that was so sweet.
holy
Like the
shit!
blue
Really?
dragon
I
stuff.
Kilburger.
So cool.
What was that? Was that Isaac?
Levi Kilburger, right?
Oh
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
that. I remember those names.
A little bit of
I
a.
grew up. I was like 10 or 11 when they were pro.
Well, wouldn't say like a legend around the Midwest, but definitely very very well known.
In Ohio, for sure. In Ohio, it was like Kilbarger, Michael Willard, Brock Sellers.
Oh, Michael Willard,
Yeah.
that guy.
Canadian.
Tommy
I recognize
Hoffmaster, all them.
Badass Canadian.
Michael Willard was shit.
He did good in Canada.
He did good down here in the States on a 250 and Supercross too.
Not
Top 10.
bad. Good
Top
rider.
10.
All right, well, Isaac, thanks for coming on, man. Like I said, we'll call
Thank
you in a
you.
couple weeks after San Diego and talk to you after you go there.
All right.
So make sure to, when you're there, go through the pits and
Yes.
what? In
And
the-
sorry we
there
went
earlier
off on a
for
little
qualifying.
tangent. Sorry
Yeah.
we went off topic.
No, you're all good. I like the stories, man. And one more thing, Jet. 0% chance that Jet goes
Just hit the start
7-2-0,
button,
by the way.
I agree.
Oh, fuck off.
Travis doesn't, but I agree.
you think he's getting the
he still thinks
McGrath
he's
record?
going. He still thinks he's getting 17.
He's going to win all 17 rounds.
Remember, he's going with
Huh?
this until he loses.
Well, that's because it's
Yeah,
plugged
you're
in.
right.
Just leave it. Don't worry about it.
Nah,
Dude,
it's
he's
all-
going to win all 17 rounds. So, all right, buddy.
No, he's not. No,
Yeah,
he's not.
okay.
I will argue that
All
all
right,
day.
cool. Oh, sorry, you're breaking up. Bye. All right.
You're such a fucking dick.
He's nice. I like Isaac.
He's a good kid.
Great kid.
He is.
Great kid.
He stirs some shit up on Twitter, though.
He does. He is not scared. He's not scared, which is awesome. So shout out to Isaac. Love you, buddy. But, I can't have that kind of negativity around me about Jet not winning all 17 rounds. So, all right, cool. Isaac Gonzales, our West Coast contributor there. He gets us footage from the races there, so that's pretty sweet. Okay, let's move on here, and let's get into what everybody's here, because I know everybody here is saying the infamous Pulp MX drop. I'm just here for the motocross stuff. Did the dog just move the fucking camera? Jesus, this is a mess. This is a big mess here.
Well, fatty.
who's a good boy?
All right,
Who's
you know
a good
what?
boy?
We're gonna take a break. We're gonna restart the cameras, and we'll be right back.
Check out our sponsors.
Okay. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Moto Aftermath Show, brought to you by TLR Coatings, Complete Racing Solutions here. We are going to do our Anaheim 1 450 race recap now. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties going on with the cameras here. Not really sure what happened.
Anytime there's dogs around, they come at me, and sometimes
Start with opening ceremonies. Huh?
Okay, all right.
All right, opening ceremony.
Opening ceremonies. It's the new segment.
Okay, we got a new segment, opening ceremonies. We don't have a sponsor for it yet. Sponsor is Ethica.
Look, if you think it's lame, let us know. If you think it's cool, let us know.
They came up with this.
I
This
thought
is
it would
not
be
a me
fun.
thing. Go
I
ahead.
thought it would be fun.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
let it roll.
All right,
Tom,
so
talk in the microphone.
I'll let
As
everybody
the-
know what's going on here. So,
Yeah, please
opening
go.
ceremonies. Let's put ourselves in the riders' shoes. It sucks Feld doesn't let the riders choose their music for opening ceremonies.
I didn't know that.
No,
No,
they don't get
yeah.
to choose them.
That's bullshit.
It is.
It's Feld.
So
If I'm a baseball player for the Tigers, I get to pick my fucking walk-up music.
So here's the thing. We're Feld today, and we're picking opening ceremonies music. So guess what? Next weekend, we're going into San Francisco. I'm going to imagine myself as Cooper Webb, right? And I'm coming out in opening ceremonies to All the Lights by Kanye West.
Oh, all right. So we just pick whatever rider we want?
Cole,
Or
as
you
you
can
come
do it
out,
yourself.
as you come out for your opening ceremonies, are you a riding guy or are you walking through the crowd giving high fives guy?
You know, I think I'd like to switch it up every week.
Yep.
You know, depends on, maybe if I'm in the city and I don't have a vibe in that city and maybe the fans hate me, I ain't going through the crowd. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got to wear a hometown
you know what
team's-
I would actually do? I would wheelie out, and then I would lay my bike down, and then I would WWF slam it like Tyler Evans, and then I'd rip my shirt off and start air punching.
Do any of you remember when Tyler Evans ate shit in opening ceremonies in Detroit?
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember
my
when Tyler Evans would just cause all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Rest in
anyway.
peace, Tyler Evans.
What song are you listening to in
If I-
opening ceremonies?
all right, well, I
it
feel-
could be you, or you could pick for
I
a
feel like
rider.
I think we should pick a rider. I think that makes more sense. I'm Chase Sexton, and I'm coming out to Thug Mansions by Tupac.
Ooh.
And to answer Tom's question, I'm actually going on the track.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
doing a fat whip
All
in
the
the
lights,
dark?
dude. I'm getting horizontal off the triple, and then I'm just gonna be that dickhead that just blitzes the whoops.
Testing a setting.
Yeah, yeah. We'll go with that.
If I'm coming out for opening ceremonies, I'm coming out as Jorge Prado, who nobody really knows that it's in the stadium, just a few people.
Yes.
And I'm picking something. So I saw his chick just posted something on Instagram, who's, by the way, a smoking babe.
Shocking
and,
there.
And she was
Shocker.
basically like,
Shocking.
in her post, she's like, it was awesome, and it was amazing to stand in the crowd with thousands and thousands of people, and they're all singing the anthem, and they're all proud, like however she worded it was like, wow, that's cool. So if I'm Prado coming out to opening ceremonies, I'm definitely riding. I'm not walking because nobody knows who the fuck you are anyways.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna pick something. Even they're not even American. I don't know why I got us on this tangent, but like Rush, Working Man. I don't even like Rush, but Rush, Working Man, like a real heavy riff coming out, and the whole crowd was just like, "Who the fuck is this?" That's the energy I want.
He would definitely be that person to do some shit like that too.
Yep.
He's got that kind of swagger.
What
He
about
does.
you? You don't listen to music.
Travis come out to some fucking Barbie stuff or something. Dude.
No,
Some
no,
Drake
no, no,
from
no.
some Drake
no,
from
this is good. This is
Some
gonna be
Drake
a
from
lot
2008.
No.
We already know who he's gonna be.
No.
We already know who he's gonna be.
No. Okay, so I'm gonna be Jet.
Wow, shocking! You're not gonna be R.J. Hampshire.
No.
Oh,
No.
all right.
All right.
No.
All right, Jet. What are you coming out?
Yeah, what
with?
are you
Oh, boy.
doing?
Now you're gonna put me on the spot.
There isn't a song called Undefeated, I don't think.
There might be. Hold on.
Might be
let's
one by
fucking
Timbaland.
look.
He might have produced a song named Undefeated. I don't know,
Let's see here.
or DJ Khaled.
Well, can I answer this one for you?
Yeah,
Yeah, go for it.
If I'm Jet, I'll be super cocky, and I'm gonna come out to The Game by Disturbed like the segment, the Jeremy McGrath Supercross segment in Stu Roots 2.
So you want to be a champion? That
No,
one?
no, not that one. No, the game is like, I'm not gonna do karaoke. Sorry, guys, but go watch Stu Roots 2.
All right.
And
Of course.
yeah, just because he's kind of going after like the McGrath vibe. It's kind of like a.
Yeah, because he's chasing him too.
That's what I mean. Anyway, back to you, Travis.
I don't know. I'm scrolling my thing here, seeing if there's anything.
All right,
All
Travis
right, you
is not
suck
gonna
at this segment,
Travis
so-
is not going to be good at this segment.
Maybe like some Yo Gotti, some Buddy, because
Wow.
everybody wants to be him because he's a fucking winner.
I did not expect a Yo Gotti to come out of Travis's mouth.
I don't think anybody's heard Yo Gotti's name in like 10 years.
Look,
so me
everybody
too.
want to be a dope boy. I don't know, man. I'm terrible with music. Like,
That was
I
bad.
listen to it,
That was bad.
but I'm terrible with like.
Surprised you didn't say like "Welcome to the Jungle" or something.
I don't know about that. That's kind of
Smoking in the boys' room.
Thought about Thunderstruck. That's
No,
but that's
it's
like
all
a
the
Reed
boys
song.
Hey, I'm Jason Anderson, and I'm coming out to Smoking in the Boys' Room.
Dude, Ando would definitely come out to that shit too.
Dude, yeah.
Him or Kenny. Him or
I don't
Kenny.
know. Look, if I'm Jet and I'm picking my song to come out to, my song is something of like "fuck
I'm
you,
the
catch
man,
me."
I'm the man, I'm the man.
Yeah, yeah. There we
There we
go.
go.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Or no, Man of the
Yes.
Year by Schoolboy Q. There you
Okay.
go.
Oh, I love Schoolboy
See,
Q.
I don't know shit about music, man. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well,
like-
these are
like, I don't-
these are rappers that were relevant like 10 years
well,
ago.
I'm not good with artists and song names. Like you
Just
start,
pick a Drake
you
song.
start doing the lyrics, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I got
Just
that.
pick a Drake song.
Ah, man, I do like
Okay,
some Drake.
well, guess what? During the week here,
Do your homework.
do your homework for opening ceremony.
Oh my gosh, can I just?
I used to keep notes on this shit when I was racing back in the day. I wasn't nowhere near opening ceremonies, but it was a little bit of a motivator for me. So I would, in my own head, I'd be like, "Oh man, I would definitely fucking come out to this." And you think about that stuff.
You think about it when you're in the gym getting ready to go up and just fucking do some curls.
I don't know. I just put my Pandora thumbprint on, and it just plays all sorts of cool shit. So.
You mean like that video from a couple years ago where like Hoop's in the gym and he's looking himself in the mirror like a weirdo because like everybody hates him?
You mean like where Marv?
Now
was,
I know why
who
you
was
wanna
Marv-
hate me.
Who was Marv spotting in the gym, and we were like, "Oh yeah, they're friends. It's totally fine."
And then we
Everything's
found out
cool."
later we were like, oh, we were wrong about that one.
Anyway, that's opening ceremonies.
Yeah, you all probably are not going to want that to return, but it's
we need
okay.
we need the God of Supercross voice for that one.
Listen, we could if opening ceremonies becomes a segment, we can get the entry segment like in opening ceremonies, Travis Radnauer.
That was the worst God of Supercross impression I've ever
First
heard.
off, I do have a way that I could probably get a hold of that guy to get him to do stuff
Same.
for us. However,
One of my
I'm not
coworkers'
sure.
voicemails is the God. of
No
Supercross.
shit.
He's like, it's so and so.
That's awesome.
District manager for
that's
Kawasaki.
that's like getting Bruce Buffer to be like,
That's awesome.
do a wedding thing or some shit.
All right.
Anyway, that's opening ceremonies. The fireworks are done. The lights are on. Let's go.
And here we effing go. All right, 450 race recap. First one of 2024.
Could be a good segue.
Brought to you by our friends at Gutterworks. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha.
And you could definitely see it with those tight ass pants he's been wearing.
Hey,
lately.
how hung do you think he'd look in Christian Craig's onesie?
Oh boy,
yeah.
we'll talk. We will talk
know we're
about that
getting
when
into
we get to
that.
Craig. All right, so let's just get this firing off here. So first off, Jet Lawrence gets the big W at A1. First Supercross win. First rookie to win at his first Supercross race, which that's actually a little controversial. There's a lot of, like me and Justin were talking about it last night. Like, didn't Kenny win his first one?
Nope, because Kenny rode a 350 in 3 rounds the year
Okay,
before.
all right.
And everybody's like, oh, Josh Grant. And Josh Grant himself's even bitching, but Josh Grant fails to remember that he himself actually rode a 450 in Seattle in 08. And then came out and won in 09.
So here we go. The
No,
only rookie to ever come out and win his inaugural 450 Supercross race.
Correct.
He
He
is
does say that.
fucking generational, and the 17-0 is still
I
alive.
like how we just looked at each other the
Yeah,
exact
just
same
shake
time.
You
our
could
head.
say the same thing about him racing the playoff races last year. Like, it wasn't his first fucking 450 race. He raced them already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't classify those as Supercrosses.
Oh boy, we argued about this last night a little bit.
Like, look, man.
To me, Supercross is defined by a whip section.
Yeah.
There wasn't a
Thank
single
you.
whip section, so...
Suck it, Justin.
Look, man, I don't play into the whole, he was a rookie in Supercross. Like, if that would have been his first ever race on a 450, I'd be like, okay, this is a conversation. But the fact that he won it, it's a big deal. But it's like, okay, cool. I mean, he just went 22-0 outdoors, and then won the SMX stuff. So like, are we really going to make a big deal that he won his first ever Supercross race?
Yes,
No,
yes, I am.
I'm not.
Yes, I freaking am.
I'm not.
Do you want to know why I am?
Why?
Because everybody gave me a bunch of crap going into outdoors because I was like, dude, he's going to be really good. And they're like, oh, no. And then I was like, look, he's going to keep winning. He's going to keep winning. He's going to keep winning. And I even tempered myself outdoors with going 22-0. I did not press that button super hard until we got like 6, 8 motos into the summer, and then I started pressing it, and everybody's like, you're nuts. Then we get to 22-0, and everybody, I'm like, dude, who's nuts now? He went 22-0. And now I'm saying, like, look, I'm gonna temper it enough to say I'll only say the 17-0, obviously, till we lose. However, I'm not crazy here. Look what we did last night, and we talked about this last night some.
Look,
he did
hang on. You can talk about this stuff, but no we.
He did the same damn thing last night, and anybody can say whatever the hell they want. They're all stupid. He did the same thing last night he did outdoors. He got a lead that he needed to get, which was 2 to 3 seconds, and he stayed there. And then, yes, when now one thing I don't agree with is there were a lot of people in the comments of the reaction show talking about like, well, what you missed it when he turned it up. Okay, he might have turned it up. I haven't looked at lap times yet.
Webb and Anderson were battling.
Ando and Coop were battling, which is what got him the bigger lead. But here's the thing. He did what he had to do. And anybody, and this goes for even you, he's not going to be James. Never once. Johnny O is in his ear, and I saw this in that Darren interview. Johnny O is in his ear going, look, James was great. James was so fast. James hit the deck and cost himself titles and wins all the time. He's not going to do that. He is absolutely not going to do that. If he makes a small mistake like last night where he did in the heat race and he crashed, okay, great. That's going to happen. Won't happen again. He will not hit a rut and do that again.
That's why
almost guaranteed the rest of the year. That was his one.
That's why I don't believe that he's going to go 17-0 because he already lost before he even got to the main.
So, yeah,
but then he gets them. Okay, I get it. This is like the practice during the week or the qualifying. It doesn't pay points. Nobody gives a shit.
But he tried to go out and chase Coop down, and he tried to win, and he wanted to win because you, like even yourself said, oh, he's going to be pissed, and you know he had very wearing his emotions on his sleeve. But the fact that he already went and lost the first heat race proves right there that all it takes is one mistake for him. And in Supercross, unlike outdoors, he makes a mistake, he goes back to 5th. He's not going to go back to out front, and he's not going to win because of the fact you saying that Johnny O's in his ear. Hey, man, just be smart. Make it through. You got to get points. Do you yourself believe that if he goes back to 5th and he has to wick it up and go to the red where he's not normally known for doing, you think he's actually going to do it, or he's going to be like, I just got to take the points, man. I
think he's going VRM.
Because anybody that says one thing or the other, they'll contradict themselves. You can't say one thing or the other. You're going to contradict yourself and be like, oh, he gets out front, he gets a little bit of a gap, then he settles in, and then he's got enough left in the tank to wick it back up. Somebody closes up, which he did a lot of outdoors with Chase. But if you say that in one hand, but then you say the first time that he goes down again or he gets a bad start and he's just not working his way through, the only way to move forward, he's got to wick it up. Be like, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. You contradict yourself. It's either one or the other. It's not both.
Look, man, I think I agree.
And to say that he's never going to make a mistake the rest of the season is dumb.
I agree with Cole.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I mean, you told me it was stupid for outdoors too, and we just went fucking 22-0. Everybody said it was. Everybody's saying it's stupid. I'm like, we just fucking
to not make a mistake ever.
Unfortunately, I agree with.
He's not God on a dirt bike. Like even Ricky was not God on a dirt bike. Everybody makes mistakes. It doesn't matter how talented you are,
dude. I mean, he's not God, but he's pretty fucking close at this point.
He already made a whole fuck ton of mistakes and almost wadded his shit like 10 times in the whoops.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I agree with both of you guys.
Well, that's not really.
Wow.
That's not
what
really
a waffle.
unfortunate.
All right, Jason.
Okay, fortunately, I agree with both of you guys.
JT over here.
It's more unfortunate about the gargler over here because it's very, very hard for me to look past all the fucking nut huggers.
Yeah.
So, and this is a nut hugger over here.
It's the same thing with Deegan. It's the same thing with Deegan.
You're very welcome.
So, looking past the nut hugger thing, like last night he did exactly what he does in outdoors. He got out front, and as soon as he got out front, I was like, here he goes. He's just going to manage the gap. Yeah. He's going to do it the whole time. He's going to go up
did a lot of the time. That's what Dungy did a lot of the time.
Dungy was great at it as well.
Fucking RV even did it a lot of the time.
But and on the flip side of it, I also agree to what you say. If he's going hard like that in the main, and he loses touch with the vet rider mentality, and is going after a win like that, and does make a silly little mistake, cross threads, tucks the front end, If he goes back to 5th like that, does he wick it back up and get back to the front? And if he does that, yes, I'm convinced that he's got. If he goes back to 5th, whatever, with 10 minutes left in the main, 16 minutes left in the main, then yes, he's got, and we're fucked. Everybody should be scared. But I don't believe that's going to happen. And in the heat race, when you got to go back around a guy like Cooper Webb ain't going to make it easy. Cooper Webb's going to pull in the clutch, put it on rev. He's going to do all kinds of shit. And not to say
Jet wouldn't go around him and he's faster than him, but it's going to be a whole hell of a lot harder to pass him.
It's going to be maybe 2-3 laps, maybe 2 more laps to get past Anderson.
And what if Sexton's out front and Sexton's riding like Sexton, he's fucking around with Coop for 3 laps and he loses touch with Sexton? You're going to have to wick it up. And we all know Jet is prone to, when he wicks it up, we haven't seen it in a long time, but when he wicks it up, he lands on his head. Haven't seen it in a long time. Jet. Yes, he lands. I mean, they all do, but Jet.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, you see him tuck front end or do some weird stuff like that. But again, back to your side. Unfortunately, he's got the people in his head that are going to be like, if he does Justin style, tucks the front end like that or something like that, maybe he will take the 5th. He will take the 4th.
I think he will. I 100% believe if there's a mistake, a la like last night in the heat race there. Yes. He's going to go, okay, let's just chill out and let's just take the points.
Which is why the 17-0.
That's why 17-0 needs to get out of your head.
That's because you contradict yourself if you say one thing or the other. Because you just agreed with Cole that you think he will do that, then you can't believe he's going to do it. But he's going to make a mistake.
That's if that happens.
He will make a mistake at some point. He will make a mistake at some point.
He will.
What happens if he gets 10th off the start?
You told me all summer he was going to make a mistake. Did we fucking make one?
What if Vince Freezy starts next to him?
Outdoors and Supercross are 2 different things, man.
I agree with that, but I'm just saying, all summer long we talked about the same thing. All it's going to take is one little mistake. Guess what? The one little mistake never fucking happened. And maybe it will this year, okay? Maybe it will, and maybe we only win 16 out of 17. Who knows?
Hey, we're supposed to get a mutter next weekend. By the way. So you don't think he's going to make a mistake at a mutter?
I mean, that's always a wild
Triple
card
Crown?
too.
How long did it take him to win a Triple Crown last year?
Dude, look,
next week's Triple
Crown is at the end of the month at A2, but Triple Crown, Jet is not friends with Triple Crowns, man.
Nope, but I'm just saying, it's like until it happens where he makes that mistake. Then, there's nothing for me to go off of the data of,
I could say RJ Hampshire's going to go undefeated until he makes a mistake. You can say that about anybody who wins a race.
I mean, you can say that with RJ too, but
that's your stance.
What?
That's your stance.
Yeah, you can say that with anybody. Anybody that wins.
No, you should run with that stance.
Oh, yeah. What, with RJ?
Yeah.
Oh.
RJ, 17-0.
Yeah, RJ.
You heard it here first.
RJ doesn't have a perfect season in another series to back it up.
But I bet you he has a perfect season at the Dade City outdoor season.
Yeah, but I can just say words and be like, anybody who wins the first race is going to go undefeated because they won the first race.
Like I said, as soon as he loses, fine. I will not speak of 17-0, but he's got to lose the Supercross race first.
I mean, he just did his very first one, so.
And it was
one,
and it was fucking impressive.
I mean, it was impressive, but
exactly what I needed to see, which was, can he get a lead and just maintain that lead, much like he did with Supercross, which he could.
Again, I'm waiting 4 or 5 rounds in because Kenny didn't get a start, Mookie didn't get a start.
Eli wasn't Eli.
I'm not worried about Mookie. Kenny, yes, I am worried about, but I got to see Kenny get a start, run away, and then maintain that running or get enough of a gap that Jet cannot catch him.
If we're 4 or 5 rounds in and Jet's still doing the same thing, then I'm worried.
Okay.
Let's get 4 to 5 rounds in. Let's get a track with a real whoop section, not 2 rows of braking bumps.
Let's get to the East Coast.
We're not going to talk about the whoops right now.
Let's get to the East Coast.
Let's get to a track where you have to jump through the whoops.
I have said I will totally let go of the 17-0 when we lose. But until we lose, which we didn't last night, and I said, if he loses last night,
like he's in Jet's corner,
then I would let it go. Well, guess what? We didn't win. We fucking won.
Okay, wiener.
We won.
I just don't get that hyped up about this kind of shit, and because of the fact that I watched the shit too many times with Stu, and I watched this shit too many times.
Stu did not come off the 125 SX winning the title and then go perfect season outdoors in big bikes, okay?
No, because he got hurt.
I love Stu. I am 100% dude, Stu is one of the fastest riders we've ever fucking seen. But we got to stop comparing it to Stu. Stu did not do what fucking Jet did. It took him however many years in big bikes to fucking do it. Same thing with Ricky.
Had to race Ricky Carmichael.
Ricky was awesome, but Ricky did not get on a big bike and go a perfect fucking season.
Whoa, buddy. Calm down. Calm down a little bit with that. We're talking about with outdoors. Ricky Carmichael dominated pretty much everything he ever entered.
He fucking did outdoors, okay? But for right now, the only data we have is that Jet's on the pace to do the same fucking thing.
After 1 year, I'm not going that far.
I mean,
you got to get a little further in your career.
How can you not look at it and go, well, maybe?
One season at 20 years old is a lot different when you get 26, 27, and you've been doing this for a long fucking time, and your body's not recovering, and you've built some actual shit in your life.
When we get to that point, then we can start talking about it. But right now, the only data we have to go off with him riding 450s is he won every single fucking moto.
That was like who was it? Somebody said in the practice was it JT Money or Hubbard? Somebody were like, yeah, for him to catch McGrath, he would have to go 5 straight perfect seasons in Supercross, and he would be one more than McGrath. And then you start thinking about the fact, yeah, he's young, he's 20, 25. Okay, obviously he's gonna have a long career. He's already made a lot of money. Will you really race that long if he's making, like we've heard, $13 million a year, whatever it is? Like. No, man, that right there, I'm like, holy shit. When you put it in perspective of numbers, you're like, that is a lot.
And that could be a thing, too.
And seven fucking titles. What's Carmichael got? 5? 4?
At Supercross? Yeah, 5. But,
5,
a total of 15.
7, dude.
15.
7 titles and 72 wins.
McGrath is my GOAT.
And here's the thing. We talked about this last night, so I'm interested to get your guys' thoughts. The reporters have put out to Jet, and they've asked him, because obviously he's Jet Lawrence, well, what do you think about McGrath's record of 72 wins, whatever? And Jet has leaned into now, because they asked him in the press conference again last night, I'm going to go after it. I'm setting a goal of something that seems unattainable to go after, so I have something to keep chasing. Because as he said in the presser, and I think you were here when he said that, it was, if I don't set that goal, then I'm just fucking happy to be here, and what's the point? So, he needs a goal to chase. Okay, the goal to chase is 72 wins for him at this point.
I understand. Yeah,
and maybe that gets derailed by he gets hurt and misses a year or whatever. Maybe it does. But for right now, he's fresh. He's coming in. He's super hyped. He's obviously super good. He wins his first Supercross race. He's got the SMX title. He's got 22 outdoor wins. So, okay, cool. He has the goal. For anybody who's, going after him, saying, oh, that's ridiculous for you to even frickin' say that, fuck off.
It is kind of an ugly thing to hear. Even yesterday I heard that, and it kind of irks me a little bit because it's
McGrath's my goal.
First fucking day you're starting saying that stuff, but the other part of it is
I get the goal.
He really is that good, right? So you want to have your sights set on the prize.
Talking to the microphone.
So you want to have your eyes set on the prize as as a pro, but when it's your first day and you're talking about I want to fucking go get their records, it's wait a minute, slow the roll a little bit down here, because most guys that make it past 24 before retirement is very low percentage.
Yeah. Last thing I'll say, and then we can move on to my guy.
Okay.
We. Jet doesn't get 72 unless he goes Supercross only contract. When you got outdoors thrown in the mix and shit like that, think about it. Jeremy was Supercross only, blah, blah. Maybe towards the tail end of his career, whatever.
And hey, here's another thing, too. He might turn 23. There might be some kid that comes up, whether maybe it's Hayden. I'm not saying it's Hayden Deegan. Maybe it's Hayden Deegan.
Oh, boy, here we go.
And Jet just gets beat. And Jet's just not the fastest dude in the world anymore. That's the thing is we're all thinking this is going to happen, and maybe it damn well will. Maybe it does. Maybe he does get 73 wins. Maybe he gets 151 wins. Maybe he gets however many titles. I don't know. But we're all forgetting the fact of is he's only 20. He's still possibly got a long career. We all keep talking about how people are evolving and people are getting faster nowadays. I mean, we can debate that against Ricky and James and all them, but maybe just turns 23 and Hayden Deegan gets on a 450 and Hayden just fucking beats him.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's stupid to look that far into the future because we have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. Dude,
I'm only going
knock on wood, I hope it doesn't happen. Jack could fucking bike a grenade on the face of a triple tomorrow at the test track and he fucking breaks his back or some shit and never rides again.
Look, I'm just going 17 rounds in the future. It's fine.
Down the road is a change.
I don't
because every generation of motocross they kind of changed it. Jeremy McGrath and Ricky, then those guys, every generational step up they go from there. It also follows the technology of the bikes. So the bikes get better, magically you get faster and you have less mistakes and stuff like that. Well, as electrics and GPS and all these other things continue to go into the new bikes, it's only making the next generations faster, right? So these kids that are growing up, they're going to be on electric bikes and bikes that are half the weight of ours and all the other shit that's coming our way. you're comparing apples and oranges at that point, right? You got Jeremy McGrath on his old premix bike compared to the brand new bikes nowadays. It's not the same, right? Well, that's coming soon, real soon. So I'm like, 5 years maybe, but past that, I'm not buying it.
It's just a different generation, man. Like McGrath, 2-stroke only, like considered the greatest. But then you could also argue that Carmichael's the greatest ever because he won on a 2-stroke and won during the transition to 4-stroke.
I still say to this day that you take Ricky in 2006 and you put him on a brand new bike and you take that speed saving with Stu and they wax all these dudes. I will debate that with anybody. I don't care. Everybody says I'm crazy, like the whole get off my lawn
Just
thing.
how gritty they were.
Yeah, and the fact of, dude, and you guys know this, those 450s back then sucked. Yeah. And the fact that they could go that fast, dude, I remember, go back to Washougal 06. I don't care if it's Jet, I don't care if it's Eli, I don't care who it is, Jeffrey Hurlings or whoever.
Was that one of those things like behind a door where you flick it?
Yeah. you take those guys from 06 and you put those guys on brand new 2024 shit, if you were to bring them into the future, and I say they beat Jet, Eli, Hurlings, all those dudes, I don't fucking care. I'll debate that any day. You can only go so fast on a dirt bike before your brain says, I can't do this anymore.
Well, and guess what? If it's a green fender like Jason Anderson, you're going to go fast.
And on that segue,
that's our second place.
That's our segue to Jason Anderson. Yes. All right, come on, Mr. Kawasaki. What do you got?
Look, man. Do the fans know that Cole is a representative for Kawasaki?
Yes, we made that very abundantly clear over the last few shows here.
And I made it very abundantly clear that I don't queer. I made it very I made it abundantly clear.
Yeah, so Emily's a front. Okay, we've got
that I
under
have
control
nothing
now.
to do with the race side.
No wonder we went to Shark Bar last year.
I know. Oh my god.
Don't go to the Shark Bar in St. Louis. It's changed.
Hey, so serious question for you.
The bike looked good, did it not?
Is he on a BFRC shock, or have we gone back to
that? I don't know.
Whatever.
I could probably fire off a text though.
You should fire off a text. Let's break some fucking news.
I think, dude, kind of like we talked about, like Ando's having fun again.
That's what I said. The mindset looked good. Like, I know he's not going to get tired. He's always been a guy that can go to the end.
Trolltraining.com.
Trolltraining.com.
Which is still weird.
That is weird. But no, to do that first main of the year and on a bike that's not really developed all the way yet and have it work that good in a rough setting, because all these guys are saying it over and over again, our bike feels great, but it was completely different in the main because, well, we groom our tracks every day. So to see him go all the way to the end of a main event like that with pressure from Coop is a good sign.
Hey, dude, Dan Fahey said the bike's okay. The bike's okay. We did. The bike's
every
fine.
manager that sat up there said the bikes were great, and they had the best offseason ever. Fucking whatever. But
was it awkward that they set Lars and Ian right next to each other?
I thought it was weird.
No, I was waiting for Larry Brooks to say something off the walls, though.
I would have done the same thing.
But no, man, I thought the bike looked good first go out. Anderson looked comfy on it. I don't think he looked 2022 Ando. I think he looked a little more in control.
I was going to say he was close, but definitely I think his speed, obviously, and this has nothing to do with Jet, just to speed a little bit. His sprint speed off the bat was not 2022-esque, but I think that was the most confident he's been since 2022.
Yes, and I think that's a testament to new bike stuff, being more confident in a main event setting because obviously track's different. But Jet was maintaining the gap, yes, but the first half of that main, he really wasn't pulling.
I also liked how he was one of the few that was actually, it looked like he was searching for lines. Like Jet got a set, just for example, the whoops, Jet was going basically inside, and Ando was searching around. He was going outside, kind of pushing across, and I know that they were getting rutted and cupped out. Yeah. But like, and same thing, that second set, they were getting knocked down. It was really easy to skip across, and he was just searching, and I'm kind of like, last year, there was a lot of times I feel like he got locked into a pace, and he just wasn't comfortable on the bike, and he's like, this is where I'm at. This is me, and this is where I'm going.
So him Stu style, picking up the front wheel like 3 whoops out and tapping all the way out.
Yeah.
That was sick.
So I'll be honest, I got a message from somebody that said in that heat race there where Jet was kind of losing time, Jet was searching for lines, and then all of a sudden the guy messaged me, said in that heat Jet was searching lines, and then all of a sudden, like when he started catching Coop, he's like, it was almost like a switch went off, and like, oh, I guess I should go win this race. And then he just kept hitting the same line for those next couple of laps. But he's like, the laps before that, he was all over the place, like looking to see what he could
he kept
find.
fucking up that line that Coop was doing, where he was doubling onto that table and then off, and every time Jet just couldn't get it to the inside. He couldn't get that bike planted in that rut.
I got a hot take that both Jason Anderson and Cooper Webb win more than one race each.
I don't know about that.
Hot take.
I'm gonna take Webb.
I'll take Webb though.
I'm gonna take Webb before I do Ando. This is no disrespect to Ando, but I'm gonna take Webb before I do.
Ando looked 100% better than last year. That's
He
all
did.
I got.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I got
He
to say
did.
about that.
And I think it's the mindset thing. Like,
He's having fun.
Like,
I think last year he was not having fun.
well, I
No.
think it's just all the new stuff.
So last year, it's even though they didn't talk about it last year, it's very abundantly apparent now that he picked that BFRC shock and it did not work.
Well, and that might have been part of the reasons why he wasn't having fun. He couldn't get the
Yeah.
bike dialed in, but I think a lot of his what is it? Who is it? His home life. Who is it? Kiefer always talks about this. The home life. I mean, he was just got married, was getting ready to have a kid. We all watched what happened in Atlanta. Like, that was not good. I think honestly, if you would have asked Jason Anderson last year, do you want to go racing? He probably would have said no.
Yeah, but he also had a lot of weird crashes.
He did.
Which were
It was that shock. There's a lot of info out there now that shock was terrible on that
And his
bike.
interview afterwards, I was very, it gave me confidence because that was the first time also I've seen Ando have an interview since 2022, and he didn't look defeated.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, man, like, Jet did. He was great. We were yo-yoing back and forth, and then Coop and me got into it, and we lost touch with Jet, and Jet did what he did. Last year, if that was Ando, he goes, yeah, man, I got nothing for him.
We didn't have anything. And he's just going to get better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think it bodes well for the season for him being up there mixing it up for second place. So
And we come back to...
I'm gonna just ride this boat till the
look,
end.
That's fine,
come
man.
back-
Hey, I commend you.
we
Lights
go
on
back
fire.
to Jet moving through the pack. Anderson's going to toss it in on him. And how is he going to handle that? How is your boy Jet
Oh,
gonna
he was-
handle a
he was
pack
Jet
to the
went up
face?
and made contact with him to pass him back
But
for
he
the
didn't
lead.
get it back.
So he didn't need to get it
What's
back.
he going to do?
Fucking
What's
took off.
What's he going to do when he gets a green fender back into the side?
Probably
gonna
go
do?
back and hit him again.
What's he going to...
And then they're gonna go back and
I don't
forth,
want to
and
see
somebody else
Jet.
is
I don't
gonna
want to
pass
see
him.
Jet try to take people out. That's not...
I mean, he blew his brother off the berm at Paris, so I don't really think he
Well,
gives
let's
a shit
take his
about
rear
Ando.
brake out and off the bike, and then we'll see.
Whatever.
I've
So
seen him and
Hey,
Cameron
Kawasaki
McAdoo.
question for you, Cole. So
Yes.
yesterday I saw in the 450 class there was guys on the KX250F or 450, and then there was guys on the SR 450. Now, on the retail side, that's really just the Worx edition, right?
Yeah.
On the factory side, what do you think there really is a difference?
I mean, on the SR side, I mean, it's just like any factory team. Like you're gonna have different frame adjustments. You're gonna have different bolts, different all that shit. So you could call that the special racer, I guess. But
Stupidest name ever.
yeah, I mean, a special racer off the showroom floor or whatever has nothing to do with the factory team because they're just gonna make those bikes however those riders want them anyway.
are we gonna get to test an SR version at some point here, or is that not a thing?
I feel like Cole's going to keep
how
saying
many
this. He doesn't have that poll.
How
I don't
many
have that poll.
how many subscribers do we need to get the manager above you to let us test an SR for an hour?
I don't know. Considering we support Axel Hodges, you doing those kind of numbers?
Well,
Are you doing Jeremy McGrath numbers?
No. Who do
Okay.
we need to have more subscribers than on YouTube? Like Vital? Like if we get ahead of Vital, like if we get to 110,000
To do like bike tests?
Yeah.
Do you clearly remember him saying, I was like, what's your goal with the show? Do you want
I
to do
know.
bike testing and all that? And he said, fuck bike testing.
I mean,
So serious question. I don't
it's
care
not
about,
like
I
the
don't-
end of my world.
I don't
but
care
I'm
about
just
any of that
asking.
shit. Does what do you know? Like what Axel's deal? Like how many bikes he gets?
That nobody really knows either. I'm gonna.
Which is really weird to me. I felt like you were gonna say that. That's very odd to me. I feel like of the one person, people be like, yeah, he gets so and so. And
Can you just dig in and find out like information for it? Like, could you?
no, I'm honestly just interested in. I'm not a fan of Axel. Like the dude's a badass on a dirt bike. I'm just.
I mean,
his
he deserves to get free bikes.
His
like-
whole thing is just really interesting to me because I don't feel like there's anybody else in the industry that like.
He has enough eyes on him. Like any of the stuff he gets, anybody who pays him, he deserves it.
He might be the only person
End of
at
the
Monster that
discussion.
they like more than Hayden.
How many bikes would you want if you're
I'm Axel Hodges?
3 or 2 or 4?
I
right?
bet he's
You
getting
wouldn't
2
want
to
more than
3
that.
bikes.
Honestly,
but
with as much shit as that
Per
dude
per
does,
year, right?
as
probably
much,
2 to 3.
as much
Per
shit as
year.
that dude does, though, I feel like he needs like 10 bikes.
I mean,
Not like given to him. Not given to him. I'm saying I feel like he needs. Dude, that kid is always doing. something.
So what they do,
side by
they
side
got-
and a
they-
truckload of pit
I mean,
bikes.
when your dad's got a whole assload of money, you really don't need help.
Well, we're going way off topic, but
I know we need to move on here.
he's got one bike that goes in the demo truck that goes from round to round. He just flies in and rides the thing. He's probably got 1 or 2 at his place at home.
yeah, I was just curious.
So-
He's like the one person I'm curious, like the whole what his. Deal
I am
is.
kind of curious too because I asked this question to somebody and I'm new. I've been to corporate once. And
Yeah.
met people. So no, I don't really know, but you know you got to do those kind of numbers to get some bikes. But
Yeah, it's never happening.
yeah.
Who's gonna test it? This
I'm working
guy?
on it. I just launched a new channel today.
What's your new channel?
We got Moto Aftermath Racing, which is going to have all of our random riding clips, like the shorts and stuff. So you know how you always give me shit about like, oh, you can't have like Josh Greco fucking rolling something or whatever. That's the channel that's going to have those kind of clips. Every single riding
the clips
short.
you're still posting from Chicago SMX.
Dude.
Yeah.
They still pulled numbers. I don't understand what the problem is.
I know.
We don't have other clips.
I know.
We didn't,
right.
and then we had it for the show, and now obviously we have this show, so whatever. But we just launched that, by the way, so everybody go check that out. That'll have videos going on it probably starting this week here.
So Chase Sexton gets third.
Sexton gets third, and kind of just walked into that.
Loved it though, man.
I'm
all about what happened.
Very quiet.
I am
opener.
Hey man, we didn't tuck the front.
We did.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say we. Chase did not tuck the front. I'm not that guy. He didn't tuck the front, and I love his attitude that he said. He's like, hey, because we brought this up, this whole thing of like, oh, Chase was fastest qualifier 14 times last year, but that never equated to shit. He won the title, and then he goes, yeah, but what happens if Chase all of a sudden just realizes like getting all these fast qualifiers doesn't really equate to anything in the mains? And Chase came out in free practice. And that bike was not doing what it was supposed to be doing. That bike was all over the place, especially in the whoops that we know Chase is good at. In the second session, I don't know what they did. Maybe Travis, maybe you heard something. Maybe you guys heard something. I don't know. But they obviously clearly did something, wicked it up, got closer to Jet. And then obviously in the final qualifier, he was like, like a 10th off or a 1,000th off or something?
I think that was very important for him because confidence-wise, mental-wise, like you're on the new bike and you come out like that. I don't care what anybody says. If you're out there dick measuring and you're somewhat close to Jet, that's a good feeling. And knowing that you're on a new platform and you're that close already.
And Chase knows that speed is not his issue.
Yeah.
It's everything else in between. And even you could say in between the ears. I liked it though, man. Like he had one loose moment. Was it in the heat race when he got loose in the rhythm section? At the end of it, I think. It was either that or the main. He got loose in the three on, off, whatever. But I liked it. Like he just, hey man, we got to make it through A1.
The setup looks good.
We got to make it through A1, and I'm all about what he did.
What did you think of that cow gear, the cow spots or whatever?
Look, we're gonna get into it. That's my second segment.
Oh boy,
lit kits and shit kits.
All right.
I'm all about what he did last night, though.
I mean, that was so. Hearing what I'd heard going into the race, which was, it's been a not great off season, and they've been struggling with that bike. Super interesting to see him just come out and kind of quietly get a third.
Yep.
It's also very good to see that because that bodes well. Again, as much as I want to see Jet go 17-0, it doesn't really help our numbers if there's not stuff to talk about.
God, this hypocritical ass.
So, like, I want Jet on a personal level because I'm a Jet Lawrence fanboy. I want Jet to go 17-0. On a professional level for the show, I need him to not win every race because it gives us more to talk about. I want him to win the title, but I need it to be close so that we have.
What does this have to do about Chase?
There's plenty of stuff to talk about.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it bodes well with Chase getting third just quietly last night because that means like even if they were off, which I've heard they're off.
Yeah.
For him to do that, it's like okay, well when they get on, then all of a sudden it will be.
Because he could have easily tried to run with Jet last night and ragdolled himself into the ground.
Because the bike's off and he lost by 13 seconds last night.
Yeah.
So the more they get that bike going and on. Okay.
Again, man, it goes back to the race situation thing, and I don't get it. Maybe a rider can reach out to us, which I doubt it, but tell us why don't they let the track get absolutely fucking hammered during the week and then test on that?
Well,
and if they're like, oh, the whoops are dangerous, there's kickers and stuff.
You mean how we
then go out and fix them just like Dirtworks does during the night show?
You mean how we took down the Dragon's back that was going across the start straight?
But I'm talking like down in Claremont or whatever, the Dog Pound or whatever freaking facility there is. Okay, in the morning, say it's Tuesday, let the track get hammered all day. Wednesday morning, get up and fix the dangerous parts. Leave the ruts there. Leave some of the kickers.
Yeah.
And then set a bike up around that. Why?
Especially for
Why
somebody
is that
like,
not a thing?
Especially for somebody like Chase.
Because you're crazy.
Especially somebody like Chase who relies so much on front end feel.
Because shout out to Johnny Hopper, and I guess it's not the shit show anymore, but his live show I was on Friday, we talked about this, of why these guys go out and just hammer and stopwatch nationals every single time you ride because it doesn't do anything but get you hurt. That would be why we cannot leave the tracks alone at the practice facilities because we got to be faster on a flat track. We cannot We cannot have lap times that are 0.3 off of our fastest when the track is fresh because we left the track hammered and we're now setting the bike up for that.
And that's why a lot of these
change the
dudes
mentality. You might win.
That's why these dudes mentally. That's why a lot of these dudes mentally melt with the last 5 minutes to go. Man.
Mental midgets.
All right, so
Fucking
moving on
something.
here. AP gets 4th again, very quiet for a guy that has no idea what the setup is or anything. No
shtick.
I don't even know what tires I'm running.
Are we on Bridgestones today?
Look, what did I say on the pre-show?
I don't remember.
I said AP is going to be my breakout guy.
Hey man,
I mean,
started
that's-
off you with a bang.
4th is really, really good for him.
I
If it's a
mean,
mutter next weekend, you look out.
Oh, I know.
Look out. But
Didn't
did
even
you-
think about that.
Did you see him in the heat go around Mookie and Eli?
Yeah, I mean, dude.
No, I didn't.
He did.
Well, a lot of people going on Mookie this year.
We'll talk
I
about
don't know.
that.
We'll see. Anyway, he went around Mookie and Eli and made his way to the front in a very quiet way through a couple guys to get to where he got in the main tube.
Look,
so.
man,
Yeah.
that man is owed a win after what happened in Detroit last year.
Yeah. Well, okay, so let's so moving on to 5th
This
place
next one is
here.
a little quiet.
That's it on
Freeman.
AP? That's it?
I don't really have much more. I mean, here's the thing: is like we watched a lot of Jet, we watched a lot of Ando,
You're
and we
right,
watched a lot
yeah,
of
we
fucking
didn't really watch
what's
it.
his nuts last night there. Webb.
This next
Outside
one,
of that,
even though he
we didn't
got
see a lot.
4th last year, was even me being a Dylan fan.
This is
very
yeah,
promising.
So this is, it.
Look,
so
AP
this is a
podiumed
non.
A1 last year, though.
So-
I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
Yes,
You're
he
right.
did.
You're right.
So Dylan Ferrandis gets 5th
Worked his way up
on
to
a
5th.
non-factory bike, but that's Dylan's mo. If
Look,
you watch,
look,
like I went
hey.
back and watched A1 last year, same thing. Him and Webb got a shit start, and him and Webb just went through the pack.
But
Easy
that-
on the non-factory thing. Everybody's like, ride engineering clamps or shit. That bike showed up with HRC clamps.
Did it really?
I'm pretty fucking
Well, I
sure.
mean, he's been fucking pounding out motos at the Honda test
If
track.
he's you're telling me he's down at the Lawrence facility and he ain't getting some kind of parts.
Darren's also working on that bike.
I also, well, and I said this in the pre-show, like when Ziggy's doing your chassis stuff, like, let's
Yeah.
be real.
Yeah,
Yours might not be factory, but you're fucking that close.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
If he can stay off the ground, we've talked about this. Like he's
Get
good.
the outdoors, dude.
Yeah, and
Just get
outdoors will be great.
Hey, he needs to basically make it through these first 6 without an issue, and if he continue to get 4th, 5th, maybe get a 3rd, it's going to be such a confidence boost for him because
It's me.
of the fact that he's only been able to make 5 rounds of Supercross the last how many years now?
Yeah, and I didn't make this correlation, but somebody had mentioned it on something I listened to, but maybe it was an interview with Hunter or somebody, but those guys in Ferrandis actually go way back.
Way back. Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody commented on one of our videos.
Yeah, so that's really cool, and I think that him being down there with those guys, and maybe a guy like Darren in that program is what Ferrandis needs to maybe calm him down a little bit.
Did you watch the Darren interview that
I haven't
Gate
yet.
Drop did?
I haven't, and it's probably good.
Oh, it's excellent.
I have a lot of respect for him.
Oh
so.
no.
Oh, he went ham.
He went ham. He
Hey, paint a picture for the fans at home. Who are we talking about here?
Darren
Pops, Papa Lawrence.
Dazzy. Dazzy.
Okay, so Darren Lawrence, also a lot of respect for him. Feld, you're Feld basically, jerking off Jet all the time.
Thank you.
Wanted to bring Chet out last
Shout
in
out.
opening ceremonies.
Shout out Sean Brennan.
Easy.
Okay.
They wanted to bring Jet Lawrence out last in opening ceremonies.
Yeah.
And they had it all set up. So you remember on the broadcast where there was confusion with Chase on the.
I don't know. We didn't watch that.
Anyway,
We were doing stuff. We're busy, bro.
Dazzy, Darren Lawrence went to the Feld and went to the promoters and said, "No, my boy isn't coming out last. Chase Sexton deserves that. He's the champ. He's coming out last."
Well, see, that is some of the stuff that I look at and I go, okay, they're really, really stand-up people, and it's great. And I mean, I love the Dazzy interview I listened to last night. He literally called out everybody because he said, you know what? He's like, we raced outdoors, went 22-0, and everybody said nothing, but we went against a depleted field. He goes, guess what, motherfuckers? This field's not depleted. And that's exactly how he said it, too. He goes, guess what, motherfuckers? This field is not depleted.
They
And
basically called out Honda apparently for not developing the bike at all.
and then he also called out Honda, and
Really?
it was Honda, and I believe it was basically a low-key jab at the Sextons of like, y'all didn't develop this bike at all. We came in and went, okay, cool, no problem. We like this bike. It works, but it needs some development, and that's what they're doing. And this is something that Jace touched on. Have you listened to the last 2 Gypsy Tales where he did it with like Wygat and
No, they're
what's
probably
his nuts?
good though.
Yeah, so Jace kind of brought this up of like,
Lars?
yeah, and Lars too. But I think he brought it up with Wyatt where he was like, dude, he's like, look, even if no one wants to talk about it getting weird under that truck with the Sextons and the Lawrences, he's like, it's going to get weird because Dazzy is basically an extension of HRC.
HRCL, dude. I told you this.
Yeah, he's like, dude, he's there and he is welding stuff and doing stuff and trying to make things.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Has
like
a drag race background. He can do shit.
and he's like, if you're Sexton's, like, what do you even do? Because like obviously Sexton's dad, great guy, but like, was he there welding stuff and doing stuff and making bike chain and like coming up with parts for the bikes?
Getting the parts on the lathe, lighting them up. Yeah.
Was he doing that?
Gerald Langston.
No.
Langstons were famous for that. So, when Langstons came over here to the States, his uncle Andrew was the mechanic for a long time, but he and Gerald both are very mechanically inclined. They still work on bikes every fucking day, but they come from aviation. So I learned a whole bunch of stuff from working with those guys later in my career, but they would even cut down the wrist pins for the piston and everything. Like they get real into detail. Not a lot of dads get into that stuff. I doubt that Brian Deegan does.
And that's the kind of stuff that Dazzy does. And it's gonna make like
It's gonna make
at any point.
And moral of the story, it's gonna make Dalen Ferrandis better.
Yeah, 100%. So
I'm all for it.
all right. So Webb tucks that front, son, over the hip jump.
I wouldn't call that a tuck the front. That's a nosedive.
Yeah,
his back end slid.
He
that's
kamikaze.
just a
Joe
one-way trip
Schmoted.
to Indonesia, dude.
He Joe Schmoted over the hip jump there, and ends up 6th. Still beat the other 2 star bikes.
Look, man, I said this early when he had some raw speed in practice. You don't see him second on the board very often.
No.
And if he's already got that off the bat,
He came out to make a statement there. Everybody, and including us, talked about in that preseason in our preview shows of he's out of shape.
Look, man, he just wants people to stop calling him fat.
It's not
somebody
looking
said
good.
he dropped 20 pounds.
That would be incredible. if he
Well, I
did.
mean, what'd you drop in 3 months?
He must have done the wrestler thing. He got in the
But-
sauna and he
Hey,
just.
what is your tally right now? I've been wondering this for a few weeks now.
I'm 168 pounds right now, so
What'd you drop in like 3 months? Though?
like 70.
So if he can drop 70 in 3 months, Coop can damn sure drop 20.
Dude, you could
Here-
you could drop
here-
you can drop 22 pounds in 2 days if you try hard enough.
That's amazing, dude.
How
I'm
do
so
you do
proud
that?
of
Don't eat, don't drink. But here's what I'm telling you though. It's if that is the case, and he dropped. Would you two quit staring at?
Why
Do you guys want to go
He's
back?
got needles on his mind, don't he?
Do you guys want to go make out or what? Like,
I wanted to know how to drop 22 pounds in
So-
2 days,
so-
and he said get a needle out.
So
without saying it.
here's the thing. If he did lose 20 pounds, that's great. What I worry about is then sustainability throughout the rest of the season.
Oh, he's got some in the tank.
I would never
Maybe.
question him.
Have you seen his chin?
Jesus.
Maybe.
He's got a fat head.
He's got some in the tank, and let's face it, this ain't Coop's first rodeo.
No, I agree on that, but I'm just saying it makes me.
Look,
and then
man.
when we go outdoors too, it's like
I don't think about outdoors for Coop anymore at this point. But
He's in rarefied air, man. There ain't a lot of guys that got two 450 Supercross tires.
yeah, the only other dude on the other side of the truck.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's it.
So, but that was an amazing ride last night. Like,
I'm here to tell you, Triple Crown. I might have to call him for the Triple Crown, the first one.
Ooh, bold move, Cotton.
Why, man? Look what he did in the heat race.
Remember last time in the Triple Crown? That's when the gunslinger came
Look, bro,
out.
I'm only saying that because of
Bro.
what he did in the heat race.
Bro, Abide Moto posted that after he won that heat
You were like,
race.
what, too soon?
The gunslinger, and then went, oh, too soon. And
I was
then-
thinking that when he went around Jet, I was like, oh.
Well, you remember that?
Throw the gunslinger
You
at him?
remember that tweet I read out that he
Yeah.
posted too about like when you buy a Rolls Royce and then don't win your heat, and then he posted another one where he crossed that out and said, "But you win your main" or something. And he's like, "How do you go back and change a tweet?"
Like,
you gotta subscribe.
All I have to say about Coop right now is take out Eli getting his shit together and Chase. Coop is the one guy right now that I will say that say we get to round, I don't even know what round 9 is.
Just
round,
wait.
round 8, round 9. And he's with even touching distance of let's just say Jet's the points leader at the time, whatever. Jet's the points leader, but say he's even within touching distance of Jet being in the points. He is the one motherfucker that I do not want close to me in the points.
Look, you
That-
look back at his last his 2 championship seasons. He didn't start rolling until 4 or 5 rounds.
That's why I'm
in.
saying, man, he is the one guy. Like Eli, obviously, Eli's Eli. We don't have to say anything about him. And Sexton raw speed, but Coop, just mentally, he's like, dude, I know how to do this.
My favorite thing about him, he's a saber-toothed tiger.
He's a fucking animal. He's a
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just looking at it from the mental side of things,
Yeah.
not the on the bike stuff, the mental side.
And
That
guess-
if
yeah.
if he feels like he's close, He don't care if your name's Jet Lawrence, Jeffrey Hurlings, Eli Tomac, or Ricky Carmichael. He's like, I'm gonna beat you, and I will figure out a way to beat you.
I'll give him more than one win this year, for sure.
Guess what? Let's keep talking shit about him so he keeps the chip on his shoulder.
Hey, we talked about this hey, what is his motivation? And apparently we all found out it's people talking shit about him.
Yep. All right, moving on. Justin Barsha gets
Coop, you suck.
Coop, you suck ass.
Barsha
good,
gets 7th. Quietly.
Kind of nowhere throughout the whole day. Like 13th, 14th fastest or something?
Yeah,
just hammering through.
Oh, my God. Stop.
Oh, boy. Anyway, Justin Cooper.
Ask your boy. That's your guy. Hey,
look.
Jay Coop.
Hey,
gets
you know
8th.
what? Yeah, you know who you beat?
Pretty good.
Hunter Lawrence.
Eli Tomac.
You beat Hunter Lawrence.
Yeah, and Hunter's got a long road now to get back ahead
Jay
of him
Coop.
here.
Hey, man. Jay Coop.
I told you I was a little higher than you guys on
Jay
it.
Jay Coop was. I was.
This is exactly where I thought he'd fit in, though. 8 to 12.
He's good, man.
Yeah, but he also, I didn't even notice it after I rewatched the start or something to see what happened to Mookie and Roxon, and he was tied up in that, went off the track, down the sideline, and then back in.
Whoops.
He was good, man.
Yeah.
He's good, and like we talked about this. I think he's. You say 8 to 12. I said 6 to 10. I think he can get some top fives. Look, man, that was a confidence thing for him because it's not like his speed was off at all. Like he was fifth after second time session. So
yeah, good toward the end of the year when these guys start dropping a little bit. Their podium's in question for sure.
Oh yeah,
100%.
He's solid.
Yes.
All right.
Would you dare say he's the new Brock Tickle?
He's got to win it. He's got to.
Not cheese pizza yet.
Brock Tickle won a title, like a weird Supercross title.
I mean, he's socially awkward too. Brock's a little socially awkward. Yeah, maybe.
Sure.
I had a couple weird experiences with Brock.
No homo, but Brock's a good-looking dude.
Brock is also a weird dude. Like, I mean.
All right, moving on. So Eli Tomac gets 9th.
He's my coworker.
Going around the table here.
I'm not worried.
Anybody concerned?
No.
Who's this?
Eli.
Eli.
Are you worried?
I give him
I'm
6
worried.
wins.
Shut the hell up.
Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of
I'm
here.
worried.
Are you clickbaiting this?
No.
Are you gonna hit that button? Are you serious?
Really?
No, I'm just.
Oh,
I was
man.
about to say.
Wow.
Wow, man.
No, I'm not concerned, man. I think he's got that motivation in
This
him.
is a typical A1 for Eli.
And I'm here outside of last year was an outlier.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you, anybody, and we know we're gonna get it. Anybody that says in our comments, anybody they're like, oh my god, there was one guy that was like, Eli should just retire and give that money back. They said no.
Yeah, I saw
and I'm
that.
like,
Yeah,
I looked at that and I go,
Cracks me up.
what?
There's only one A1 he hasn't pumped up at, and that was last year.
I just I learned back 2020 to not doubt Eli because every time I did, he made me look stupid.
You gotta get like 8 rounds in before you know what you're
like
getting.
you talk about with Jet, like if he keeps doing this 5-6 rounds in, we're gonna have to get to round 9, and Eli still has not gotten on the box before I'm like, yeah, whatever.
I'm particularly excited about number 3 among a couple other guys. So the thing about Jet is he's very good, but he hasn't really had anybody get up in his grill. Right, and you get Eli or Cooper Webb, who's a fucking junkyard dog, or a couple guys like that get in there and give him pressure and hit him and things like that. Like, then it gets a little more interesting.
You mean he hasn't heard that Yamaha 450 just second gear wrapped?
Ooh.
I don't know. Ando was saying in the press conference that Coop does the same thing, like revs the shit out of it behind him.
So I was watching Coop do that. It was an old race last year, getting up behind Sexton. Coming into the corner, going into the corner, and Sexton got all flustered.
Oh, I just say that Eli's literally just second gear wide open, like everywhere on a dirt bike track.
Yeah, just pull the clutch in.
He just pulls the clutch in, or he's just like literally over rev from corner to corner, just blowing valves out.
Well, hopefully Jet wears earplugs, but
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, because those fucking Yamahas are stupid.
All right.
Have you ever ridden with earplugs in?
I do all the time now.
Do you really?
It's literally
That's VRM as fuck right there.
Well, I've thought about it.
It's VRM as
Josh Grant
shit, but yeah, you hear the crazy thing. You take away 1 sense, the rest of them get stronger. I literally feel like line selection, like I'm a little more zeroed in on the track.
Interesting.
Like I'm not hearing a rock hit the chain or a rock hit the case and be like, oh, what the fuck was that? Like I'm just zeroed in on that bump's there. I'm going 6 inches that way. Like
I may have to try that this year. I've thought about it. I've never have, but
no, try. I like earplugs.
It doesn't matter when you ride alone.
Well, I mean, dude, it's not like Cole's out racing.
Ash
with
the
14
Fire.
I
guys.
ride alone pretty much all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we got Rob.
Easy. Easy.
Ken.
Oh, you heard that?
I heard that. Easy.
Jesus.
Did anybody else hear that?
Yes,
Listen.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I just blew past it. It's
I heard that was a hoax.
Let's hear it.
Nope. We're moving past that. All right, so Ken Roxon gets 10th. That's not bad considering he was laying on the ground right after the first corner there.
Thanks a lot, Vince Freeze.
Is this kickstart Kenny?
We'll get to Vince.
Where's Kenny's starter at, man? Why have they not machined that in there yet?
I mean, the RMzilla has one. Pastrana's RMzilla's got electric start. Why the
Hubert, shout out Hubert.
It's not very hard to put him in there. It's got to be because of the production rules. It's got to be because of that.
Yeah,
No, there was a pretty big rumor that they're going to put one on this year, like
For production?
him. No, for him.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see.
It's not very hard to do.
Travis Souls is like, I have it already ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, though, that heat race was that the
Yeah.
Kenny of old?
Yeah, I mean, fast twitch Kenny, man.
Chicagoland, he was looking pretty similar, right? I think
Yeah.
he's a definite contender.
I think Kenny is one of the few dudes that like just doesn't really care about anything having to do with Jet, especially after what happened last year, even though whatever they made up. But I think he's just the one guy that out of everybody wants to just beat Jet because I think Kenny's got a little like emotional in his older age. He takes that shit to heart. Where like Eli's like, I don't care. Chase is like, yeah, whatever. I'm a different team now. Kenny's like, nope, gotta beat Jet, gotta beat Jet, gotta beat Jet.
I'll give Kenny 3 wins, one of them at a Triple Crown. That's the season right there.
What's gonna be the most ruddy, shitty track? Indy
It's
again?
got to be Indy.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Kenny Indy again too.
I mean, if you go off last year, for sure, Indy.
I mean, he's got good vibes in Indy anyway. Remember COVID year? He swept all
Or
three rounds
or Birmingham if a tornado's coming through.
All right. So moving on, 11th, Malcolm Stewart.
Followed Kenny all the way through the pack.
Yeah, again, down. I saw an interview. He didn't seem too worried. He's like, look, dude, we've had shitty starts before. We just work our way through. And what was he saying, 21 or 22? He's like, then by the end of the year, I'm on the box. So,
Second in points.
yeah, so what's the deal? AC, 12th. Yeah, this is where I said something to you last night. Like, this is where it gets a little rough of like, what we've kind of talked about, like, is this going to be his last kind of hoorah here before he just hangs it up because of the arm?
I think so.
I mean, again, it's like, okay, how long does Kawasaki let him run around, doing this before they're like, sorry, man, we got to put somebody else that we think can do a little bit better.
You mean Farter?
Yeah.
I don't want to see him be done, but where do you go from here?
Oh, he's going straight into
Podcasting.
like podcasting. If you want, he can do anything at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's got plenty of money.
As
I
Jay
was more
says,
saying as a
media
racer, but-
mogul.
I mean, he's always going to ride, I think. But I think he's.
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
could definitely see him rolling into like a McGrath role, brand ambassador or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
All right. So, okay. So this one will be good. And then the rest of them are kind of like,
I also just want to point out again, though, it's such a shame the way AC's career's gone.
100%.
Yeah,
It's a bummer.
you know who I blame? Eldon Baker. Oh wait, sorry.
All right.
What? Okay.
So Jorge Prado, 13th.
was good. I mean, dude, just
Starts were okay, but like all day it was just kind of like, eh. So like all the people that were super hyped of like he's gonna come in and dominate.
I still told you, even being a
I
GP
said 10
guy,
to 15 all day.
even seeing a
Yeah.
GP guy, like I even said, I'm like, he's not winning. He's not getting on the box.
What did we go with? I mean, you said 10
I
to
said-
15. We
I
went
said-
8 to 12. Or
I said
something like
10th
that.
the first round, 8th the next one, and then a top 5 before he leaves. So he's 13th. He was running top 10 for how long, and then he's like, whatever.
I mean, it was like I said, it was okay. It's just this is kind of what I saw, and he's basically here to get his feet wet.
Well, and also too, you got to know that if there's at any point at late with 3 minutes to go, that if he gets loose off a rhythm section or a cross ruts or whatever, in the back of his mind he's going, "Ooh, I actually have a title."
GP team.
Yeah, I have a titles to start defending in the first week of March.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yep. All right, Justin Hill, 14th. Okay.
Oh, okay.
What the fuck?
Oh my god. What?
Did we make a bet?
About what?
Justin Hill?
You guys did make a bet, but what was the bet?
I don't remember because we didn't write
I think
it down.
you said he wasn't even going to make the main at A1, 20 bucks.
Oh, bye. Oh boy, that's unfortunate.
Well, I guess I owe you $20.
Wow.
We should probably fact check it because I kind of pulled that out of my ass a little bit.
Yeah, this is not a nope. Never mind. I was about to say something.
Yep. So anyway, okay, great, dude. That's good. I'm glad he showed up on KTM. So that's weird. But
Yeah, I mean, good.
I mean,
At
At least he had
the
the right numbers.
Yeah, he needs to
Showed
never ride a
up.
Kawasaki.
Didn't just ride around and last.
Not this one. But
Showed
if
up
he
with
gets
that-
into SMX.
Hey man, showed up with the right numbers on his bike, unlike his brother.
What do you mean? I thought you got 44 now.
No, he showed up. You know, he has
He
46.
showed up with the 75.
Josh Hale showed up on press day with a 75 or 751, and he's like, "Yeah, like I'm still rocking my old numbers because my graphics aren't here yet." Yeah, man, A1 just snuck up on you.
Yeah, Josh is 44 now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just didn't have any graphics
But he just,
ready.
yeah, he's like, yeah, I don't have the graphics ready. I'm like, yeah, dude, A1, it just
I
totally
didn't even
snuck
know
up.
he was racing A1 though.
I
I
don't
think
think-
he just kind of like was all right, well, it's Wednesday. I guess I'll line up.
Well, that's his own damn fault.
All right, Derek Drake, 15th. That's not bad.
Whoa, good for Drake, though. Is that his first 450 main in Supercross?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, good.
Put it in the show.
Yep.
He showed speed all outdoors. He just couldn't keep that bike together.
Here's my question, a big question, because this person was not there. Is this going to be a battle between him and Ty Masterpool about who's the top privateer?
Maybe.
Is that where Ty kind of slots in? Because
I don't think it's much of a battle. I think that Ty takes his spot in the main and Drake's watching from the stands.
I think Ty. I mean, it's going to be very interesting, but I associate Derek Drake, and then I think of Ty.
Yeah.
Like
no,
they're going to be running
not
around
wrong.
the same.
We're in that boat. All right, Dean Wilson, 16th, got center punched by Vince Freeze and is not fucking happy at all.
Dean or the wiener is
Dean or the wiener needs to
pissed.
slap Vince
with his wiener.
Oh,
he's quit being such a fucking baby about it and go do something about it
Look,
already.
that's just been Dean, though. Dean, his whole career has gotten slapped around by everybody.
100%.
Yeah, you want to know why? Because his dad always used to make him feel like shit back in the days.
Why, getting slapped around or taking people out?
Have you not heard the stories about like the way his dad like called him out? Like he'd be with like girls. There'd be one time like right when he went pro, and he was hanging out. I think at the house or some shit. And they were hanging out. There was a girl there, and like just his pops comes in with his fucking Scottish accent and just starts going ham on him about not knowing how to talk to girls and get his dick wet and all this shit. And like I'm like, oh my god.
Well, that took a turn.
All right, that went hard right real quick. All right. Anyway, moving on. Shane McElrath.
Well,
17.
hang on. That's just been Dean, though. He's gotten slapped around by everybody. Barsha made him his
Eli
bitch.
Tomac.
Eli ruined his
Yeah.
career.
And to be honest, Dean didn't seem like super like outside of getting center punched. He's like, yeah, I feel like I slot in more in like a 12th place guy. So kind of like what we talked about in the previous show of like he's kind of accepted his position here in his older years. So
Homeboy just needs to stay away from Vince for like the rest of the season.
East Coast rounds will be easy because Vince isn't going to raise 450s.
Yeah, and then Vince is going to put his eyes on Hayden Deegan.
so I'm supposed to
Is
wait
Vince
till
going 250?
yeah,
that's what I've
because
heard.
Oldenburg's going 450 on the East.
Yeah, so this is going to be so good to
I
talk
Oh, it's going to
about.
be great. It's
I
going to
can't
be
wait because Deegan's the one guy in the fucking whole place that'll put him in his.
He's not scared of him. No.
Everybody else is like, "Oh, Vince is here. Let's move over." Fuck all that.
I do agree with you, but I also would not that he's ever going to watch this show, but I would also advise Hayden to not get in that game with Vince Freeze.
I wouldn't.
Here's
I
the thing.
wouldn't.
Obviously I'm a hockey guy right now.
Oh, we're
right?
all
So
for it.
like you hold people in check. If somebody's gonna come mess with our guy, I'm gonna kick his fucking
The
brains.
problem,
right?
the problem with Vince is Vince doesn't actually, and Jason Thomas talked about this. Vince doesn't actually realize that he's doing something wrong.
Well,
That's the problem is, and we all know that if a guy doesn't actually realize that he's doing something wrong, you're never going to beat it through his thick skull. Because we actually watched Weston Pike beat it through his thick skull, and he's still the same dum-dum that he is all these years later.
and nobody holds him in check. So like,
Look, yeah, some of it, though, let's just... What place did Vince get? Can we talk about Vince when we
Let's
get to
talk about Vince and go to Hunter.
Last.
Okay.
20. So Vince, I got last. Anyway, okay.
The start with Hunter was not Vince's fault. Totally disagree with anybody that
We're
says
getting
it
to
was.
Vince. We'll get to that.
Yeah, let's get to that because Vince
A right
did get
hand
last.
start,
Okay.
you're already in a tough
so
spot.
Shane got 17th, which I think is pretty good because he just got on that bike like right after the last WSX round.
he was already on Suzuki
He
though.
rode
eh?
that bike last year, though.
Yeah, but he didn't. Yeah, but he didn't ride it for the last however many months.
No, because he's talking about because he was doing
brand new-
WSX on
Yeah,
the
gotcha.
250.
It's brand new 2018.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Shane Sins.
12.
Shane Sins with
Shane
his bald
Sins.
head.
Shane Sins.
in his very...
He was a dirt bike racer this weekend, not a plumber.
Yeah, so Chiz doing Chiz things, 18th. Cade obviously did what he did in the LCQ there to get 19th.
Honestly shocked after the way Cade rode last year.
Who knows? Anybody know any info on Craig finishing 20th?
No idea.
Somebody said bike banged up or something, but I actually think that he had to take a shit before the race. But he wasn't able to go back to the truck because of the onesie.
Yeah, maybe he should put a hole in the onesie and just be like, "Pfft, flap door."
Allegedly, there is.
There is a flap for the PP, but not for the number 22.
Oh, there's also...
So I'm a CTI knee brace guy, right? And when you got to do something like change your gear out or whatever, it's a son of a gun to get changed out, right? Like you probably wear knee braces, right?
Oh yeah, if your knee brace slides down, like it probably sucks on that onesie thing.
I don't know. I'm a rhino guy. I don't wear knee braces.
You wear knee pads.
I
I mean, we're not going to get into that
I don't wear
debate.
anything on my knees.
Oh, that's...
I just
thought-
ride.
We're not going to get into
What
that
kind of
debate.
pads were you wearing then?
I don't have any pads.
Oh, you wear pads.
You could be like Barsha and just run some old
Zero
stool...
pads.
That's why he goes so slow.
I'm a
old school
fucking man,
EVS,
okay?
Old school EVS knee pads.
I am a
with neck
fucking.
roll.
I'm a fucking man,
I
and
can't-
we don't need any of that shit.
He's a
I
pad
can't
guy.
do one lap without my knees all bloody without knee braces on. I don't know.
Dude, if I forget my knee braces, I'd take it like a man and I'd duct tape my knees.
Hey, man.
Unbelievable.
And then I gotta rip that bitch off.
We're not going to
again.
get... We could talk about this. Like, it's whatever.
Freddie Noren's 21st. Okay, and Vince Freeze DNF because when he center punched fucking Dino, he also took himself out for the rest of the night.
This is what Vince does.
Yeah, so what did he do to himself? Because I
have no idea.
I've seen the crash, and it looks like he just kind of like tips over on his head. Maybe he hit his head.
He got
no idea. I
He
haven't
got
seen
sand
it.
in his vagina.
Ooh.
Okay, now you want to touch on the Vince and Hunter
Because
situation.
I'm going to back him up on this because
Yeah, it wasn't
that's 100% Hunter's fault.
Okay,
In my
go ahead.
opinion.
No, I just... That's it. Vince had
We're talking
nothing...
about first corner, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. Vince, everybody's like, oh, that's just Vince being Vince. Dude, Vince hucked
It
the holy.
is.
It's a
Vince-
right-hander. You're going to straighten out and pivot in. Hunter, dude, he got a shit jump. He was, what, half a bike length
Dude,
behind?
you pull back and go frame by frame. Vince had 3/4 to a full bike length on him, and he's coming across.
And Hunter just decided
Hunter
to
just
stay
keeps
in it.
on the gas.
And you
like-
saw Hunter, like, how hard he shifted to the outside. He's like, oh, shit, I'm going to hit his rear end. And then he hit it. Like, I'm not condoning what Vince did to Dino, but everybody that's out there saying that's just Vince being Vince with what happened with Hunter, that's not Vince's fault. Anybody would do the same damn thing that Vince did.
It doesn't mean that's not being Vince being Vince though. That's the beauty of. There's that guy there where you're like, yeah, but you're also like, fuck that guy.
Yeah. So like the first corner thing with Hunter is like those are all the idiots out there that hate Vince so much that they're just blind when he does something normal.
Yeah. He just did what he did. That's just Vince.
Right-handed first corner in
You're
the
already
first round is
yeah.
the craziest thing ever. Because when you're for the fans at home, when you're coming into a right-hand first corner, everybody that's coming into the corner, you can't have your foot on the foot brake for the rear brake, right? So you're really relying on having good traction on the front tire, but also like you're pretty limited in what you can really do. Mm-hmm. So when you're trying to navigate and you're really hard as hard as you can on the front brake, you don't have a lot of navigation there. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you have a little more control when you have rear brake or when you have your back tire driving good, so you can use the clutch for a little bit of balance too. When it's a right-hand first corner, you're in a tough spot. They barely even put him on the Supercross circuit nowadays, but they decided to do it in the first
And like
round.
I said, Hunter, dude, why you knew you were already putting yourself at a disadvantage. You were not going to run it up the inside of Vince, especially with how hard he was pivoting in down the start straight.
We lacked VRM mentality.
Why were you trying to
We did
still
not
push
have
it in
no-
deep? Like, dude, you could literally look at how hard Hunter, when he got like quarter bike length behind Vince, how hard he loaded up on the brakes, and it actually shifted his hips to the outside, and he just kept doing what he was doing. Like, why are you still trying to push it into the first turn?
I'd like to go on a little bit of a tangent here. For Vince and for the lappers both, I really think that you should be a lot more offensive against them. So, like, for example, we didn't get into lappers very much yesterday, but when you're coming in through the pack when you got lappers, I really think you should fucking hit them. And if you don't hit them, it's their lucky day that you didn't hit them, because then the next fucking time they come by, they're going to get out of your way.
I think simple. You get lapped twice, black flag, pull off.
Yeah,
Bingo.
the first time they get lapped, they're in the way. If you
get
the
lapped the
mindset
second time,
changes-
pull the fuck off the track.
And here's the problem too, and this is the last thing we can kind of touch on this because we got to go to 250s. But like the disparity in speed, from let's say 14th to 22nd in a Supercross main in the 450 class, as opposed to everybody else inside the top 10, is so exponential. And we've talked about this. Like, no disrespect to the privateers, we're all about it. This is the kind of channel we promote the guys. But dude, when you start looking at lap times, which we all do sometimes, it's one thing outdoors on a 2-minute long track when at the end of a 35-minute moto in 95-degree weather, when you're like 3 seconds a lap slower than the leader. Dude, you look at some of those lap times by the guy at 18th, and
was
he's
6
10.
seconds.
Sometimes it's 10 seconds a lap slower than the leader.
Outdoor, yeah.
And it's like, dude, at that point, I understand you're trying to make a living, but you're almost a hazard to yourself at that point.
Yesterday it was 6 seconds. I looked
Yeah,
and
like
I'm
why are you?
man,
And on that track, that's a lot on the way that track was designed. So it's like, dude, yeah, I don't know, and I don't know how you combat that because you're trying to make it like, hey, you're one of the 22 best guys in the world, but are you really at that point? Because no, you're a hazard to everybody else out there.
Yeah, on the 22 best guys in the world thing, I think it's a total slap in the face that 22nd doesn't get a point.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he was. We were kind of talking about this too.
I think that's a total slap in the face, but
Did you see that they're giving points all the way through 21st for outdoors?
through 21st?
Yeah, that's what they're doing with both series now. You get through 21st place, you get points. And yes, this is a big fucking thing right
So
now.
that's like really weird to me because you get those local weirdo privateer guys that are gonna get 21st and potentially have more points than the factory guy that gets hurt
You
for
mean-
SMX.
Yep.
So
You mean a la 2012
Yep.
Mike Satilli at Southwick?
Yep. Nope. Yep. This is a big thing right now. Like there's a lot. Like Mathis is very unhappy about this. Jason Thomas is very unhappy. Like there's a lot of people in the industry that are like, what in the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. What's the problem with it though?
So the big problem is, okay, so the difference between 5th place in the LCQ and making the main used to be, oh, you get a point and you get a few $100s more. Now it's just you're going out there for 20 more minutes, risking your neck, whatever, all the wear and tear
$200 more
for $300.
Yep. And not even a point.
You're not even a point. Yeah. And what they and I don't know for sure, and nobody really knew for sure. There was a lot of, hey, we're going to have some talks with the AMA this weekend. But the big thing was that, okay, so they're doing it to kind of try to get the main 450 guys to stay out on the track and continue to ride to try to get 21st. But here's the problem. 9 times out of 10,
they're trying to get rid of the Benny Blosses.
Yes, 9 times out of 10, that's not who it's fucking over. It's fucking over the privateers who get in the main and are like, oh, I'm going to get a point. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, no, we're not.
Yeah.
So it's a huge debacle. Like this is like one of those things that it's not just us yelling and screaming about it. Like the mainstream.
Well, I think what it is the boys upstairs don't realize how much a point means to a rider.
There's definitely, let me walk this line very carefully. There's definitely a disconnect between the powers that be
and a rider
and the back of the privateer pits.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you think of it all the time, like. Okay, we'll take like Sewell, for example, or some of the fast guys around here from back in the day.
Or even who we're about to talk to, Kev.
Their sole goal is to get a point.
Yep.
Or a guy like Jeff Walker, that's all he wants to do is get points.
Yep. Get your
TJ Auten wants to get points.
Yep.
Chris Prebula wants to get a point. He can give a fuck less about $200 extra.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, hey, guess what? They can get in outdoors.
Well, that's going to cater to those guys much more than Supercross. So
look,
one place isn't much, anyways. One place is nothing.
Yeah, and you're not even making $200.
Look,
outdoors.
To wrap this up, kind of. Jace touched on this in one of his most recent podcasts about how with Supercross, he doesn't necessarily. And again, this is coming from all of us who all love the privateer guys. Okay, we all like these guys, right? But he doesn't necessarily feel that Supercross should be a free-for-all like it's been, where you can just rock up in your van with your bike that you bought off the showroom and try to qualify.
Right.
It should be a bit more of an elitist sport per se.
Like Formula 1, you can't just show up in a fucking Camaro.
Like maybe say the top 30 guys can show up. Or whatever, for as far as 450s go. 250s a whole nother bag of worms there. However, I do still feel like the outdoors is fine with, hey man, you want to come try to do this? Okay. And maybe you cut your teeth.
I mean, in outdoors too, when you're 3 laps down, you can still go out there and push.
Yeah.
Even if your cardio is fading you, you can still go out and push and not be a hazard to everybody else. But on a Supercross track, here's the thing. We know that at the end of the main, those dudes at the back, they're not pushing anymore. Half of them are going around the triple. A lot of them are rolling through the whoops. And like I said, when you got the lead coming through and you only got so much room to move from right to left, and you're in the center line, or even you're someone all the way to the inside, dude, what am I supposed to do with this?
I talked about this on Friday on Johnny's show with Coach and Johnny of like, and we brought up like you're 2 laps down, you get the black flag, like pull the fuck off. Because, like, 1 lap, okay, that's kind of like...
That. Make Supercross for the elite guy and have some kind of series somewhere
We've talked about this.
Or the guys that are bad dudes on bikes that still make a living.
Do that on a fucking a Sunday.
Yeah.
Have the guys that would be in that...
Make a pulp LCQ challenge at every race.
Yeah. Or have the electric bikes class be the feeder class.
I mean, and dude, the pulp thing, having the top privateers, man, like, that race is always good. It's always gnarly.
Yep. All right, so that's been your 450 race recap, brought to you by our friends at Gutterworks. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk privateer hero Kevin Moranz and kind of talk to him about his new setup, what he's got going on this year for the 2024 season, and how his A1 went. We're going to break down 250s. I've got a TLR tinfoil hat. I have a Holster Co. Reload rant. Actually, I got a couple of them. And, so we'll do that, and we will... get it popping. So we will be back after this short break. All right, and welcome back to the Moto Aftermath Show, presented by Complete Racing Solutions and TLR Coatings. On the phone right now, we have privateer hero owner, operator, and whatever else you want to say, racer
Always driving.
of Team KMR.
Always on his phone.
It is Mr. Kevin Moranz. Hey, buddy.
How you guys doing?
I like
Good
how,
to be
I,
back.
I like how you put.
Do you like how I wave when I say it every show?
You did obviously not see this, Kevin, but this motherfucker just literally like waved as if like
"Hey,
he was
guys."
looking at you.
I like to pretend like we're all in the room together.
You're
okay?
like the nerdy kid at school. That's like, hey guys.
Hey guys, what's up? What's up? All right, Kev. So I'm gonna fire off with a hot topic here right off the bat for you. Okay, I gotta know.
All right, hit me.
Oh, no.
I gotta know. Did you try to hit that 5 spot that Jet did?
Yeah.
No, definitely did not.
Look,
But
though,
I will
put that in
say,
perspective
in
for us.
press. So I like I'll hype myself up a little bit. Put myself up that I was the first one to hit the 344.
Attaboy.
And I will tell you 100%. After hitting the 344, I even thought, I think I can go 5. I'm just not going to do it yet because I don't need to put myself in the ground in press at A1. But I was like, I think I can do the 5. 1, I'm happy I didn't go for it. But 2, if Kevin Moranz thought about it, I was like, dude, Jet, Tomac, these dudes are going to hit this 3rd lap kind of deal. So I was actually shocked that more people didn't go for it.
That's interesting.
And then they came to me because they asked me during track walk the next day, like, hey, what is the situation of this? Like, I know that they didn't really want, that being a jump in the race. So I was like, your best bet is to scoot the 5th one farther away because you have quite a bit of gap into the corner. That's what they ended up doing, and that's why nobody did it again.
Now, when you say they came to you, who is they? Is it Dirtworks?
Yeah, Dirtworks.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you have a pretty
Yeah.
good relationship with those guys, so that's cool
Yeah,
that they listen.
They listen to the riders a lot. Like I know they take like Chiz has a lot of input. So like they take his word pretty seriously, and then obviously they've come and built my track a couple times, so they know I have a good relationship with them. So Ross trusts me with some of my input as well, which is kind of cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so the big bitch on the internet right now is why did the Dragon's back get taken out? Do you have any insight on that?
That was my question.
I honestly don't know that. I honestly don't know because I'm happy they took it out because in press, there were some guys that were like, because there was like 7 whoops, and some guys were going like 3, 4 over the top one and driving down the backside, and I would have been too nervous to hit that because if you clip the top, then you're going Indo City to flat ground. Then that's like probably 10 foot tall, or not 10 foot tall. It's probably like a 5 foot tall jump. So you're moving at speed and you're going to face plant on flat. So that would have been honestly more of a separator than what they did do, but I'm here for it. I don't know why they did it, but I'm here for it.
Interesting.
All right, so let me ask an actual hard-hitting question, Kev. What the fuck happened to our starts last night, buddy?
We had a situation with I don't want to blame it on anything else. First of all, Kev just didn't get his starts. I got a little bit off balance on both the starts, the heat and the LCQ. A situation we are going to change is the tightness of my pants. Not like thigh wise or just the waist.
Look,
I went from a 30 to a 28 to make it tighter because it wasn't able to strap tight enough. Well, I need to go smaller than a 28 because I still have so you know how when you're just holding your waistband and you pull out on it, I've got enough to get a full fist in between my belly button and the waist strap. So
jeez, I wish I had that
well, it's kind of like elastic. It's a little stretchy. It's high quality gear. So
Not a onesie.
Yeah, it's not a onesie.
No, that's the solution. You need the onesie.
We'll get to that right after this. But so yeah, I talked to Canvas. So I'm actually going to head out there tomorrow, and we're going to kind of customize some of the pant a little bit to bring the Velcro back farther, so then I can strap it tighter. Because that was a problem with me. As soon as I popped the clutch, my butt would move a little bit more than I wanted, which would then throw me off balance a little bit, which then, especially in the LCQ, I got an amazing jump, but had to clutch immediately because I had fallen too far back and I started to wheelie, and then I just got absolutely clobbered up.
Man, it's more like Eli Tomac than we thought.
The minute details.
Yeah.
So for the fans
Crazy.
at home, what he's talking about here, correct me if I'm wrong, Kev, but when he comes up to the line, he kind of does a little bit of a kind of a bouncy scoot thing to get the slack out of his pants so that when he's sitting at the gas cap, his pants are already taut. So when the bike launches, his pants aren't like he's not sliding back 2 inches on his pants. He's already taut. His pants are kind of holding him in position, right?
Correct. And so, fun fact, which clearly has screwed me now, but it didn't screw me last year. But I don't practice starts. Like I did like 2 or 3 starts at home, and I hit them perfect. So I was like, all right, done with it. So I didn't do any starts when I was out here in California or anything like that. And then so we learned the hard way there last night, and so we're gonna make some adjustments.
How has California been? How long have you been out there?
I just got out here like the 28th of December, so right after Christmas.
Okay.
Got like 2 days of riding, New Year, got 1 day of riding, and then press, and then went racing.
Okay. Where'd you ride? Did you ride Elsinore or?
I think it was Apollo, right?
Elsinore 2 days and Paula 1 day.
Okay. How far is that Hemet Supercross from like SoCal area there, or where is
I don't know. So we're staying in Temecula.
Okay.
So Elsinore's 30 minutes from us. Paula's, I don't know, I think 30, 45 minutes from us. And then I don't know where Hemet is. I think Hemet's a little farther north, but I could be completely wrong. I've never been there.
Place looks sketch.
So you stayed there at
all the tracks out here are sketch.
Or I'm sorry,
it's California.
You stayed. You stayed on the orange bike there. So like, we gonna get to go ride the KTM test track or what?
I am going to work myself into that situation.
Yes.
Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Need to go ride at Hawkins track.
Take Prado's ride when he's done.
What if you do ride at the KTM test track? Would you tell us which frame you're on?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't think that I think probably which I haven't asked them yet. Like it's on my to-do list to ask. I talked to Ian this weekend, just said hi kind of deal. I wasn't just gonna jump out to it right off the rip.
Right.
But I'm assuming there will not be any content allowed at that track.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
I don't know. There's people
cool,
out there all the time. Like there's literally, I watched videos the other day.
Videos about it.
Yeah. I literally watched people that were standing
standing outside like behind the scenes
is-
stuff. Like if 23 Media goes in and stands at the fence, I don't.
Yeah,
think
are you referring to the one video of?
Well, what do you think he's gonna do? Walk up and like do close-ups of high definition 4K footage of the frames of like AP's bike or what?
No, but you can
no.
still catch stuff in the background.
It would be they wouldn't. I can almost guarantee you they're not going to let me ride with them. It's going to have to be on an off day or after they get done riding.
Yeah, yeah. So, but dude,
I don't think them having their bikes there. I don't think that's a situation.
Yeah.
I think the only way I get to ride is if I'm by myself or they just get done riding and then for the day.
Well, either way, it'd be sick.
I mean, that could be pretty cool
Yeah, it would
too.
be
Like
sweet.
it would. You'd get to ride a somewhat roughed up track after those guys leave, and that could benefit you a better setting when,
exactly.
when a race situation comes.
Yeah.
So,
Dry hard.
yeah. I guess this could be a question for Kev, what I brought up earlier.
Go for it.
Why, maybe I've asked you this before, but why do guys during the week, why is the track re-prepped every single day? Why not go? Why not get up in the morning, fix the sketchy stuff, but still leave some of the square edge ruts and that stuff in there? That way, when you get later into the main event, your bike's good.
You are not wrong about that. It's just risk versus reward. So if you're practicing on gnarly, sketchy stuff all the time, the chance of you getting hurt spike. Also, it's much different, much different. That's one even thing that I kind of mentioned in the blog, I think. We'll see. I don't know. Obviously, I haven't seen the blog yet. But I know I mentioned it to several people yesterday. Did we race? Yeah, it was yesterday, dude. So much has happened. It's been insane the last month. But I was like, I felt like a fish out of water in free practice and quali 1. Quali 2, I finally started to get my flow. Heat race, obviously, I went around the tough block and was almost last and came back to like 12. And then LCQ was riding pretty good until I went down. But I felt like a fish out of water at the beginning because we are all used to riding more of a test track, even like
Right.
KTM, for instance, is a test track. Like, yeah, the corners kind of get rutted, but in the rhythm sections, like it just sits and bakes, and you ride on it, it bakes, it ride on it, it bakes. So like, there's not really gnarly rhythm section ruts. Like, that's the difference from having a freshly built supercross track that you immediately go race on. Is the softness of the dirt is so much different than any test track, unless you're like down in Florida where it's always sandy, which then the texture and the traction of the dirt is different, but it just doesn't break down like it did in qualifying and in heat races and in the main event. So it is always going to be something you have to get used to. Obviously, the KTM guys have more of an advantage because they have 8 dudes that all ride on it, so the track does get destroyed. But, like, for instance, somebody like me, who I ride in my own track, or I go down to Texas and ride some of those tracks, like, it's all concrete pretty much. Like, they're worn in because they're practice tracks that you get ridden a lot. Completely different ball game when you go and ride a brand new supercross track that's brand new built and it's soft.
That's great insight.
Yeah, great. Okay, so another hard-hitting question here. You made the switch, I believe, and I'm probably an idiot and wrong on this. You made the switch from FMF to Yoshimura pipes, right?
Correct.
We
have several changes of the bike this year.
What's up with that? What happened? FMF kicked you to the curb?
I mean, FMF's more worried about making goggles.
No, Donnie's always been good to me. He has been tough to get a hold of, but he's taken care of me for the last 3 or 4 years. I just waited a little long because my mechanic had some prior connections to other pipe companies that we were kind of testing out. We weren't able to get answers quick enough kind of deal. So I kind of went back to FMF a little late, and then I just didn't hear from him in time. And just so happened that we just had a deal come through with Transition Bikes to get bicycles, and then Garen, which is the owner of Champion, hit up Yoshimura for pedals, like bicycle pedals. And they're like, yeah, we'll hook you up with some pedals. What exhaust systems are you running? And this is literally like Monday, and our photo shoot for the season is Thursday. And I'm like, funny enough, I haven't heard back from the couple companies that we're looking at right now. What are the chances you can overnight me a pipe like tonight, and we'll test it tomorrow, and if we like it, we're game on, and we'll have it in the photo shoot this week. So they took it upon themselves. They overnighted me a titanium system, put it on, and they're like, whatever you need, we'll take care of you. I was like, game on.
That's awesome.
Right place, right time. And yeah, so like they just jumped on board, and they're actually willing to take care of us. I can get a hold of them. So that was pretty cool. So that's why we ended up going with Yosh. And then honestly, so Twisted, we have ECU from him, and he recommended the Yosh on the KTM, especially for 250, 350. Yosh was the best performing one that he had out of like Yosh, FMF, HGS, all those and whatnot. So I was like, if you like it and they want to support, then it's the way we're going.
So is Twisted just doing tuning for you, or are they building motors for you?
Now, like I need to ride faster on the bike I got before I need more motor. So
okay.
It's all about moving power.
Yeah. Yoshimura pipe, Recluse clutch, Vortex ignition from Twisted, and that's it.
Okay.
And then VP Racing Fuel, so we run Pro 6 from RWB Fuels.
Oh, so we're back. We're back with VP now.
Yeah.
Okay. So has Jamie done any testing with you with ignition wise for moving power around, or it's kind of like you ride it and then you send him an email and say, hey, this is kind of what I'm feeling, and then he sends you a program to put into the ignition, or like how is that working?
Honestly, just said, hey, give me a ignition for no modded engine, Pro 6 race fuel, clutch, and Yoshimura pipe, and he just plugs in his numbers that he already had, because I'm assuming he has just like a map loaded that he's already tested for the KTM with the Yosh on, or with a pipe and fuel instead of motor work and whatnot.
Yep.
So he literally probably just copy and paste it and then sends it to me.
Okay.
So it's not nothing crazy test wise. It just makes the bike run cleaner.
Okay.
It is a little bit better.
Cool. Are we still on the 23? Do we move to a 24?
We are on 24s. KTM's helping a little bit, which is cool.
They get you some bikes? They get some bikes?
No, not that much. Not that much. But they're taking notice, which has been pretty cool. And then, the 23 and the 24 are the same bike.
Oh, okay.
Now, the 24 and a half or whatever, this whole new frame situation, I'm kind of bummed that I have the 24s now, because I want that. Why are they going to that? What is that about?
So what? You were on the old chassis last year, correct?
Well,
correct. Yeah.
Stop.
What do you mean, whale?
Stop.
Yeah, I was on the old chassis until outdoors.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
That's where I was going. So in Supercross, he was on the old chassis. Or are you gonna whale me on that one too?
Were you on?
He was on the old one.
When did you get the 23?
Outdoors.
Was it outdoors?
Outdoors.
You didn't have it at all for Supercross? Okay, all right. Sorry, my story's confused. Sorry.
So for you
think I'd change bikes in the middle of the season?
Look, man, I'm not going to say any more because I know there's things we talked about that I can't say publicly, okay? So, look, just continue on. See, this is me being a more responsible podcaster here, Kev. You're welcome.
I
He's a
like
new
it.
man.
I like it.
Yes, we do like it.
So he didn't change to the new bike till outdoors.
So don't give me that look over there. So my question is, are you in love with the new one, or are you feeling some of the same effects that the factory boys were feeling, where they were struggling with that new chassis?
I don't know.
Or do you not really feel much of a
Maybe
difference?
little
Bro,
bit.
at one point he was switching to Honda, okay?
I know he's been all over the map the last couple of months, but
Look, Kev is very
Yeah.
diplomatic, so
Yeah, what do you expect out of him right now, right?
What happened? Okay.
I mean, I don't really know. Like, I mean, for
Does-
me, like,
for
I
you, it
didn't
just
really
feels
get to
the
ride
same.
the kind of like. I
Yeah.
honestly don't notice a huge difference.
okay.
I think it has good things. Maybe it has like I can't remember if I struggled to turn, quite as much as I struggled to turn at least at A1. And I think that more maybe set up over the bike.
Mhm.
Like that was my first race on it kind of deal. So we got to kind of figure it out a little bit, just like how we had 2.5 years or whatever. No, we had 4 years on the previous model. So like we
Right.
had that one pretty dialed in. So kind of what the teams kind of went through is kind of I just got to figure it out on my end a little bit. But for the most part, when it comes to like quality of motorcycle, it's not like I was expecting. I was expecting to get on it and be like, dude, what is this? Like, why would KTM even do this?
Based off what everybody else was saying, yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I was recepting it from the stuff I was hearing. But for me, not that big of a difference, dude. It's KTM's a KTM kind of deal.
How did we land on the KTM over the Honda here? Because I know that was up in the air there for a while. And
yeah.
towards the end of
I thought
outdoors.
you looked pretty good on the Honda.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as soon as I went to Honda, especially for the first World Supercross and getting on it for the first time, I was like, dang, dude, like, Kev's going Honda for 24. Like, I was pretty sold on it.
Yeah.
And then going through WSX and then going into SMX. That's why I stayed on the Honda, because I was like, I'm going to probably be on Honda the next year. Like, I need to just race this, because also we're going right back to World Supercross, yada, yada, yada. And then I struggled in SMX. Like, I got a great jump, and for the first time ever, people shut off after me going into the first corner. Like, I had the whole shot, and I got swallowed up coming into the first corner. And I'm like, why, dude? Like, I just don't think I can trust the front end as much as I can the KTM. So I think I just initially let off sooner than I would have on the KTM, because I was like, I don't understand this front end yet, kind of deal. So that's the best way I can put it between Honda and KTM. At least what I felt is I was doing like 10 lappers on my track on the Honda before we got the 24 KTM with Supercross suspension on it. Doing 10 lappers, coming off, huffing and puffing, making mistakes, little stuff like that. I got on the KTM. First day I was on the KTM, I did a 20 lapper, came off, not even breathing hard, and I went faster than I did on the Honda. So I think there are spurts where I can be better on the Honda, like sprint speed maybe, or certain corners, turning down. It does turn a little bit better than the KTM, but the KTM for me is so much more consistent, and I'm so much more efficient on it that I was able to do a 20 lap main event at a faster pace the whole time than it was for 10 laps on the Honda, because you have to be so perfect on the Honda for you to be able to ride it consistently and fast. Like, obviously the Jet just swallows everybody up when it comes to that.
You're explaining Chase
like, if
very
you're
well.
Well, so
Yeah,
this is funny, because I have heard this through some of the podcasts. I've learned that the Hondas are very twitchy, we'll say. So I was
that's a 100%.
So I was just interested, because I was like, man, when we talked to you in Chicago, it was really heavy of you were going Honda next year, and you had bikes lined up and all this kind of stuff to like make that work. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah, I'm riding a KTM. And it was like, oh, okay, what happened to the Hondas here?
Yeah, I just got a little bit nervous with how I performed in SMX. Like, I couldn't be consistent, and you need to be consistent. And especially when it comes to technical stuff like that, you can't be making little stupid mistakes. And I just felt more comfortable on the KTM. I already had more parts for them. I had to, because all the front forks swap over. I had to get all new rear shocks, but so I had all the A-kit front forks I needed. So just it worked out better.
Yeah,
for me.
more parts laying around.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going through, getting rid of all my parts to get new ones.
Yeah.
New brand.
Okay, so you've really stepped up the program this year here. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. If you haven't, go check him out. Kevin Moranz Moranz, 62 this year? Is that where we are?
No, I changed it because somebody took. So I had Moranz .80. So I go to change to Moranz.62, and of course somebody put up a page and said, "Oh, Moranz.62 for sale, hit me up," kind of deal. Like they were just anticipating it.
Can I just give you a branding advice here? Go with the Just go with the KMR branding. Don't quit putting the numbers with it.
You're gonna have a new number every year.
So that's what I was getting at before you interrupted me, Travis.
Whoa,
okay?
sorry.
Such a jackass over here.
Aggressive there. I'm gonna back away from that. Go ahead, Kev.
Mr. Media guy over here should know that changing your handle fucks up the algorithm.
But
too.
yeah, you're talking about Mr. Social Media on the other line.
Kidding.
No, grill him, Kev.
So anyway,
grill him.
I changed it to Kevin.Moranz, so then I don't ever have to change it.
Good idea.
I like it.
Good idea. And I think you should merch-wise go with just start doing the KMR branding. I think it'd be better for you.
Like that is to come.
Yes.
We got KM stuff dropping because nobody's seen the KMR yet until this weekend. So
yeah,
we'll drop that first, and then KMR will follow.
But anyway, tell us what you've done as far as stepping up your program here and kind of how people can help you out. Because like you put out a vlog talking about the new rig and all this stuff, but like let our fans hear it now.
Yeah,
how can we get involved?
Yes.
And tell them about the rig and the crew and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So did you guys, which I know I'll kind of explain to the fans maybe that haven't watched the video, but did you guys get to watch the rig tour video?
Yes, I did.
Yep.
What'd you guys think of it?
I think
like not so much like what I said in the video, but like the setup. What do you guys think?
I like it.
I think it looks great.
It reminds me of concept haulers back in the day.
It does.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, it looks like a factory rig. Everything's nice and buttoned up.
Yeah.
I think Frank's got a nice little rig there to drive around all year.
Yeah, dude. Exactly.
I think your mechanic's probably super pumped on it too.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's a very professional privateer program. So the biggest thing is explaining kind of how I explained at the beginning of the video. Like, so if you haven't seen it, just Kevin Moranz on YouTube. It's the rig tour video. So definitely go check that out. All the information on how to support the team and be involved with the team, most all of it's at kevinmoranz.com. However, getting into it, I wanted to state right at the beginning of that video that I had people hit me up like, dude, you're buying a rig, you're buying a van, like life must be great. And I was like, that is not the situation. So the rig is not mine. The rig is Champion Tool Storage, so CMG, and their partnership with me is more or less trying to dumb it down as much as I can. Hey, Kev, I have the rig. I'll get it all built out. I'll renovate it. We'll get all that set up. We'll split the canopy. And then I covered the rig wrap. But I am responsible for all the expenses to take it racing. So he got the rig. He got it ready to race. I am covering all the expenses to take it racing. So that means the driver, a.k.a. my dad, my mechanic, the fuel for the rig, fuel for the bikes, parts, flights, hotels, entry fees, food, everything that we need to get through the racing season is on me. So that's why we're doing all the creative things that I do with the program. So that's helmet wraps per round. It's a different logo. We put your company logo, business, or anything like that on the helmet. 2 different options. Either the basic package where we run the helmet, put it in the blog, give you a little ad, and obviously race in it. Like I just said, sign the visor, you get to keep the visor. Or the VIP program is you sign the helmet, you get to keep the whole helmet. Also with bike branding, you can put the logo on the bike per round. So if that's something you're interested in, top of the fork guard has the KMR logo on it right now. I put that there purposely so then I can replace it with company logos on a weekly basis. There's a basic and a VIP package for that as well. Gets a little shout out in the vlog, and you get some goodies as well. The next thing is obviously the Moranz Mafia. So we've got some giveaway stuff. We'll do number plate, goggles, just to the Moranz Mafia. If you're a part of it every round. So as long as you're a part of it, it's a monthly subscription service kind of deal that helps us cover our expenses. Every month that you're part of that, you're getting in for 3 to 4 sets of goggles and 3 to 4 number plates possibilities, because obviously in a month we have 3 to 4 races. The new thing that we have coming about is the VIP experience. So that's you come in, you're a part of the Kevin Moranz racing team. We are getting some kind of special shirts made right now that will be included in that. So you can come be a part of our team, be under a canopy, and just experience what it's like to be a part of the team for the day. So we're doing that, at least as of right now. What we have in mind is limiting that to 4 people per round, and just going to kevinmoranz.com to look at the pricing on that. So, or hitting me up, shooting me a DM, any stuff like that. And then obviously we still have the bike signing and all that jazz coming around, to help fund the program.
Sweet. So
All about it.
yeah.
Yeah, I know that's a lot.
It takes a couple $100,000 to make this all happen, so you got to think of a lot of ways to do it.
No, that's
that's no joke.
Most people don't realize like sponsorship isn't just money. Like it's a partnership. Like you're getting a rig in exchange for exposure and stuff like that. People don't see that exposure is values giving you a rig. Also.
Once again,
you know what I mean?
Nothing's actually free.
Yeah.
Especially in our sport.
Most dumbasses are like, "Oh yeah, you're getting all this money." No, there's value elsewhere than just dead presidents. You know, so
I'm excited to hang out in it. Come Indy. I'm really pumped.
Dude.
Yeah, you've never really hung out in like an actual like rig like that, have you?
Not especially.
Yeah.
And like last year with like Chicago, like he was pitting out of the Pirelli rig, but that wasn't really like technically
That's a lot different,
his. So
yeah.
I was like uncomfortable like really going in the rig. But like this is like Kev's deal. So like I'm just gonna be all in that motherfucker anywhere.
hey,
Yeah, you're gonna be up in the front taking like a nap. You're like, what the
Dude,
fuck's
I'm gonna
Travis
be
at?
like, Frank, I'm gonna go take a nap in the front seat. Frank will be like, all right, that's cool. I'll be like, here's your Chips Ahoy for my nap time, and he'll be like, all right, sick, dude, and like we're just, dude, it's gonna be awesome. Like I'm pumped.
he's gonna open the door to go and take a nap in
it's-
between quali, and you're gonna be in there laying in there spread eagle, and he's gonna be
I am gonna
fucking
feel like
shook.
a real media guy because these real media guys get to go hang out in the factory trucks. So like I'm gonna feel like a real media guy at these rounds.
Kevin, you are doing such a great thing for Travis right now.
This is
Hey, listen, we want to step it up a little bit. How much
Oh, boy.
for Indy for Travis to design your gear?
Oh my
Ooh.
god! Don't no.
First off, we're poor over here, so
so that is actually something that I have not released yet.
Oh.
Is we are going to have 3 gear design contests.
breaking news.
So we're going to have, I think the first one's Daytona, and then I think the next one is probably military appreciation, maybe?
That'd be cool.
So I
Get the
think
fans
that's-
involved.
Or maybe it's Nashville, and then the last one will be Salt Lake.
I have so many comments I want to make right now, but I told Kev I would keep everything
military-
toned down for
the
this. So we're just
military-
gonna keep pushing on.
I want to buy the gear for a weekend, and I want to dress him up like Mickey Mouse or whatever the hell I want.
That would be
I'm-
awesome.
because I'm paying.
Hey, I'm sure.
I
I'm
think-
sure
I
you
think-
could pay for that.
Yeah, I don't know what that would be, but it would have to be probably in like the 5 to 10 range.
There you go. See, no,
5 to 10 G's.
that's no problem. You got Kawasaki
Yeah.
money, so bring that Kawasaki money and let's do this.
Let me wait for my quarterly bonus.
Let's do a Kawasaki Moto Aftermath Show collab
Kev, I
of the
really-
Kevin
I
Moranz
really
gear.
think you're
I'm
walking
sure
into
he
a
would love
shitstorm right now.
Kawasaki gear on
I
his
don't
KTM.
think
I think
that's
that'd
going
be
to be
awesome.
possible.
Kev, I really think you're walking into a shitstorm right now. You should have not said that.
No, I'll be
I was
fine.
going to
But
say, I
no,
don't
but
think
listen
that-
though, somebody
No.
out there listening to this might or they will see the value in 5 to 10 to design your gear, be involved with the design process. Like
Well-
all that is super cool.
Yep.
I definitely think for the military appreciation night that you're going to get a lot of feedback for that one. Just my 2 cents.
Yeah, like I think it would be pretty cool. I don't know. I need to look back at. I want to say because I think the military appreciation is actually Arlington this year,
That'd
but
be
I
cool.
think our gear design contests are. Oh, my bad, I messed that up. So it's Daytona, then the St. Jude round, and
That-
then Salt Lake City.
I mean, even
See,
that-
now
even that,
I
though-
really want to go to Daytona.
So, Kev, how's that going to work? Is it like where we can go to moranzmafia.com or your link and grab like a what's the word I'm looking
Folder
for? Like
of all the logos and everything?
or like a PDF or something where I could literally print it out and color it in with my coloring pencils or whatever.
Your coloring
no,
pencil?
so it's-
or do you got to
yeah,
be
no,
somebody
it's-
that's somewhat legit and know what to do on a computer?
Yeah, it's actually super simple. So you just go canvasmx.com
Mhm.
and you go like design your own gear. He's got a whole it's already set up. Like
Oh,
it's
just
a
going
whole
right through
database.
Canvas and do it.
Yeah, just going through Canvas and then you just like submit it pretty much. That's the way we did it last year.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, like last year I think he had over like 2,000 people to the website and over 500 submissions just for the last round little gear contest that we had, which
That's
was super sweet.
Are
So
you,
the
That's
way
a
that
lot
we'll
of
probably
engagement.
so the way that we'll probably do it is, if I had to guess, because Feld like provides all the artwork of the kits to all the teams, right? So I'm assuming we'll probably just upload that to Canvas. That way it's a downloadable link, and then everybody just uses off their computers or off their phones, canvasmx.com, gear design or whatever. Like he's got a little tab where you can customize your own gear and then order it. And then, just design it up there and then submit it and see if it wins kind of deal. So I think that'll be pretty cool because it'll be, not only is it going to get people involved, but it's also going to be for a good cause. So I'm sure like the TV crew will love it and we'll talk about it and stuff like that. So I think we can make it a pretty cool deal.
What if Travis designs the best set?
Oh my god!
Will you still run
he
it?
gets his gear design for free.
For the Saint
Damn, there you go. Get in.
for the Saint
Team
Jude
VRM over here, baby.
for the St. Jude one. When you see the winner of the gear design, are you going to try to somehow match the graphics as well to the gear design, or is that not even in your mind?
Say that again.
For like the St. Jude one, when you see the final product for what the gear is going to be like by the winner, are you going to try to also match the graphic set to the gear design?
Probably. I know we'll probably run white plastic, so I think it'll be pretty easy to match kind of whatever it is.
That'd be pretty cool.
I think the overall color scheme is gonna probably be pretty similar when it comes to just like red, blues, and greens, and yellows, like stuff that kids kind of use.
Yep.
But I'm not really sure. I'm sure we'll be able to figure something cool out.
I'll be really interested to see what it ends up looking like, because it's good for a good cause, and just hopefully somebody that actually has a connection to that ends up winning it. So
I have some great ideas.
Cool.
We're gonna win this.
you're gonna do something stupid with like donuts or something, aren't you?
We are that is
Cow
my
circles?
Lamborghini's getting wrapped
What did
in
he
that.
just say? He just said Kawasaki logos on the KTM.
Kawasaki.
Look, if we're gonna go completely ridiculous, and put Moto Aftermath Show logos all over him. Like, we got to put Kawasaki logos on there too, because we're splitting this bill.
You should just be the biggest asshole and just go in and just do a bullshit one and just put KTM all over the gear.
Look, maybe we just do Moto Aftermath Show logos in Kawasaki green, and then we split it. See, there we go. That kind of makes everything better.
What are the chances you think I'd actually run that at a Supercross?
Slim to none.
hey, Kev. Money will make the monkey dance. Is what I've learned.
No, I don't think so.
You want to bet?
I don't think
I don't know if that kind of money's around.
I bet
you know what I'm saying?
he'd run Kawasaki gear for 75 G's.
He could probably buy.
You damn straight. I do about.
I also
anything.
feel. I also. I also
You're
feel
also
like
going to get a blowy in the rig and
I
everything
also.
else.
I also
dude.
feel like he could buy a couple of Kawasaki's for 75 G's. So.
Look, I wasn't going to go quite that high. I was thinking that 20 G's would probably put the Moto Aftermath Show
That would be
logo
the most
big on his chest.
that would be the most
whatever.
ridiculous
What's going to
thing
put a
ever.
Kawasaki logo? 30 G's?
I mean,
You make me a legitimate offer to show me cash, and then we'll talk. baby.
I really feel like you could
Look,
take $20,000
like
and do
Ocean's
something
11.
totally better with 20 grand
Yeah.
than just dressing Kevin up.
look, this is like Ocean's 11. We'll send him a check.
No,
the
I don't think you
bounces?
can.
We'll post
No,
I
it.
don't
this
think
is
you
a
can,
fun
Justin.
game,
I think
like-
you just need to be quiet. You just need to be
okay,
quiet.
sorry, Kev. My
Like,
bad.
this is a fun game. What dollar sign is going to dress Kev the way we want?
Dude, maybe we could do it. Oh, you know what? We could look. This is how we do it. Okay, we do it like let's make a deal, and we get 15 briefcases, and we put different money amounts in them, all the way
And
from
different gear designs?
all the way from $5 up to $50,000 to run the Moto Aftermath Show logo big on your chest for an entire race weekend.
Kev, you and me
And
both
that's
know
what
he
we
does not
should
have
do.
50K.
And you gotta pick it.
We should do deal or no deal, a bunch of briefcases.
Yes.
With outrageous gear designs.
Yes.
And he's got to step up. No, and then he's got to pull the briefcase open, and he has to wear that.
Are we
gear
making
design.
a game show out of Kevin's life right
We're
now?
gonna get a bunch of views on YouTube with this, man.
We're starting a game show. It's
And
going to
Kev
be like
could possibly make a bunch of money, or he can make $5. You never know.
deal or no deal. Kev's gear.
You guys are giving me a headache right now.
I think
If you're a
this is
graphic
awesome.
designer, that's a great way to get your stuff for a portfolio together. So if you're a graphic designer and you got a lot of experience, but you don't have a lot of experience, a lot of shit to show for it, you can design something like this gear set for Kevin, and then now all of a sudden you have something that's been on TV.
I mean, how do you think Blake Dungy got started?
Well, his last name has a little.
You know what? That's not.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
For example.
So Kevin, I want to ask you. So my day, I've been through a couple of rigs where we have the big awning and all that stuff, and there's a ton of work that goes into a race day when you have a big rig like that. Now, this is your first go that I know of out of a rig that was your own, right? So with you guys' race program now, you have Frank the Tank doing most of the legwork, right? And you have your new mechanic. I haven't met him yet, but
He's a great dude. I love that guy.
It's fucking awesome.
He is awesome. He talks shit to Kevin in the headset.
So what's the day program like now? Is it you up there putting the big tent up and down and all that stuff? Because there's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah, we jump in and help. Garen and Dad whipped it together this weekend just because we didn't get out there in time. But I'm sure, like, this next round, Dad's driving up to San Francisco. Like, he's not going to be able to set that. You can't set that thing up alone. So whether somebody there helps him, depending on what time we get in or not, or whenever we show up, we'll help them put it together.
Hey, be super careful about the security up there in the Bay Area because they always like to try to steal everything they can. They're in Atlanta. They go in and try to steal whatever they can.
Look, I'm honestly
Just,
more
bump,
excited.
just bump some Mac Dre. They'd be.
I'm
all
more
right.
excited for Indy to hang out with Kev's mechanic than Kev.
Dude,
Oh,
I know.
100%, dude.
I love
Jordan
that dude. He is
awesome.
He's fucking
Jordan
great.
is potentially one of the best additions to the team.
Oh, he's awesome. bro.
Literally, in
Real
Chicago.
close second to Dad, but he's up there.
Yeah, but I mean,
Dude,
Dad, that's just given.
Frank's just whatever, but yeah.
But the mechanic, no,
He's honorary.
Frank is awesome no matter what.
We only had to have one conversation with him at Chicagoland, and then him saying that all he did was talk shit to you in the headset, and I'm like, this guy is what Kevin needs. Kevin is so serious all the time, and this guy's
guy
just
just-
like, loosen the fuck up.
Literally in Chicago, we're talking shit and spotting chicks in the headset. Bro, you see the tits on that one over there? Yes, I did.
He's
awesome.
so great, dude.
Oh, dude,
Dude,
he's
that's-
fucking fantastic.
That's the most
Yeah,
dirt bike
he
thing
is.
I've ever heard.
Oh, dude, he's great.
He's working on the bike, not missing a beat, just talking shit, and it is awesome.
He's great, man. He's good. Like I said, I think he's a great, just polar opposite of Kev, and that's what Kev needs.
I cannot wait to hang out with him at the casino after the Detroit race.
I don't know if you could probably hang with him in the casino.
Oh, yeah, sure I can. I'm not sure how Sunday's gonna go, but Saturday night's gonna be awesome.
Oh boy, Trav's gonna be fucking sloppy drunk.
That's
Are you
okay.
guys coming to Detroit?
I'm not.
I'll probably be there.
I'll be in Indy.
wandering around somewhere.
Are you guys staying or what?
I don't. Well, since it's a day race, I seen on a schedule. Can anybody else confirm that?
Yeah, it is. It's 3 o'clock. Yeah.
Then I'll probably just hook home after.
Free
But I'll
practice
go
starts at-
Friday night.
Yeah,
practice
so
starts
we'll
like
be
8
there
in the
Friday
morning.
night too.
You know what's interesting about that day is, so like I play hockey now, and we have an outdoor game 2 miles from Ford Field the same day as Supercross. So
Oh, you're not
exactly
impressed.
I'm not exactly sure how this is going to go, but it might be a little interesting.
Good luck with that.
Honestly, it could be the coolest day I ever have. I don't know.
All right, anybody got anything else for Kev here before we let him go? Anything serious?
No.
Yeah, we already took up enough of his time.
Yeah.
It was the first one. This happens, and by the time we get to round 5, it'll be like a 15-minute combo.
How long was this call?
Too long.
Well, 43 minutes, but we talked to him before we got on.
So I
thing
say
too.
he's probably worth about $46 an hour. Like we owe him.
I feel like Kev would bump up his hourly wage on that one.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right. Well, Kev.
It's all right. I enjoy bullshitting with the boys.
Well, man, we appreciate you coming on. Thank you.
Thank you.
We will obviously be watching this coming weekend here in San Fran.
It's gonna be a mutter.
It might be a mutter.
Might be.
Don't talk to me about that.
Okay. And so it's going to be great and sunny.
Kev,
and,
dude, your best finish ever is in the mud. What are you talking about?
This is also
Yeah,
true.
I know.
Also true.
This is true.
So tell Frank and Jordan that we all said hi, and we'll talk to you next weekend, buddy.
Alrighty, sounds like a plan, man.
All right,
See you later,
later.
pal.
Thank
Later.
you. All right, Privateer Hero Kevin Moranz, everyone.
What happens if it's just a straight up mutter like East Rutherford and he just pulls the top 5 out of his ass?
I don't know. Okay.
Good vibes.
Good vibes, bro. Good vibes.
All right.
I'm down to design some gear though. I don't think I can pull 5 to 10 out of my ass just to design gear for a day.
Hey,
though.
man. Hey, great on his part, though. I'm all about it, bro. I also hope for that St. Jude one, whoever wins, obviously we'll never know this, but like somebody actually that has a connection to St. Jude ends up winning that.
Okay. So, God, this show's been so long.
Let's bounce
yeah,
through
we need to
250s.
get. We need
So
to bounce
let's
through the
bounce
250s
through a
here.
couple things here before we get to 250s, and then we'll bounce through 250s pretty quick here. Okay, Holster Co. Reload rant.
Oh, boy.
Ooh.
I'm
And to be
interested.
honest, I've had lots of them, and I've just been forgetting to write them down. But I do have 2 here.
happens
Okay,
when we get old.
I have one that really deals with the race, and I have one that deals with things that happened prior to the race. So which one should I go with first?
During-
Can I guess?
Okay.
No, you can
One
pick.
is no SMX schedule yet.
Okay, so I didn't write that down, but thank you for reminding me. That
You
is
stupid son of a bitch.
And here's the thing. So I have been thinking about this pretty proficiently here because I'm just pissed that we don't have it. Okay, and then I was like, how could we compare this to say football? Okay, so when you come into football season, you don't have necessarily where. And I'm not super familiar with football, so if I'm wrong on this, just slay me in the comments. What's new? You don't necessarily have like the playoff games. But you have where the fucking Super Bowl is. Like, we know where the Super Bowl is going to be in 3 fucking years. Okay? Mm-hmm. We don't know where the final round is. Like the playoffs. 3 rounds of playoffs. Okay, cool. Don't even give us the first 2. Where the fuck are we going for the SMX World Finals?
Yeah.
Because guess what? I mean, we kind of know. It's out west because it's got a 10 p.m. start time. for TV?
It's probably going to be Vegas.
That's what I'm assuming, but heaven forbid we announce that at the start of the fucking season.
I still think it's going to go Charlotte, Atlanta, and then Vegas.
And I wonder how many years in a row I'm going to have this rant before they finally get to the fucking point.
What year is it? 2024, 2030.
Yeah, and here's another small rant, okay? And I'm not going to go too deep on this, but anybody see the Jason Thomas, Dave Prater interview?
No, I
don't watch anything.
Okay, so anybody watch the Joe Rogan with The Rock on it?
No.
I love Joe Rogan. I love Joe Rogan.
Same fucking thing. It was 8 minutes of I didn't get a fucking answer out of the guy.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't necessarily have a problem with Dave Prater, but it's like, if you're not going to tell me literally fucking anything in this interview, then what the fuck are we interviewing you for?
For so many hours.
I know.
I mean,
I'm sorry I said it.
I mean,
Like,
dude,
so
dude,
cool,
it's
bro.
my fault. I'm sorry.
Here's the
I'm
thing.
sorry.
Here's the thing. JT's interviewing him. He's like, "Oh, is there any like, what is your? I can't remember exactly how I phrased the question, but it's basically like, what is your dream scenario of like places we could go? Oh, well, we're talking to a lot, so like, I don't want to put anything out. What? Just fucking make something up.
Honestly,
just be like, oh, Monaco during Formula One weekend. I wish we could put a fucking Supercross race
We
there.
should just go to COTA, all three of them.
Well, dude, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, dude, okay, everybody kind of knows that you've been talking about COTA for years. Just say, like, dude, I really wish we could get one at COTA during MXGP weekend, or I'm sorry, MotoGP weekend or something. Like, just say something like that. And then if it happens, great, cool, awesome, it happens. Otherwise, who fucking cares?
I hate you so much.
Like, here's the thing. I just want... And again, this is not really like hating on Dave. I understand he has a lot of information that he cannot give us, okay? I understand that. But, bro, like...
Give us a theoretical.
Give us something, because I spent 8 minutes watching that I will never get back, and I got zero out of it. Like, I got more out of what I overheard when they walked by me at Chicago.
Yeah.
Because they thought no one was listening.
The only thing I still wonder about
We're
that...
always listening.
Here's the thing, bro.
He's got Starlink, so the aliens are up
Here's
top.
the thing. Number one, I'm always listening. Number two, like, bro, you guys may not all know exactly who I am. I know who you are.
I would like to know, though, who that dude was, because I don't think that guy was from Feld, but he was a high up, man.
Yeah.
He was high up somewhere.
I don't really know. I'm just saying, and again, like I said,
I
I'm
don't
not
know
really
about
going
this
after
yet,
Dave Prater here, and I know he's got a lot of information he cannot talk about because of his position. That's fine. That's all fine and dandy. But, dude, like, if you're going to do an interview like that, like, have something prepared. Talk to Jason before and say, hey, look, we're not going to talk about this, this, and this. Or Jason, send him the questions so that he can go, okay, cool, this is what I'm going to answer, so that we get
what you're saying.
something.
Just like a theoretical, like, oh, I would love to have one at Disney World.
Like, bro, if he were to say, yeah, anything, I don't fucking care. Say something stupid like that, but just give me something instead of like, oh, well, I can't really talk about that.
Yeah, giving you empty content.
Exactly. It's just like The Rock on Joe Rogan, because like that was 3 hours of nothing that I listened to, and I'm just like, what the fuck's happening?
Okay, can we get your actual rants?
Okay, yeah. So
because you are fired up right now.
Two actual rants.
I'm sorry.
Two actual Holster Code Reload rants. Make sure to check them out for things that
Make
hold
them
your
quick.
things that go boom, boom, bang, bang.
bang.
Okay, first off,
Quick bang.
the medical flag in the 250 main event. Why the fuck do we not have the medical flag at the
Holy
beginning
shit.
of the fucking...
Turn me down.
At the beginning of the fucking straightaway.
He didn't even move it.
Instead... Oh, whoops, that was the wrong one. Hold on. Let me just fucking... There we go. Is that better for you?
Oh,
Yeah,
man, the comments are just going to be lit up.
Like,
with,
dude, I'm just
fuck
saying.
This, fuck that.
Dude, I said this last night, right? So you go into this fucking long ass rhythm section that there's a dude laying there for 5 fucking laps, and instead of making the medical flag at the beginning, you let them 3 in, and then have to realize, oh, medical flag, and then they check up, but then they're not really checking up, and then you have stuff like the kitchen pass, the Schmoda thing, and it's like, what the fuck are we even fucking doing? Just make them roll the whole section.
All right, we all agree. What's the next one?
Okay,
I
great.
agree with that.
I am down with
You
that.
don't agree with that?
You know why? Because I hate
clown.
I hate when you come into a section as rider and they have like 3 sections yellow flagged for one rider down in a corner. It doesn't even matter. But the flagger's just like, oh, I see a yellow flag, I better wave it.
Okay,
it's like, well, that's stupid,
But
right?
yellow flag's different too because you can jump stuff. Literally, if you watched that last night, they were jumping into that section, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh shit, the medical flag, don't jump. And like you almost saw, and it's like that's going to cost somebody their fucking race because you didn't put the flag at the beginning of the section. And yes, I agree. We don't need yellow flags around the whole part of the track. But if that's going to be the case there, and you're going to throw the medical flag halfway, just put it at the beginning of the section. Most sections are shorter, so it doesn't matter. They throw the flag for the whole section.
That's not how it works, though.
It was stupid. It was fucking dumb. It's
All
an
right,
oversight.
what's the next one?
They need to look at that.
What's the
okay?
next rant?
Okay.
All right, keep it ripping.
Next
Keep it
one.
rolling.
Next
I'm reading all
one.
the comments on our last video.
We're up to 5.2 on that one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we got 178 comments.
A reaction one?
136.
Yeah. Wow.
136.
Oh,
The
sorry.
Deegan video would have blown that out of the water had somebody not fucked up the editing on it.
Who did that?
Me. I
Yeah.
put a
All right.
2-minute and 45-second black
So
screen
why
at the
did
beginning
you
of it.
pull it off and redo it?
Because I figured
What's
that
the
would
next
fuck
one?
it up,
All right,
and we
what's the
already
next
had
one?
like 3,000 views, so I was just
Yeah.
over it.
What's the
Anyway,
next one?
okay, next one. The OnlyFans sponsorship debacle.
Are you against why they're doing what they're doing?
I'm really upset that they are doing what they're doing.
First, tell fans and me what's current.
Okay, so the current situation is
Keep in mind,
that
this is Logan Carr
is
stuff.
that these riders are no longer allowed to have, we'll call it,
Risk it,
individual creators off OnlyFans sponsor them.
And basically, what we're actually meaning is the ones
Look,
that show
I'm
their
fine
butthole.
with it.
They don't want, porn sponsors,
Look.
essentially. But here's the problem
I'm for
is
it.
that you have, like, Car now has OnlyFans, but OnlyFans isn't considered a porn or adult website
Yeah, it is.
overall of itself. No, it's not.
When you say OnlyFans, what do you think of?
Well, that's exactly the thing. But
That's the
OnlyFans
problem.
doesn't consider itself that. OnlyFans
that's their
wants to
fucking
be
that's their
a
problem.
pay-per-view video thing for everything. That's why they're making the push and they're signing all these athletes.
Well, then
which
they
is
better-
why he's allowed to keep his OnlyFans.
And Jay
but
says
Hannah
OnlyFans-
Ray
Look,
can't sponsor it.
Then guess what? Make a subsidiary because OnlyFans is associated with titties and clips.
Okay, well, here's what pisses me off, right?
So make a different
How long
company.
is it before we're going to get a fucking OnlyFans sponsorship for the fucking series?
I'll be honest with you.
You want to bet?
I'll be
Yeah.
honest
bet-
with you. I am all about not having those people at the races.
I bet OnlyFans. Well, okay, so now here is a caveat to that. Yes, I don't think we need Carnow having naked chicks in the pits. Okay,
I'm not mad about it.
I'm not mad about it either.
But guess what?
But
The
it's-
demographic of Supercross is wide. It's
Yeah.
family, it's
Yeah.
shithead kids,
Yes.
and it's single
Yes.
dudes that jerk off. Every
You want
day.
to bring them to outdoors when it's 95 degrees, and we be like, hey, throw them in some bikinis, whatever. But when we do the Supercross stuff, be a very confined area. I'm just not about it.
having models at the races. Yes, outdoors. Totally different story because outdoors is way more core, way more just raunchy old dudes.
It's also, dude, they get enough
But-
things. If we're trying to have those people, we see it enough with the monster chicks. We don't need.
But here is my problem with it. Here is my problem. We went through this 2 fucking years ago with the fucking marijuana thing,
Yeah.
right? To the fact that fucking Dan Blazarian had to put out a post saying, like, this is fucking bullshit.
That shit.
Dan
Yeah.
Blazarian put out the post saying this
I
is
know.
bullshit. And here's the thing. Yes, this has happened. It will honestly shock me more if there isn't an OnlyFans banner at the fucking races.
I don't think we're going to go down that road. I think that the CBD thing is one, and then
I would be more surprised it doesn't happen than it does.
that was one thing. Like, I understand why you think that, but the CBD was one thing. But going down this road for them, they'd be opening up a whole new can of worms. And I just don't think Feld wants to be associated with that. We can say what we want about
Yeah.
Feld, but remember too, and you know this, Feld is associated with Disney.
Look, man. There's
get what you're saying, and I
there's
don't-
there's a
and I
lot of
don't-
avenues I could
Yeah,
go
I
here, and we're not going to
understand.
go there right now because I'm trying to have a
So-
little more
and I don't
conservative
necessarily disagree
situation
with
here, but
what you're saying on why you believe what you believe. But I don't see it happening. Outdoors, if you want to tell me the outdoor series is going to be sponsored by OnlyFans in 5 years, I can be like, you know what? I can totally see that. I really could because I've seen crazier shit.
I
But with
don't think
Supercross-
anything. When have you seen anything that's somewhat associated with the same as OnlyFans? Nothing.
We used to have Letitia Klein that was there, and she wrote a Sibian on Howard Stern's show.
I don't, dude.
What?
She wrote a dildo machine on Howard Stern's show.
Whoa,
Look,
okay, damn.
look. Here's the thing. OnlyFans,
Sorry, guys.
Whatever.
OnlyFans is
She's
on
not
its
sponsoring
way
the series.
to becoming a gigantic company, which means they're going to have gobs of money, and they're going to be looking for places to
Then
put that
fucking
money.
create a subsidiary that's not associated with porn.
Well, you're
just
gonna-
like Kellogg's has Pop Tarts and fucking all these different companies underneath.
Well, they
be OnlyFans
and
and,
they
then
may-
go a different direction with each subsidiary.
and they may do that, man, and they may do that. But my thing is like, look, dude, I don't have a problem short of the like naked chicks in the pits, because yes, I do take my kid to the races too from time to time, and yes, I don't need my kid going, why are those girls naked over there? The monster thing is already tricky enough to kind of work our way through, you know. But luckily, I haven't had to really deal with that. Like, that hasn't really crossed her mind. But like the naked chicks, like what we saw or heard Carnow was doing at, what was it, St. Louis or something a couple of years ago? Like, okay,
because I don't know about this. I haven't seen any of the OnlyFans stuff in the race day action. I've only ever seen it on the bikes. So
Like as far as like
Carnell had
real-
chicks
No.
like posing on his bike and shit.
Carnell
At the
did
race?
Yeah.
and also
In the
did a
pit.
real.
They were naked yoga chicks.
He
And
also
they
did
weren't
a-
naked, but they were.
Oh,
at the
that
race
wasn't actually
in
at
bikinis.
the race.
He also did
That's the
it
thing.
was a really risque thing he did leading up to the race and a couple social media posts that were like, you know what, you
if it's
But-
not the race, so I don't care.
But he had girls posing on the bike at the race with damn near tit out.
And here's the thing too, I'm
like
not even
I'm
looking.
talking cleavage that's like
I don't know.
Gnarly
We didn't
kid.
go down there.
I just don't care. Like, look, dude, we're 4 guys. Like, we get it. Everybody's gonna understand
get
it from
it,
the
like-
but it's like the family thing. And honestly, dude, when I'm going to the track, like everybody's seen a pair. Like, you're just like, okay, cool. Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna walk past that and be like, oh, and then I'm gonna keep going this way. I'm like, why is this here? Like, this is not. If you're talking about this being at a MotoGP event or a Formula One where it's literally a party, and I know they're trying to make more Supercross just more understandable for the casual fan, but still, that doesn't have a place in our sport. I'm sorry, I sound like the old man. Get off my lawn, but I don't think it does.
I'm with you, but if they can create some kind of sub brand or something, I'm all for it. Give these guys money. Props to Carnell for even bringing something like that into the sport and being creative. And then it also branched out to guys like Jace Kessler who got a piece of it. David Pulley, I don't really know how he's getting a piece of it, but
We
he's
don't know
getting a
anything
piece
David
of it.
Pulley does what David Pulley does.
OnlyFans is poised to be one of the biggest companies in the world.
I get it.
In
I get
not
it. I
too
get
many
it.
more
But what
years,
is the
and
first thing
gotta
you
move
associate
money.
that company with?
I understand, and there's
Dicks and butts.
there's a whole bunch of things that we can talk about off camera as to why that is. I explained this to Justin last night, but I don't know, man. Like I said, here's my thing.
Okay, rebrand it. Inside Line.
If
that.
they don't
Hey,
show
OnlyFans, right here. Give
If
me
they-
royalty.
if they-
Rebrand your company for athletes and call it Inside Line.
if they don't end up showing up with a banner on the side of the track, then my point becomes a lot more mute. If
I
that
don't
fucking
see that
banner,
happening.
if that
That's
banner
not gonna
shows up
happen.
in the
as
next
long
2
as
years,
the company is called OnlyFans, it's not gonna happen.
okay.
Honestly,
so,
we're all
so
split down the. We're kind of just.
And
Let me-
guess what?
let me-
and
let me
if
make-
OnlyFans has as much money as what you say they do, they ain't
Let me-
dicking around with
okay,
Supercross.
let me
They're going
ask-
straight to the NFL
let-
or something like that.
let me ask you.
NASCAR.
Well, let me ask you one more. Yeah, but okay. When you get into those, then the family dynamic is a lot more than say like the motorsports and things like that. I don't know, man. Let me ask you this:
NFL doesn't
how much
have
money
morals.
did we just figure out it would take Kev to run the show logo on there? And we know how certain people in the
Industry.
thing feel about us. How much money did that take
What?
for me to do that? How much money did that take?
Fuck, I don't know.
Not a lot, right?
I'm honestly here
And
to
now
tell
you're
you.
looking at a company that's got multiple millions of times that amount of money, and you don't think they can get a banner on the side of the track?
OnlyFans will be at a stick and
Yes.
ball sports before they're at motorsports. Motorsports, just there's too many connections and families for that too. And honestly, like even
But
if you want to go
yeah.
to the tip top,
So,
go to
so
Formula
you're, so
One.
you're gonna tell me fucking Jimmy John's has more money than OnlyFans? Do you think?
No.
You think OnlyFans is bigger than a company like Jimmy John's?
Jimmy John's is
Discount
actually-
Tire,
Discount tire.
all the fucking huge sponsors that have come into our sport and just fucking left.
OnlyFans will never be at a Formula One.
There's
event.
a lot of things we
It'll
need to
never
talk
be at a
about.
NASCAR event.
No,
It'll
no,
never
especially
be.
not NASCAR. Everybody
There's
likes to
a
think
lot
they're
of
Hickerbill.
there's,
Yeah,
and
it's-
Tom
no, you're
Tom
right.
probably is actually more. Tom probably understands what. There's a lot of this that we can talk about off camera. We cannot talk about it on camera because we'll get kicked off
Okay,
YouTube.
you
This
guys
is
are gonna
very
go down.
interesting.
I bet you guys can go down a really.
Hey,
deep hole.
OnlyFans
I went
will
down
show
with
up.
Justin last night.
OnlyFans will show up at an NFL event before it shows up anywhere else.
Well, they're doing that too because they're sponsoring those athletes too. Like, because they're really trying to make
But
a
it-
push to be like, hey, we're not a porn
but
website.
it'll
They're
never
trying to
be.
do the-
it'll
they-
never be at a Formula One event. It'll never be anywhere like that.
I wouldn't say that either.
No,
dude.
man,
Money
I-
makes the money.
I'll bet you gobs of money.
they-
Formula
they-
One.
they aren't doing
$10
it
million
until-
fucking dollars will
10
get your
million
logo a lot of
Not
places.
until
$10
they
million
change the stigma of the brand.
and $10 million to the Formula.
Cool.
Power just go out.
No, the fucking the breaker blue.
I got it.
Right side of the breaker box, like towards the bottom.
did we
It's a
just-
20 amp.
are
Are
we
we still
even still
recording? Or
rolling?
we're good?
Yeah, no, we're fine.
Oh.
We're fine.
No.
It just made the lights
My
go.
last thing we'll
Oh,
say,
I
then we
thought we
move
were
on.
getting blown over by a
No.
tornado.
The last
no,
thing I'll
we're
say,
fine.
and then we'll move on. Formula
Yeah.
One, $10 million to them. They can burn that money, and it doesn't matter to them.
Maybe.
There's a lot more people that spend a lot more money.
Look, the next 5 years, I wouldn't be surprised. But anyway, okay, so those are my whole
Here's the
shirt.
title though. Should OnlyFans be in motocross? And boom, there's your fucking.
Yeah.
To
All
me,
right.
well, first
Nope,
I
go
just
ahead.
when I just did reset the power, which apparently didn't fucking work. I licked my fingers first, to make sure.
No, it did. We just got to turn the light back on and press
All right,
the button.
let's
All
get
I'll do
rolling.
that. But
What's
here's
our-
the thing. Let me put my headset on. For OnlyFans, for me,
I don't personally think of it like, obviously it's very related to porn and things like that, but it's a brand first, right? So like if it was like the whole idea was to bring like Moto XXX used to do, where you bring in all these hoochies and all and you brand it there, that's one thing. But just to put OnlyFans on the side of your graphics doesn't do a fucking thing.
Yeah, and bringing what Moto XXX brought into the sport didn't do a fucking thing either. Where's their factory support? Where are they at?
No, they burned out.
Yeah.
But I mean,
because of that stigma.
Okay.
As far as like the not allowing OnlyFans to do it though, like I wouldn't see it as a title sponsor for the series, but I don't have a problem with them sponsoring riders because
I don't have a problem with that.
Silly. I also don't have a problem with weed companies and booze companies like Bud Light, Yamaha back in the day. That's cool. I don't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with the sponsor or with the riders, because anything that'll make these dudes more money and get to the race, especially privateers.
It's the representation at the race.
The series, I don't want it, because when we start doing more like that, what do we always keep talking about? We need to grow our sport. We need to grow our sport. And having OnlyFans, I will argue this, as a main sponsor of Supercross, which we know in our sport is the biggest deal, it completely invalidates everything that we try to build to make this more legit, because whether they think about it as porn, creator, content, whatever, there's still, we know that there's porn on there, and having porn on a, still at its core, a family sport, nobody's ever going to take us fucking seriously.
Yeah, I understand.
But I don't disagree with a lot what you're saying. I just disagree about the part of it's ever going to be a series.
Again,
sponsor.
I have the simple fix.
Okay. All right.
OnlyFans is the umbrella company. Fucking branch out and do something different.
Maybe. All right. Okay, so let's move on here. So one more thing here.
Call it inside line. Inside the rut.
Anybody watch the press conference
Yeah, it was lame. Same old shit.
There was one thing in there, though, that wasn't.
Oh, and this is what you were getting at yesterday, because I didn't listen.
Okay, what are you pulling out of here?
Okay, so Jason...
Is this your crazy note?
This is our TLR tinfoil hat here, baby. Okay.
Oh, is he getting a hold of Adam Cincerillo for a media mogul, and then he's going to hire him, and they're going to be a team?
Nope. He asked Jeremy Coker a question. Do you remember the question?
Not really. I was driving.
He asked him about the goat farm being closed for a few days and no one being allowed there. Okay.
They do that when they bring new riders.
So anyone want to take a guess on who was there?
When are we talking about? When did this recently happen?
Sometime in the last...
They did it for Ferris, didn't they?
Sometime...
Yeah, they did for Guillaume.
Sometime in the last 18 months.
So this is like been recent. Like
this is.
So they're bringing someone else in.
Yeah.
So wait. Fill me in on, because I haven't heard anything, because I don't listen to fucking podcasts.
So he asked, which was awesome.
No, the rider, like the shutting the goat farm down. What is the information on this?
So the tea leaves say, and it's been confirmed that it was closed, and there's other riders that ride there, right? Okay, Star brings other people in, allows other people to come in, and there was 3 days that they were literally told, do not fucking show up.
18 within the last 18 months. So it would have been and there was a Supercross of 2023.
There was a very specific GP rider that was hanging out in the States.
Oh, Jeffrey Hurlings. Whatever.
It had to be Jeffrey.
Thank you.
Hurlings, I can guarantee it wasn't Hurlings.
You don't think so?
Nope. I don't think it was. I think it could have been somebody else. I'm trying to think off the top of my head who that had been. It's not Hurlings.
There's some rumblings.
I wouldn't doubt it, dude. If Star can pull something out of their ass, it's them. If anybody could.
So there's a couple of things that make sense here with this. Number one, he was in town when it was closed. That's confirmed. We know it. Okay, through the people I've talked to, he was in the States when this happened. Okay. Number two, him and Webb are openly very close friends.
Hurlings and Jace talk too.
And Webb just went there, okay? And now number three, the way they ducked around that question makes me really question what...
And if anybody's going to know, it's Jace pulling him in on podcasts. And Jace
I was going to go the other route. I would be more apt to think it's Gertz.
No.
Gertz or Hurlings?
Gertz over Hurlings. Hurlings is never going to ride a Yamaha.
So
I think it'd be Hurlings.
Why would they need to close it for Gertz though? He rides a Yamaha. What's the big deal?
Because why would you want people to know that Gertz is coming over here? Why would you want anything?
I mean, a lot of these Euro guys come over and ride. I mean,
yeah, they come over and ride.
Hurlings. Okay, so Hurlings was here however many years ago riding at Baker's preseason.
Do you really think that Hurlings, with still
down.
2 years on his contract, would even take the chance?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Because I don't
he wants
think
to come that bad.
Yeah,
He wants to come over here, but he's coming over here on KTM.
I'll be honest, and some of the stuff I've watched here recently and like listened to with
Sexton
him.
rode the KTM before he signed.
Yeah,
so.
But Hurlings has a lot more pull with KTM than
I don't think so.
I don't think so, and
Not
I don't
anymore.
think he's happy with KTM
I'm not going to
anymore.
pull that. I'm not going to pull the card that I watch GPs all the time, but I watch GPs all the time, and I'm a Hurlings nut hugger that you like to call me.
Yes,
and I'm here to tell you,
you like him like I like Jets.
I'm here to tell you, man, he's not going to do it on a Yamaha. It's going to be on a KTM.
I don't know. I'm 50-50 on that because
I think it is KTM.
and this starts to pull it. Look,
because I think he's got a sour taste in his mouth with KTM because he's wanted to come over here numerous times and they won't make anything happen to him. But as soon as Prado says he wants to come over here and make something happen, it's happened.
But here's the thing: it's not been on the GP side of it; it's been on the American side. Yeah. The American side doesn't want to do anything with it. Like Roger does not
the
get
American
two shit.
side did something for Prado.
DeCarly still pays him a whole lot of fucking money, or used to pay him a whole lot of money. Like,
look, there's a lot like. There's a reason Jace asked this question.
Also, when was this a bet? Hold on though. When would this have been? Like, is there a time
sometime
frame?
in the last 18 months? I don't have an exact date.
Was he here? You got to, dude. Hurlings has been hurt for a long time.
It's been sometime in the last 18 months. That's all I know.
You also got to look at the timeline.
When did you say he was in the States?
I don't remember.
You got to think about the timeline.
Sometime in the last 18 months.
You got to think about the timeline. Like Hurlings
the
didn't
people
even.
I've talked to, the timing worked out for it.
I'm gonna ask the hard-hitting question in your Instagram DM.
I would just like to know, because I could tell you right now if you could give me a time frame that if it was Hurlings or not, because you got to remember Hurlings missed a whole bunch of rounds to start because he was hurt.
Yeah,
only made a few rounds and then he got hurt again. So how did he race the GPs and then come over here and then all of a sudden test for Star and then go back home and then get hurt?
It's very confirmed by sources that it was when he was healthy he came over.
How would he have had the time?
Look, man, there's a lot of time in the day, okay?
Not with a dude that literally has to go from country to country.
Look, man, I'll tell you more of my stuff after this, but
when this came up, I was thinking,
look at that. Kind of dances around it.
When this came up, I was thinking it was probably Hurlings because of the way you guys worded it, but I was also thinking Liam Everett's would be a perfect transition to bring him over.
If you watch, and here's the thing.
He's too in bed with KTM.
Coker danced around it hard. And even to the point of, like, he even answered the rest of the question and then went back to, and this, like I said, this is why this is TLR tinfoil hat here, because we're way off the rails with this. Yeah. But at the same time, I want this out, because I'm going to cut this too and put this out there. I want this out when he shows up in 25 or 26.
So when we're like the rest of America, when all the conspiracy theories start coming true.
You want to know the only reason why?
I want to be out there, because we did this with Deegan moving. Like, we did this with a whole bunch of people.
The only reason why I don't believe that it's going to be Hurlings, because if you're talking about this is all leading up to him coming over here.
He's coming.
He said he's going to. He said he's going to retire, but he's going to do one outdoor season here. Not Supercross, outdoors.
Yeah,
and guess who's pretty good at making 1-year contracts.
But listen. Here's the thing.
Outdoors.
Why I don't believe it's going to be Star, unless all of a sudden now we do know Star's going to be making a change here soon with ownership. We're not going to get on that, but we know.
Oh, I want to know about that.
Yeah. We know it's going to be making a change, but it's on the 450 side, not so much the 250 is going to be moved around. Whatever. Why would he go to Star when he wants to be the focal point, even if it's for outdoors? He goes to Star. He's not the focal point. Even if it's Jeffrey Hurlings.
Does he want to be?
Yeah.
Why
do you think him and
why would he not be the focal point?
Why would they not drop his pants to do whatever it takes to
because
win?
of the fact,
who at Star is going to be a focal point over him in 2 years? You think Eli's still racing outdoors then?
Are we not thinking that Hayden Deegan's going to be on a 450 in 2 years?
Yeah, he's going to Cowie, dude. I wrote it.
If the next 2 years go great?
Cowie.
Seriously, that's a serious fucking question.
I mean, maybe.
If Hayden Deegan is on the team on a 450...
If everything goes perfect and he goes 450,
because
then
we know that Eli's going to be gone. We know that Coop's probably going to retire. Like, Jay Coop will probably be on that team still. But if Hayden Deegan's on a 450, he's going to be the focal point. And Hurlings, I'm here to tell you, does not play second fiddle to anybody. Why do you think him and Prado never got along? Him and Cairoli didn't even get along. Because he wanted to be the big dog on the team, and he's not going to take shit from nobody. It's fucking, whether it's Jet Lawrence.
He's older. He's got vet rider mentality. He's coming to America.
Jeffrey Hurley. Oh, he's coming to America.
VRM shirt this week.
He's coming to America.
He's coming, and he's going to be VRM. And guess what? Star Yamaha's going to sit him in a room and say, look, motherfucker, that attention might be over here, and if you can't live with that, walk.
And he will say, I'm walking.
Okay.
Well,
and
where's he
he'll find
going to go
something
to
else.
ride in the U.S. then?
You don't think there's a lot of teams that will give him a shot for a year?
Okay, so let's just run down the thing here. So is he going to go ride Kawasaki?
I'm actually looking at you, and I'm thinking that's a possibility because AC's gone.
He has absolutely zero relationship with Kawasaki. And
Jeremy Sewerhead, fucking no.
Kawasaki's not going to sign a 1 year only, outdoor only deal.
Kawasaki's a relationship company.
Kawasaki's not going to do that. Okay.
Look at the relationship with Fortner and Cincinnati. They've delivered and they promised.
If he's coming and he's not riding for KTM, he then has burned KTM, Husky, and the gas. So all three of those are out, okay?
Well, and Prado's going to be
He's not going to go to Honda, because if you say he doesn't want to play second fiddle, he's going to go ride with fucking Jet. Not a chance.
No, definitely not.
Not a fucking chance.
Hey,
so
what
where does
about
this
your
leave us?
tinfoil hat with Ducati?
Nah, because Ducati is going to have somebody by then.
That's why I'm still telling you it's going to be on a KTM.
Look, man, there's too many. There's
most likely
there are.
It's going to be on a KTM.
Too many things that point to this, dude. His relationship with Coop just ties the whole fucking thing together. If him and Coop both hadn't openly been on Gypsy Tales and said that they were friends,
they talk to each other
all the time, I would be like, no, like this wouldn't even be a conversation. But the fact that those two have the relationship they did, Coop just obviously left KTM and went back there because he wasn't getting along with them, and the rumblings I've heard about Hurlings and KTM not getting along. And then you start putting this for a long time. You start putting this all together. It's like, dude, it points to it.
Hurlings and KTM haven't been along for a long time.
Thank you.
I'm with you.
Thank you. I mean, dude, maybe not. And if it's not, okay, cool. Then it's just another thing I spouted off, and I look like a fucking idiot. But
I just don't see it.
Okay.
Because he hasn't been getting along with KTM for a long time, but he just re-upped his contract for another 2-3 years.
Well, yeah. Because what other teams are you gonna go to over there?
There's a lot. Jeremy Sewer just signed a contract with Cowie and had no affiliation to them after being a fucking Yamaha's top dog for how many years?
But he's still riding,
and he's riding with Roman Fevra. So you have an alpha male on both sides of the tent.
He's still riding really competitively over there. We'll call it.
And he has no shot of winning a title. Anytime Hurlings is healthy, he can win a title.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Hurlings is still riding really competitively over there. Do you think any of those other teams are affording him at this point? I know they don't get paid.
Honda could.
Well, yeah, but they've got Timmy G.
They don't care. They just signed a fucking EMX2 dude to a 250 contract that hadn't won a damn race.
I don't know, man. Look,
I got him cheap.
Look, if it happens, I'm gonna look like a goddamn genius here because I
put
it out
tell you,
already
man, as cool as it would
January 7th, 2024.
You think it's gonna happen in 3 years?
It would be sweet.
2026.
It'd be sweet,
would
but
be it because he's got 24 and 25 contract.
He'll be on a KTM.
Can you speak on when this new ownership's supposed to come?
Within the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Connection guys.
No, it's
that
within
coming?
the team. It's within the team.
What information do you know about that would play a role in this?
Oh, it would play a bit. It would actually.
Current management will still be in charge.
Okay, but ownership
will transfer.
And here's
but that ownership transfer is
that would be the only thing.
Everyone that's involved still outside. The only thing that's going to change.
Okay, but this person, are they going to be able to influence this happening?
I don't know, man. There's a lot of moving parts there, and we had a conversation about this and got some info about it, but there's not all the details.
I don't know, dude. I'm gonna start throwing stuff at you.
Let's just say,
is it Brian? Is it Brian?
No,
I did not talk to Brian.
Let's just say,
is Brian buying?
No.
I could see it.
Brian is buying.
That could be a thing, but that was not what
Brian
we were told.
is buying.
Let's just say for it happening, the main person in charge, there'd be some trickle down effect of.
Okay, we got a rip.
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
next?
All right. So that was your TLR tinfoil hat. So now we've got your. Thanks everybody for tuning in here. I know we got a super long show
is
here.
That what was going to blow my mind?
That was it. Which actually I'm surprised you guessed it. So like that, I feel anticlimactic on this now.
I mean,
that was really what I
and because I don't fucking believe that for a damn second. So like whatever.
I've been expecting him to come over here for a long time.
He's coming over here. It's just going to be on a KTM, man. I'm telling you.
No,
it's going to be on a KTM. He's not going to Star Yamaha.
Okay, all right.
I don't know, dude. Just people didn't think Eli Tomac was ever going to Star
Yamaha. And Jeffrey Hurlings and Eli
Cooper
Tomac aren't the same people, though. They have different attitudes.
Coop, I thought we all kind of saw that.
Yeah, that was coming.
Deal.
All right, let's blow through these 250s here. So your 250 race recap brought to you by our friends at Complete Racing Solutions. Make sure to check them out for all your training needs for anything physically fitness there.
Did you get that booger? You get it?
Yeah, dude, I did. I gotta sneeze halfway through. Look, man, you want to do this on camera?
All right.
All right. So RJ wins. Was this a surprise to anyone?
I mean, not a
Big
surprise.
Daddy.
I don't know, man. I'm so torn because I know he's fast enough, and on paper he's the guy. But Jesus, dude, I've never seen him string anything together.
I said this to him last night. If you'd have told me 2017 that in 2024 that the two dudes battling for the win would be Jordan Smith and RJ Hampshire, I'd been like, you're fucking high.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, guaranteed. And yeah, very controlled looking. I mean, the camera really wasn't on him much, but it was a pretty controlled win, convincing 6-7 seconds. Like,
did you happen to go back and look at last year's results?
No, he got second though, didn't he?
Yeah, and he was actually very consistent outside of it. Me and him talked about this last night. The Triple Crown race was where he had his big one
when he tried to
and
torpedo Jet.
That kind of saved him from like the disastrous race because it was a Triple Crown.
Yeah.
So we'll see, man. I don't know. His results were way better than what you would really think of RJ last year. They were way more consistent. Yeah. And again, you take Jet out of the picture, and he's your champion last year. Yeah. So
this is going to be a pretty interesting championship in my mind because you get to the second guy here, which we'll get right into Smitty.
Jordan Smith.
Yes, Jordan
Speed
Smith.
is never his problem.
But when he's on, and I heard, Steve, I was listening to a post-race pod with Steve, and he made a very good point, like, when Smith is on, he's smooth, he's dialed, he's fast. He's very pleasurable to watch.
Then Detroit happens.
Boy, he's not going to have to worry about that.
What happened in
him and Hayden?
Well, he did other things at Detroit outside of the Deegan situation.
He had one hell of an LCQ race, though, man.
I've never seen anybody go that fast in that LCQ.
Oh, dude, that was crazy.
Like, he was absolutely shredding. So, with that being said, if he can harness this VRM here.
And that is a perfect VRM person because you got to think back, 2017, he should have won that title.
And he was a kid and blew it, and now a couple years older.
That was Joey Savaggi, right?
That was the Joey Jordan Smith, Zach Osborne situation in Vegas.
He had the red plate going in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He was riding for TLD KTM. Yep. He was on it that year.
Yep. And he mentioned this in an interview that I listened to as well. Like, he's kind of, when he went to Firepower, it was almost felt like his rookie season again coming in.
Yeah.
And you get your feet back under you. And then your second year, you get a shot and you get a little bit better. You're on a factory team again and you're building. And then third year, you're expected to go in and win.
Yep.
And that's the way he feels. So I'd watch out for Jordan Smith. I'll be honest.
The crazy thing about this coast, and we kind of talked about this, this is the first time. I mean, this is not the first time we've ever had a non-returning champ. Like, we get that a lot. Yeah. But this is the first time I can think in recent memory where I'm watching the 250 class, and I see a whole bunch of dudes that can win. But one weekend, like next weekend, San Francisco, Smitty could win, or Levi could win.
I mean,
that doesn't mean shit.
No.
It doesn't mean shit.
You could flip the top 5 next weekend, and none of us would be questioning it.
I don't know who is the favorite. Like, you would think, okay, RJ, he should have been the champ.
Yeah, RJ can't prove to me that he can't be a squirrel.
And that's the same thing that with Smitty. Like Jordan. Jordan cannot stay off the ground. Like, it's only in between his ears.
It's a crapshoot.
But then you look at Levi and you're
Kitchen get a start.
Yeah.
Can Shimoda handle pressure?
You just you don't know. And that's gonna be the great thing about it is who. I know this is a basic comment. Who makes the least amount of mistakes? But that never holds more weight than this year with the West Coast.
100%. All right, so Kitchen, he had an interesting night to get third there.
To beat Max.
He
looked really good.
Dude, that PC battle, that was sick.
Yeah.
Green, baby.
Were you thinking the same thing, though, that when Max came up and passed him? Because we both looked at each other and go, oh, dude, Levi's confidence is shot now. Like, I was sitting there going, he has to beat Max. Because if Max catches him and pulls him, Levi's confidence is done.
Yeah, I mean, for Levi, that was I guess a very normal ride for him because usually it's like way in the back or it's get the whole shot and be out front gone. Mm-hmm. Where when you watched him, Max caught him, passed him, and then you could watch him like almost like regroup mid-race.
Yeah.
Which was impressive to where he could regroup himself, get back past him, and win the battle.
Yeah.
So,
looking like a pro.
Yeah. He went through adversity and he powered through it, and that's what we always are critical of Levi is can he go through something in the middle of a moto and pull his head out of his ass? And he did.
And listen, most of us forget, but his rookie season did not go very well. Like 1 round in, he got hurt. Mm-hmm. Essentially, this is his sophomore year. So
yeah. All right. So Joe Shimoda gets 4th there, and it was brought to my attention through a DM here. That Joe is somewhat start dependent also, and he went from the PC bike here, which they fixed by the end of last year of getting starts, hence the end of his last year was really good, to now he's on that Honda, which Jet got good starts, but Hunter didn't always get good starts, so like how good is that 250 really on the gate?
I don't know. Here's my thing with Shimoda. Like, he just, like...
Didn't look good last night.
He just
like,
looks
great.
stiff on that bike.
Yeah, I agree.
He doesn't look...
Well,
like, on the Cowie where he was a little loose, and I don't know if that's just a... like... riding with the Lawrence boys and trying to adapt to their style because they look kind of stiff. Like
he's developed a lot. With
yeah,
his
his technique looks a lot more like those guys where he's not very active on the bike.
Well,
and I can't tell if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet for him.
See, I said this to Travis, and you look at Joe the way he rides, and then you look at the Lawrences, and the one thing though that I'm very critical of Joe, and I can pinpoint right now from my perspective, you look him. He's very stiff with his upper body, but if you look at him, his chest is always high, so his shoulders lift and his arms drop. Where if you look at like the Lawrence brothers, their chest is always behind their arms, so their arms are lifting forward and up. You look at Joe, ever look at him sometimes how high his chest rides and then his lifts his shoulders, and it causes his arms to drop. The Lawrence boy is different. Their chest is usually behind their arms, so their arms are out here. They have a little bit more leeway. And I look at Joe and I look at a lot of his mistakes and I go, that, I think, in my opinion, causes a lot of the dumb shit that he does. Same thing, like when he washed the front end, what was it, in the heat race or whatever?
Yeah.
He came in, popped that back end around, and then the front end got away from him. He just dropped his inside shoulder, and he couldn't bring the front end. He didn't balance. So
look, it's A1. He didn't lose the title at A1.
Yeah, right.
It didn't look great. We'll see after next week.
Another lap, he honestly probably would have had Levi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
I
was really close to the podium
agree.
there. So
I think he's probably the title favorite, truthfully.
He's got to be,
Yeah.
but for me
after
to
watching practice and some of that stuff, I was kind of like,
yeah,
but he's got to get started.
I don't know.
But it's A1, new bike. Obviously, we all have talked about it. Like, pressure's on because of how good Honda was last year. So
The problem, though, is with Smitty and RJ, if they're out front, he's not going to catch them.
no,
from fifth.
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
Not in
yeah.
Supercross. Like in an outdoor race, he
Yeah, for
could
sure.
because he can do that. But
He's got
like,
the cardio to go 35.
yeah. Okay. So Max Volan gets fifth, and that was probably like
Love it.
the what
that
just
one's
happened?
off.
It keeps going on and off. I don't understand.
That one went off.
Yeah, that's fine. We were only doing the center one.
Max looked good,
happened
though. Max
since-
looked really fucking good. And
Yeah.
hey, man, he made a main and he didn't hit the deck.
Nope. Yep.
Won the heat, though, didn't he?
Won the heat.
Yeah.
Looking good,
Yeah.
man.
Like,
He's my current pick for West. He's probably not likely to win the cup or the championship, but I would love to see him take it for Mitch.
Yeah.
Mitch needs one.
I mean, also
Yeah,
too,
Mitch
like
needs
the
one.
fact that he, is pop. The fact that Talon rode for PC way back in the day.
That's
in
what I
the
was just
two-stroke
going to
days.
say. That's
Yeah,
cool.
super
That's
cool.
And I love it. And I also I think Max is in a place now because he finally said in an interview that we've all known KTM moved him up too damn early.
Yep.
And he's just like, look, that hindered my first year. I was not ready for this.
Yep.
I was a kid. I was literally a boy trying to ride as a factory rider, and I was not ready for that shit.
Don't tell that
Yeah.
to Juju Bamera, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
gonna get to
Well,
Juju.
we'll get there,
He's-
but,
and he's next.
Fucking Juju,
well,
man.
Go ahead.
Just,
You wanna talk about-
no, Voland is what program is he on? Is he on the typical?
I don't know.
Mitch Payton.
I think
you got to
so.
be in California. You got to
mean,
be
he
on
lives
this
in Cal-
program.
I think
lives
he
in
lives there,
California,
so
so-
yeah, I don't think it's
He lives in
typical.
California.
like the training
And
wise,
actually,
like on the
I'm not sure there is a typical
He-
Mitch because like Levi's not there.
Well,
Well, that's the first time almost ever that Mitch
Yeah.
has not made a guy be in California,
Max also
Joe,
doesn't.
Joe was with Nicholas Way.
Yeah.
but still in California.
Max doesn't really ever leave California either.
yeah.
Okay, well, the kitchen thing's different. This is the first time
The kitchen is
in
different.
a long time that Mitch has said, "Hey, here's a bike. You go do your own program." Though.
Yep.
I think the
Which
last,
I think is going to be
I
very
think
good.
the
for
last
kitchen.
time you've seen somebody do that was Dino. Even though Dino lived in California, he got to do his own
Yeah,
shit.
but I think that kitchen thing's going to be good with Peter
Yeah.
Park
Oh, yeah,
and
for sure.
Sexton.
I agree.
And, yeah,
Watch his forehead.
Especially when you got Peter
long
Park.
term, that's going to be
Watch
good.
that neck.
And that forehead. All right, so moving on here. So
Easy.
Juju comes out, gets sixth, and dude,
Call
there
that
was
The
shit.
first time
somebody.
I seen videos of him riding on Instagram, I was like, "Damn, that kid's
Called
gonna-"
that shit.
Fuck, he was good, dude.
God,
he was
God, he was good.
So here's what I think, and you might agree on this.
Does he win a race before the end of the year?
I think he gets a lot of podiums.
I think he does too, but I think this is the first time that Davey Millsaps is able to work with a guy and guide him through.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a guy that has the talent that Millsaps had, but is going to steer him because Millsaps is very vocal of how he ruined his own career, didn't try hard enough.
Yep.
Shit
And
with
is
his
in his
mom.
ear and really has this kid in the right direction because he has the talent. Probably as talented as Davey is, maybe. I don't know.
And Davey, people forget Davey is fucking talented.
That's what I'm saying. And Davey is there harnessing that talent.
Yep.
I'm here to
So
tell you.
watch for that.
This
That
kid
was-
makes it through Supercross without an injury. Knock on wood. I hope he does. I like the kid. I like his story. dude, he's going to be a problem outdoors.
Starts were.
I've never
telling
seen
you,
him ride outdoors. I feel he is a better Supercross rider from what
But
I've
if you
seen.
look at Bud's Creek, though, dude, his fucking rookie debut, he was running in the top 5 for a good 25 minutes.
hard fade into the moto, but
we talked about this, though. I said the only thing I was like, hey,
stuff.
I think can he mentally not fade? I think he was going to mentally melt at the end of that main because just hey, this is Supercross. This is A1. This is my first one. I'm up front. I'm doing well. And I think mentally he made a little mistake. Same thing with, what was it, Voland or Kitchen when they ran to the inside of him. He had a little bit of leeway. He didn't need to do what he did. And he kind of like tensed up and then hit the tough block. But then he went back to 6th and he was just solid. I don't think a win because I think that the top guys are too, like, he's not there on par.
It's a damn good start.
But with his starts, though,
Yeah.
and just how consistent he is,
Yeah, box for sure.
I think he's getting a lot of podiums. And, dude, he is going to be a real problem if he stays on this trajectory moving forward.
Yeah, and kudos to Blair for picking him up.
Well, that was a KTM decision because I text DB and ask like why
This whole base flug
base
thing.
flug was gone and stuff, and he was like they said we could only pick one, and they picked
Well, here-
Juju over.
well,
it.
we're gonna
I
get
think
to-
they made the right decision.
Yeah,
We're
I
going to
think
get
so,
to the
too.
East Coast, and you're going to see why they picked him.
Yep,
over
that-
because
and that's
base flug
fine.
is
I
bad.
don't understand that. But
And shout out to the moron that commented on the video last night to tell me that Juju is from Havasu, and that's why he's racing West Coast, because no one ever races the opposite coast from where they live.
Hey, man, hey, no, but Deegan, he's got a house in the.
I
East.
mean, I am a fucking idiot, so you
You
know
are a
I
fucking
would
retard.
know this stuff. Juju was just
Easy.
trolling everybody, saying that he raced West Coast and most people don't. Yeah, okay, that's what it was.
No,
Okay.
I'll high
Except
on
for
Juju, though.
it's true.
I think this is the first time in a while that I've seen it, that I've like a rookie come out, and I want all these dudes to do well, but I've genuinely I want Juju just
He's one of those guys that's just like underrated, no
100%.
no amateur hype.
dude, he
and
showed up
gonna
at the
come out and
first-
just
I
show
like
up.
that.
He
I
showed
like
up at the
that.
first Futures race on a stock Yamaha.
Yeah,
Like,
and then was like setting fastest lap
Yeah, I
time.
know.
That EBR bike, like basically like
Yeah.
a local, like an FNF Suzuki.
yeah, this is
basically.
nothing. Like, Jesus.
I didn't know. Hang on, I didn't know until yesterday on the broadcast that besides the fact that he's from Havasu, I didn't know he grew up racing stand-up jet skis. Like that's a
Oh, yeah.
fucking great training tool.
Kid's talented,
I
man.
sold mine this year, but
He's
they're
talented
awesome.
on all
They're so
levels.
I
fun.
didn't know that.
He's talented on all levels.
Yeah. All right. Marchbanks gets 7th there.
Good.
Okay, not bad.
Kind of Marchbanks, but isn't this some crazy shit where the whole club team where Alex Martin leaves, Marchbanks takes the 26.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then Phil-
Marchbanks leaves the 36. Phil takes the 36.
Yeah.
Phil says fuck the 69. So Cody Shock's coming in. I'm 69 and gets the 69.
Can we just like take a second? And there's been like always this smorgasbord of riders on teams.
Smorgasbord.
But if you look at the club team, think about that team that they're going racing with. You got Marchbanks and Phil.
Yeah.
Couldn't be polar opposites.
Yep.
J Mart, Cody Shock, and Jet Reynolds.
Yeah.
The most like just weirdest. And then you got Phineas.
Conglomerate.
You got Phineas, who's going to
Yes.
be doing the future stuff. Who's
Yes.
probably what? Phineas
is Ferb on
finest.
the team too?
What? Who?
Got him.
He doesn't even know who Phineas and Ferb is.
no.
Shut the hell up.
Who's Phineas and Ferb?
It was a TV show. Right?
Okay.
Oh,
all
okay.
right.
I didn't know that.
Okay, anyways, yeah, whatever. I'm a dumbass. But he's probably going to end up taking Jet Reynolds' ride, so it's like, okay, cool.
Jet Reynolds, I mean, he looks
Stop. Stop.
That'd be
Stop.
And we're moving on. So Mitchell Oldenburg gets 8th.
From
Okay.
From the
the back.
last.
Yeah.
Oh, he hit the gate, didn't
Yeah,
he?
he
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
dude. He was dead last.
So good for Mr. Mitchell Oldenburg.
Great ride, buddy.
Is
all
he a
right.
podium guy? If he
No.
I like Oldenburg, but
Top
Freckle
five.
is
Top
Freckle
five,
is
we'll
not
call
a,
it.
go with
yeah.
the five guy.
Freckle's not a
does
podium
does
guy.
he sneak a podium in?
No.
Maybe if we start seeing some attrition at
If
the end of the
we
year.
start seeing some RJ,
Yeah.
I can see a podium. He's good.
He's
that's
good.
what I'm saying.
Rider D, 9th place.
I
Look, he
expected
was
better.
underwhelming for me. I was
I expected better,
Yeah.
especially after all the talk that he had about going from Cowie and going to a bike that he liked.
That's
and all
what
that.
happens when you get dropped and you're pissed about it.
I
He
was
looked
definitely-
good in practice. I didn't watch him in the motos.
They
But
they kind of ragdolled him anyway. His
Yeah.
deal was
Kid's
Yeah,
got a
he got
ton
fucked a
of
little
kid's got
bit.
a ton of talent, and he proved in Charlotte like how good he really can be. But I'm with Cole. I was really thinking like, oh, like dude, this kid gets a start. He's gonna be top 5.
Yeah, but I'm also let's wait because first ever Anaheim won. I bet he was nervous as shit.
Yes.
And I also think that, and you know this. I mean, you haven't rode the
First
250
race outside and out of futures.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
amateur
the
stuff.
250s. But It's also a completely different engine package going from that Cowie to that TLD bike where you have to rev the shit out of it. And I just don't think Rider D's a rever.
Yeah, now I really wonder if he's the dude. Remember when I said I was in California and we had a company event and it was at the test tracks and a TLD van rolled in and some dude hopped on, rode the Supercross track for like 10 minutes and then they left?
Could have been.
I bet it was him.
I think he's going to get better. I think he's too talented not to. And I think that team, that bike is good. But yeah, I will agree. Like, I guess I was expecting more, but I'm not going to base a lot off of it because he could go to San Fran and get 5th.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to rapid fire here all the way down to 21st. So we got Mumford gets 10th, okay. Anthony Bourdon, 11th.
Anthony Bourdain?
Look,
yeah.
French dude.
I really
French connection.
Yes, I really feel naked without Pulp MX Fantasy.
Oh yeah, because you'd have been all about taking Bourdon.
But Bourdon would have been on my team. Broke the keyboard because he was good in Paris.
Yeah,
and ran pretty good. And I was like, yes.
I just remember watching the press day videos, and I'm like, who in the hell is 100 on a Bar X?
Is that Mike Brown?
I'm like, is that Mike Brown? Is Brandon Scherback riding again?
Yeah. Let's keep pushing
One
here.
of the Moss brothers?
Yeah. Cole Thompson gets 12th. Hunter Yoder,
where he's at.
I don't.
Hunter Yoder, 13th.
Yoder.
Robbie Wageman, 14th.
Was expecting better.
Varese broke a bike in half on press day. Got 15th.
Was it Deluxon?
TJ Albright won.
I think it was Ride Engineering.
He won the LCQ, right?
Good for Albright. That's cool.
16th. Lance Kobush made the main, 17th. Talon Hawkins, 18th.
I expected more to Talon.
He's gonna get better. He's gonna get better.
Julian Bennick, he's like tall as shit.
He's like 9 feet tall.
Yeah,
he's like
19
15 or 16.
Lux Turner, I think he died. I'm
wasn't
not
even
sure.
supposed to be.
He's the Red Cross flag.
He also wasn't even supposed to be.
Listen, hang on. What is Lux Turner's story?
He was a nobody, and then just kind of showed up at like Freestone and Oak Hill Freestone and Mammoth and all that, and just got some wins.
Rode really well.
Okay, so here's a quick story on that. He wasn't actually even supposed to be doing West Coast. He was supposed to be doing Futures because that team was Talon Hawkins, Derek Kelly, Lux Turner, and Ryder McNabb.
Yep, Kelly got hurt.
Kelly got hurt. He took it over. It was supposed to be him and McNabb, which I think McNabb's going to be really, really good. So, yeah. So, anything Lux Turner does is kind of like a Talon Hawkins thing of last year.
It's all not looking good already.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. He never raced Supercross.
Right.
So, like, him making mains, I hope that he's okay.
Yeah.
Is just a plus. Same thing with Slade Varola. Like, Slade Varola was not supposed to race West Coast.
Okay.
The most
so unfortunate.
Phil.
So unfortunate.
No, we're not to Phil yet.
Oh, my God. That was so unfortunate.
Who's this
so
one?
depressing. Thrasher.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
God, dude.
Man, dude, he's
man, he was my
good.
Stop.
Look, man, he was my title guy because he was the only one that gave old boy a threat last year. So,
okay, but so.
Hey, Coop went down on that jump.
I understand, but at what point? Okay,
that was the star killer.
If he's healthy, I give him 3 wins.
If he's healthy,
Thrasher's healthy through the season, I give him 2 wins.
I would pick him as the title favorite because of that. But here's the thing: I also told this to you. He's only been on that bike for like 6 weeks.
Man, dude, he can't stay off the ground, which is the same thing I've been saying for 2 years, and you yell at me about it every year.
I don't even know.
Maybe last year was an outlier. Maybe we're dumb.
I don't even know. I don't. No,
I was kind of on your team.
I think you might have to go back and look. I don't think it's actually crashes, man. He doesn't crash that often before this year.
I mean, he crashed out
like
of
a racehorse, so like I'm out on looking shit up right now.
Okay, wrap it up. Keep going.
What was it today?
He got loose on the hip jump and landed on his shoulder.
Went to Indonesia again.
I don't know honestly about the crashing thing. I think it's just more he was inconsistent. I don't think they ever has had a crashing problem up until last year. Because you go back and look at it, like it's not crashing.
Okay,
yeah,
I'll go back
he was going to LCQ winning and then getting like last.
I will figure this out.
Hope he's okay.
I mean, say nobody's heard anything, right?
No.
Okay.
The way he was
Looked
favoring
like a shoulder,
it, though.
though.
We'll see.
Vince Freezy, this just in shoulder separation.
Oh, poor guy.
Hopefully
Hopefully that gets better for East Coast because I want to see him and Deegan go at it.
I want to see him just tee off and then Deegan take him out and then they just.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
And then guess what? Austin Fortner's finally going to win a championship.
Anyway,
I hope.
And Phil has bike issues, can't get it to start. Very professionally handled the interview there because
he really did.
Yeah,
that was more actually Phil of who Phil really is.
Yeah, and rough luck there, and I feel bad for him, and hopefully we'll get him next week.
I think it was a temp sensor because
Is that what it was?
So Denver's bike was doing the same thing when we went down to club. His bike
had a
temp
bog.
sensor the bike would get hot and then just start bogging. Because while we were down there, they thought it was the piston. They put a different ECU on it. Like Denver had J-Mart's ECU and was riding with that thing, and I was like, dude, let me ride.
Guess
with
what?
it.
Cowie used to have that.
But it
problem
wasn't
for a long
working.
time.
What's that?
Cowie 250Fs had that problem.
Had
for a
that
long
problem.
Time. The temp sensors would go
So
bad.
that's I think that's probably what it was.
Interesting. All right. Anything anyone else wants to touch on here? We've been at this for a long time.
One more.
Oh,
What? Why'd you put your hand up?
Lit kits and shit kits.
All right. Here we
All
go.
right, lit
You
kits.
got 2 seconds
All
here.
right, Jet's
right.
lit.
Before
Jet
I
had a lit
piss
kit.
myself.
Jet had a lit kit.
I like the look of that.
I like the
I
lit
didn't
kit.
like that Ember stuff.
I don't like the cow
I didn't
shit.
like it either.
I don't like the cow stuff.
I like the
Stupid.
cow stuff
And
better.
I like Eli. I like Eli's.
Eli's was lit.
I like Eli's shit. I think he actually had the best stuff.
Yes.
Okay. One lit kit, one shit kit around the table. My lit kits, I'm going with the PC boys.
Okay.
Okay.
That didn't miss. The Cowie green
Yep.
on the black.
Yep.
Look good.
Okay.
My shit kits is also Fox, the onesie, man.
Okay.
I'm not into the onesie.
Lit kit, Eli's stuff. Shit kit, Chase's stuff.
Ooh, really?
Interesting.
I like Chase's look.
All right, go ahead.
I like Cooper Webb's look, although it's a real corporate look. When I look at him, I see a saber-toothed tiger, and that's exactly what I want on a Cooper Webb, so I'm about that.
Okay.
As far as what wasn't good, I don't really have anything that comes to mind that wasn't cool. I mean,
Just say the onesie.
I don't like
Go with Cade Clayson's pure adrenaline gear.
Was that the one that was tan?
Yes.
Yeah, we got some comments at the party last night
That
about
fits
that.
Cade.
It was
adrenaline.
so it was all women talking about it, and it was either they loved it or they didn't like it at all. All right, so
Surprised they didn't like the onesies.
I love talking about gear.
the onesie thing is it's intriguing, right? So like if you were to have it be like a MotoGP tracksuit that you climb into, I could totally see it, but man, getting in and out of that stuff's about to suck. Middle
course
of
it-
The video
July.
I saw looked like hell.
Of course, it would be Christian.
Middle of July, I don't know.
Yeah,
right,
they
we
probably
got-
hang on, and they went down the line and they were like, "Kenny, do you want to wear the onesie?" He said, "Hell no, I do that enough when I'm surfing." And then they were like, "Hey, PC boys," Mitch was like, "Hell no." And then they were, like, and Christian was like, "Yeah, probably last year my contract. I'll do anything for some attention." No,
Yeah,
I'm just playing.
and Paige
You're
is
off.
like, "Oh,
get
all right."
out. Get out. We're big Christian Craig's fans over here.
No,
What happened
that
with Craig
was rude.
yesterday? I didn't see. We didn't talk
He
about
died.
it.
All right.
He
All right.
crashed somewhere at some point.
All right, so lit kit, I'm with you. I'm with Eli's kit. Shit kit, I did not like the Jet LE stuff because it was boring to me.
It
like
was.
there was like they propped it like it was going to be this huge thing, and then I'm like, it's just fucking red gear that says A
It was
star.
like some weird.
I like the goggles though.
The goggles were
The
sick.
goggles were on point.
Ooh, and those fucking red, white, and blue 100%ers
Yep.
that Smith had on the
Yep.
podiums.
that.
Yeah, need
Hey,
those
man,
for Redbud, baby.
100% is just fucking.
Yep.
Been killing it.
So, all right. Well, this has been episode number 255. Thank you. It's been long. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Next
we
week's
need
show
to
will-
turn it up.
camera issues.
Let us know how to tighten up the
We'll get it a
program.
little tighter next week. Make sure to check out the live practice shows for the next few weeks here. Make sure to check out the reaction shows immediately after the race. Thanks to our sponsors, TLR Coatings, Complete Racing Solutions, Gutter Works, Holster Co., Isaac Nelson Designs. Links in the description down below. Pick up your Team VRM merch, and we'll see everybody
Thanks,
next
boys.
week. Wrap up
Woo!
San
Comment
Francisco.
and assault that subscribe button.
Jesus. Later.